I'm stuck. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to round 3 of the intermediate class for BUKC at Llandow Circuit. A very sunny Llandow Circuit today, just like yesterday. All the drivers soaking up the good weather, getting some good laps in, and hopefully some fantastic racing for you today. My name is Jake Palmer, bringing you the commentary today alongside John Ratcliffe. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Jake. I am super excited to get this underway. Of course, we've already been treated to some great racing yesterday for the Mains Championship, but we're back yet again. And again, as you mentioned, we've been blessed with beautiful sunshine here in South Wales, and we're ready for the Intermediate Championship to do battle. Of course, we've already had practice and qualifying sessions this morning to set the grids, but races about to get underway then. Of course, here at Llandow, we're back. We've not been here for a few years, have we?
Yes, 2022 was the last time BUKC raced here, but yesterday produced some fantastic racing again around this fantastic track, and as you can see, the weather is looking perfect. A little bit of cloud coming in, so maybe the track cooling down later. Could see some times drop in and some interesting racing, but fantastic track. We saw some brilliant racing yesterday. If you missed that, do make sure you go onto the Alpha Live channel and watch the live stream back, especially those last couple races at the end of the day. They were fantastic. But yes, Inters for you today. The championship is looking good. Surrey A currently leading, and if they win this race today, then they will lock out the championship. But plenty still to play for. We are going to take you down to Jacob Harris in the pits for interviews with our drivers. Down to you, Jacob.
Thank you very much, John and Jake. Let's have a chat to some of our drivers. We're going to ignore the front row completely. We've got a couple of ineligible drivers this afternoon, so we're going to dive straight in here with Swansea, I believe. Who have we got in the car?
Fergus Edwards, Swansea B.
Fergus, you're effectively on the front row of the grid here. The two in front of you are ineligible. Can you bring the points home for the Swansea boys?
I think we'd like to. We've got four karts starting in the top 4 in all of our races, so we're hoping to start this one off with a positive result. So yeah.
Something of a home advantage then?
Maybe not. There's a lot of quick guys here, so yeah. I'd like to think that we've got a bit of a home advantage, a bit more support than we would normally have, but yeah, it's nice to be at Llandow anyway.
Is it that you've been to the track before, or is it just a good night's sleep puts you in good stead for a solid day's racing?
Definitely a good night's sleep, 100%.
How many hours did we get last night?
Oh, solid, probably 4.5, I'd say.
Yeah, that's pretty decent, isn't it? Okay. What's your plan for the start?
Probably keep it to the left-hand side. Hopefully everyone sticks right, and then the gap opens up and go.
The first corner's a right-hander.
Yeah, but the left then becomes the inside to turn 2. So keep it on the left-hand side and hope no one's there in front of me.
Thinking 2 corners ahead at all times.
Yep, absolutely.
There you have it. All right then, have a good one. Let's wander on back to see who else we've got. I want to say they're ineligible as well, so I'm going to dive in with the 88. Who have we got here?
Ewan Lentz.
Ewan.
York
B. Why aren't you in York A?
Well, I was yesterday.
Yeah.
So
you're ineligible today?
Yeah, I am.
And you've only managed to qualify here?
Yes, sadly.
You drove around all day yesterday, for nearly an hour around this track, and some guys who've just turned up out-qualified you this morning. How does that make you feel?
I'm not very happy, but to be fair, I know he was in mains as well, so...
He was. I personally didn't talk to him because I thought he's ineligible. I want to talk to the eligible incidents drivers, and I jumped on your side pod. Have a good one anyway.
Thanks.
All right, let's try and find someone who's definitely scoring points real quick before we go out there. Imperial are, as far as I'm aware, fully eligible. Who have we got here?
Alex Jones.
Alex, we're what, 7, 8 rows back, are we?
Yeah, it's not ideal.
What's the plan to make up for it then?
I'll just, turn 1, obviously, and try not to get disqualified.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's up the inside, round the outside, what are we talking?
Well, that's for me to know and you to see.
All right, I look forward to that. Beyond that, then, just gap it out and hope for the best?
Yeah, precisely. Okay. Just consistently chip away, try and make up for my mistakes of quality.
Perfectly reasonable plan.
Perfectly reasonable.
Good luck with it.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens.
I will keep an eye on the stream.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob.
All right, then. That's all we've got time for. I'm getting a thumbs up from the staff. So back up to you guys, John and Jake, for race number 1.
Thank you, Jacob. Lovely interviews with all the drivers there. Always nice to hear their perspective of stuff. But drivers are already underway. They get a couple of warm-up laps, but they've already had their practice and qualifying this morning, which has set the grid for today, which we are going to bring you now.
Right then, ready for race number 1. Let's go. Do you want to take us through the grid?
Yes, on pole we have Oxford A, followed by Nottingham B alongside them. Row 2 is Liverpool A and Swansea B, with Lancaster C and Brunel C on row 3. Row 4 we have York B and Swansea D, followed by Leeds B and Surrey C to round out your top 10. Surrey C are your championship contenders here. I said Surrey A earlier. Apologies for that. Portsmouth B in 11th place, followed by their sister team, Portsmouth C. On row 7 we have Manchester Met B, followed by Cambridge B, Imperial A, Cambridge A, Derby B and Bath C. Bath D are on row 10 alongside Coventry C, with Birmingham E, Exeter C, Bristol B and Bristol C, their sister team, in 24th. Row 13 of the grid is Brunel B, Coventry G, Leeds C, Salford A, Cardiff C and Warwick C. And our last 6 drivers are Sheffield C, UCL B, Leeds Beckett B and their sister team Leeds Beckett C, Birmingham C and De Montfort A. And the drivers won't be going around this time. There's someone still on the grid with their car not starting.
And that is De Montfort A, I think, who's stuck there on the grid. Been stuck there for quite some time as well as the drivers come through. So less than ideal start for the driver behind the wheel of the number 32. He's got underway. That's good to see. So we join at the back of the pack. But as you just mentioned, he's on the back row of the grid anyway, so nothing to worry about. But drivers will continue on round again in 2x2 formation. Of course, no practice laps for the drivers because they've already had those qualifying sessions early on. So we'll have to run through the grids nice and quickly today, which will be good. But lots of exciting racing to come then. I think the main difference to yesterday's mains round, quite a lot of ineligible drivers here today for us to try and contend with as well, which makes our job a bit more challenging.
Yes, and to explain the ineligible drivers is where certain teams, obviously we had the dates change, things like that, and if they have a spare seat going that they don't have a driver for, they're allowed to sell that seat, but the driver who buys that seat and races for it cannot score points in this race, whether they win or not. They will score 0.
Last note as well from Mr. Mather behind us, there's potential that the Liverpool carts have their transponders on the wrong cart. A's on B and B is on A. Well, we'll keep an eye out then. Right then, 2x2 to the lights. Let's get Inters underway here at Llandow. We get underway, first time of asking. Nice green smiley face on the gantry, and we go racing here at Llandow. Big move already round the outside. Nottingham B into the lead, and they're 3 wide to the exit. We saw a lot yesterday. Drivers taking out the barrier there on the right-hand side on corner exit. Looks as though they've all managed to avoid it, but as you were pointing out, Jake, one driver taking, should we say, an interesting line there through turn 2.
Yeah, cutting the track slightly, I'm sure in avoidance of something. Penalty already for breaking formation from Leeds B. That's a great getaway from Nottingham B. That is not Nottingham B, that is Ryan Harris from Surrey A, who you may have seen racing yesterday, but possibly looking out for their team here. But at the moment, it looks like he's just going to get away cleanly.
There's 6 ineligibles in this one. We'll run you through that when we see where they get to in terms of the grid. But continuing on through that number 1, then, as you mentioned, lovely start from Nottingham B. They're already breaking away very, very nicely. And there's a move up the inside at the final corner from the number 37. Oxford A getting back into second place then at the end of lap number 1.
Yes, good move there. That is a classic move that we saw time and time again yesterday, going up the inside at the hairpin. But it doesn't mean that is over, because if you keep your foot in it, you'll then got the advantage on that left-hand side. If you're on the outside for the little left kick, it's a shorter run to the first corner, so it's not all over if they make that move.
100%. There's been some lovely moves. Of course, we saw some incredible defending as well yesterday that can be done around this circuit with how fast and flowing it is. It does make it a little bit more simple to defend than other circuits, but still a challenge to win a race here in the BUKC Inters. Well, Nottingham on target for it at the moment, but of course we're going to be tracking back to whoever's the first eligible driver as well. But for the moment, line astern here, 2nd, 3rd and 4th place, and now looking for the re-overtake potentially into the final corner. Not quite close enough this time for Swansea B, but I've just spotted they have already got themselves a penalty. ABC bump and pass for Swansea B.
Oh, that's a shame. They've done incredibly well this morning, getting a few poles on the last 3 races. This was a good grid start for them as well. Obviously one of the local teams to this track, so you'd expect them to do well, but they've done incredibly well. That is going to be a damning piece of positions, should we say, to their end of the race result, but they're still battling for 3rd. This front 4 have really broken away from the rest of the pack. Drivers putting their hand up for the yellow flags, but at the moment it is Nottingham B in the lead, Oxford A in second place. Both of those drivers are ineligible for this one, so your effective leader on the points is Swansea B if they didn't have the penalty. So technically, Liverpool A are leading this one from 4th on the grid, but they're still...
After their very fiery race start then, look at how much the 37 has already closed the gap. Yeah, like you were saying, Liverpool A in the effective lead of this race in terms of championship points. But as you also mentioned, Jake, they're probably not going to know that unless you've memorised the numbers of the drivers around you, which is utterly impossible. Liverpool would just be driving their own race. Maybe teammates will be able to hold a board over the side to let them know something, but I think really just let them get on with it and drive as fast as they can.
Yeah, to be honest, even if they did know, I doubt these drivers care. These ineligibles, they're still racing here. They still want to win. So I think we're going to see a good battle cooking up here soon. The number 37 of Oxford A, who I think is the Leeds driver in Oxford A, but they are catching very quickly to Ryan Harris in the Nottingham B car. Are we going to see a move fairly soon? Still 21 minutes left in this race, but a fairly good start for most of the drivers. We're going to have a look to see if there were any big movers in this one. Coventry C, one of your championship contenders, are up 11 places from 20th. But remind you, it's a little bit less chopping and changing from yesterday. Obviously, the mains, you get the grids randomly shuffled up. And in this one, everyone should, in theory, qualify in their right places. But will we see a move here? Driver of the, pardon me, Swansea B kart's having a little sniff, but nothing.
Coventry C. That's actually quite a big one, isn't it, that ABC
place? So Surrey have got a good chance here. If they have a good day today, then that'll be it.
Yeah, Surrey have been impressive this season, not only here in the Inter, but in the mains as well. They've really gone step-to-step improvement throughout the last couple of seasons. Surrey have been really impressive. Of course, round 1 victory went to Surrey C, and then they were second place at round 2. They've done an impressive job, haven't they? That second round win, the victory went to Leeds Beckett A, so still definitely ones to watch out here today. Thinking about the move there into the left-hander for Oxford, but not able to make it work. So Surrey C in 7th in this one at the moment, Cov C in 9th, but of course, don't forget they've got that penalty. That's going to drop them down the order once things are all said and done. So really, they need to try and get a move on here to try and nullify those lost positions after the checkered flag. But 25-minute races again here today. But also a thing to note as well, if we do have a false start, that will reduce the total time of the race by 5 minutes. We saw that a few times yesterday, but full 25 minutes of this on, which is a great start. And again, checking over the shoulder here are the leading driver of Nottingham B, and I think there might have been a move there into the final corner. Oxford getting it done, and to the exit they go. Oxford take the lead of the race.
Yes, great move there. Textbook stuff into the hairpin, as we were saying earlier. That is... Oh, but no, Nottingham B have got them back through the hook. Fantastic move on the brakes. Through back go Nottingham B. They are not letting this go, and neither are Oxford A, having a little look up the inside, but thought better of it. Still 18 minutes to go in this one. Plenty of time for these drivers. Sort it out, and sort it out they do. Look at Oxford going up the inside of the double right-hander. Can Swansea B capitalise on this as well? 2 by 2 going down towards the right kick. Can they get the move done? Yes. Yes, they can. 2 positions lost there for Nottingham B. Great battling between these drivers, but this is starting to bring Liverpool A back into it as well. But good battling there. Oxford A in the lead.
Yeah, they just slipped off for a moment, hadn't they, Liverpool A? But not to worry for them. Still there in the effective lead of the race after ineligibles are gone, and the penalty for Swansea B, of course. But they're going to want to get back into that scrap as quickly as possible. Well, that scrap continuing then. Back up the inside. And back through into second place then goes Nottingham B. And look at that, Liverpool A get the fastest lap of the race and all of that as well. 52.7 for Liverpool A, and they are straight onto the back of our 3 leaders here. But look at the gap from 4th to 5th place. 8 seconds between this battle for the race lead and 5th place with Swansea D. That's a crazy, crazy gap after only, what, 8 minutes?
Yeah, incredible pace from these drivers. They're on fastest lap at the moment from Liverpool A is a 52.7. All of these drivers in the 52s, which, considering the fact that these cars only have new front tyres as opposed to the all fresh new tyres for the mains yesterday, it is incredibly impressive stuff. We do have lovely conditions here for this kind of racing. Penalty for De Montfort A, as you can see on the top of your screen, 2 times ABC. Liverpool having a look there into the last corner, thinks better of it. No position changes just yet, but it is Oxford A, Nottingham B.
In the leading pack then, it's all switched around as Liverpool A through into 3rd place, and Oxford A dropping back into 4th, and Nottingham B back into the lead of the race, and it's all switched back around.
Yeah, it's Nottingham B, Swansea B, and then Liverpool have, I think they had a move after the line, because they're back in the back of this train now. But all of these drivers within 6/10 of each other. This is going to be a good race until the end, I reckon. Don't go anywhere. Will we see Nottingham B need to defend just yet? Not really. We obviously, like we mentioned earlier, we saw Ewan Chu with a, sorry, Alvinchu, not Yuinchu, apologies, having a great defensive run. We know it can be done. So, oh, here we go then, defending down to the line, but Swansea B have got a good run. Are they going to be able to hang it out around the outside? Not quite. Ooh, Oxford A might capitalise here, getting up the inside, doesn't quite make it work, and they all stay in the same positions.
He's gone for it.
Wow, fantastic move, late on the brakes into the first corner. A little bump from Oxford A saying, come on, get on with it. He's just overtaken you easily.
That was beautifully aggressive, wasn't it? Into the first couple of corners, but back down the inside goes Nottingham, trying to follow them through. Oxford 8, and they do so. They're on the outside line now for the right-hander. They might get shuffled out wide here by your race leader. Can they cut across the exit? Not quite. Just about getting the up and under there. Trying to fight the inside line. We're nearly 3 wide into the right-hand kink. Great racing here between our top 4.
Look at Liverpool A now looking to capitalise on this. They're looking at this and loving it. Any kind of scraps they could pick. Like we say, they are in the effective lead of this race, but they probably do not know that, so they're watching this and thinking, this is fantastic. So, Nottingham B got a bit of a gap now. About a car length, which is about the most we've seen in a fair few laps. So, good racing from them. Fastest lap is still with Liverpool A. Oxford A having a little look up the inside, but no room there to do so. Will they be able to make a run into the double left? But all of this battling is letting Nottingham B stretch their lead.
Indeed it is. Yeah, they're scuffling behind, aren't they? And Nottingham B are trying to clear off with this one. Back up the inside. Late move there from Oxford A. They get it done, though. They get a good enough exit to hold the line through down to the right-hand kink of Chandler's as well. Nice move there. Back into second place they go. They want to lead the charge to try and reel back in Nottingham B. We're just about to hit half race distance then in this one, and these 4 still absolutely nose to tail as they have been from the start of the race. But even with the squabbling going on here between the top 4, gap to 5th place, not really going down too much, is it?
No, they haven't stretched it as much as they did in the first half of the race, though. So Swansea D still hanging on, and you never know with the amount of battling these guys are doing. Swansea D could reel themselves back in here. But it's going to be a while there. Still not even halfway through this race. Which of these drivers are going to come out on top? They're all hoping they're going to. Bit of a gap, like we said. Nottingham B have got a bit of a gap. About 2 car lengths to Oxford A. No one making moves this lap. All starting to settle down a little bit finally. But good racing from these 4. Oh, as I say that, maybe a move for Liverpool A. Not quite. But yes, good racing from these 4. Like we say, Coventry C have moved up in the meantime to 7th, even with their penalty of 4 positions. Still worth salvaging some points. If they get into the top 5, they will still have a top 10. That will contribute very nicely to their score. But move here maybe for Liverpool A. Not quite got the run on Swansea. Do they have the run on the outside of the corner? Not quite again. But good racing from these 4.
Indeed, it's been great to follow so far then. Continuing on through this one, and they do seem to be slowly but surely reeling Nottingham B back in then, after they sorted themselves out and got back into formation. It is still Liverpool A with that fastest lap. They've been slowing each other down at the last couple of laps. Still, though, only a couple of tenths off of the ultimate pace so far in this one. These 4 still increasing the gap once again then. Now they're no longer fighting. Gap back to Swansea D, back up to almost 8.5 seconds. A little look at the move there through Surtees from Liverpool A, but it's not going to happen. They stay as they were then, so only a second separating these 3 drivers. Amazing battling already in this one. We continue on then, down the back straight we go towards the final corner. Looking for the move then into 3rd place then. Liverpool 8 getting the inside line and getting the move, but going a little bit wide there on the exit. Up and under attempt from Swansea B. They'll draw alongside. They'll have the inside for the right-hander, but it's going to be side by side into the first couple of corners. Liverpool muscle their way back through and hold on to 3rd place. Great battling between these 2, but it'll be back up the inside into the left here from Swansea B. Look how much time they are losing to your 2 leaders. Shuffled almost off onto the grass there at Liverpool A, as Swansea B managed to get back ahead. Awesome trading of blows there between these 2 for a good few corners, but that's opened up a good second gap now to Nottingham and Oxford ahead.
Yeah, as good as it was to watch, it's not good for their overall race pace. Like we say, these 2 are ineligible, so they're not going to be scoring any points in this one, but still, these drivers are going to want to catch back up. They've got 11 minutes to do so. Will they get it done? We are looking at a battle between Coventry C and Surrey C, your 2 championship rivals here. Obviously, Coventry C do have that penalty, but they've got plenty of time to make up. Battle here, switching back to the outside for Oxford A. Fantastic move round the outside, which becomes the inside and manages to hold it through the hook. That was brilliant, but Nottingham B not giving it up just yet, side by side as we go through the double left. Bit of a shift, pod-to-pod contact, but nothing too egregious there. Nottingham B just about cling on to that, but they get a poor exit. Here come Oxford A again. He's saying, let's work together. But I don't think Nottingham B is interested, given how they've been racing just there.
I think that was a bit of a wave more than a word together. It was just like, hello, this is a great battle. We're enjoying this. Well, back into the lead they go then, and that's now allowed for Swansea and Liverpool to catch up again.
Yeah, look at that. There were a 1.5 second gap between them each on the last time round, and already they're right on the back of them just after a few corners of battling. But Oxford A, for the first time in the lead for a decent chunk of time, will they be able to hold it for the next 10 minutes?
I'm going to say a word that excited us a lot yesterday. Backmarkers. They're starting to catch up here. We're closing in to the back of the pack then with just less than 10 minutes left to go. I believe, it's the Leeds BUKC kart that they are catching up to at the moment. How difficult will they make it in getting past? We did see in a battle for the lead yesterday, as there goes Nottingham back up the inside and back into the lead. Nice move. Just gives a little bit of apologies there for the slight bump on the exit, but I think that was all fair in love and war. But yeah, we did see a change of the lead, courtesy of a back marker at one point yesterday, didn't we? So they can get in the way. Of course, no blue flags in BUKC. That's a bit more of a wallop, though. Back onto the circuit comes Nottingham, right into the path of the rest of the traffic. They'll drop back to 4th place, but honestly, the drivers did well to avoid a much bigger incident there.
Yeah, that was really well held, but look at Swansea trying to capitalise up the inside. Cone warning for Liverpool A, all in that. But can Swansea B hold on? Yes, they can. Liverpool A looking to capitalise as well. Can they get up the inside of Oxford? Yes, they can. It's all switched around here, pretty much exactly the opposite of what it was last lap. Brilliant racing.
This has been epic, hasn't it? Yeah, sorry, I got excited. I thought it was a co-penalty for Liverpool, so I thought that was going to reshift up the order yet again. Oxford A with another penalty, if I'm not mistaken. They already had one earlier in the race, didn't they?
Swansea.
No, it was Swansea, of course. Yeah, so Oxford A now with a penalty as well. Not that it would have mattered, given that they're ineligible anyway. But yeah, penalties going out, and not surprising when drivers are racing door to door like this. It's been so close now for the last 4 or 5 laps, consistently swapping places between the top 4. This is why we love the BUKC.
Exactly, Liverpool losing out there in that melee around the infield section. Oxford back into second, but like you say, with that penalty, all of the drivers making their way past the back marker. Will they get through cleanly? Nottingham trying to capitalise, back through past Liverpool again in all of this. Will they be able to stay ahead? They're side by side as they go across the line. Liverpool trying to hold it round the outside, which will become the inside for the hook. Still side by side. Nottingham B firing down the inside, and they're still side by side. Liverpool A not happy with that, but I think that was just some good aggressive racing. But this again is costing them time. Look at the gap now back to first and second. Oh, that is, yes. So Oxford A, your leaders, second place at the moment with an ABC bump and pass penalty, obviously for that bit of contact we saw into this corner where they bump the driver in front, overtake them, and that is not allowed in the BUKC. So Swansea lead this race with a penalty. Oxford, no points allowed to score in this race with a penalty. Liverpool, your effective leaders, now in 4th place as Nottingham B are also ineligible for points. Let's see if this race, Constantine is back up again, because it was about a 2-second gap about 2 laps ago, and then it closed up and now it's back again. So I expect this is going to get pretty feisty, well, remain feisty for the rest of this one, but good racing so far.
Indeed, yeah, it's been epic this one so far, hasn't it? Really exciting, close battling. We've got just less than 7 minutes left to go on the clock, and still we keep our eyes firmly focused on our 2 drivers here, battling over 3rd position, as they look to try and reclose that gap now that broke out to almost 2 seconds now between Swansea B, Oxford A, and then the next pack of 2. Here they are, the 63 and the 37, working their way through around the Dell, out of Diggers, and now down the hanger straight towards Raymond's. But again, they're catching a few more back markers here, could get in the way. But pretty good so far for the moment, but of course, to remind you, no blue flags here in the BUKC. It's the onus of the overtaking driver to do it safely and cleanly. You can get a bump and pass penalty on a back marker if you smash them out of the way. So you've got to make sure you're getting through cleanly, concisely, but quickly as well.
Oxford A just about slipping through at the hook there. If you get a back marker in between you, then it can cost you dearly. Those extra corners that you are behind them can cost you big time, like here. Swansea B just about making it through. Oxford A not being able close enough to follow, and now they've got the back marker in between them and a sizable gap for Swansea B, which is the first actual gap we've had for the leaders in a long time in this race. Oxford A now going through past the back marker, but there's now 2 in between the front 2 and 3rd and 4th. So what will Nottingham B and Liverpool A be able to do here?
Yeah, it should be good then for Swansea B to make a little bit of a breakaway then. As the 13 going right to the inside line there of Liverpool A. There's definitely an overtake on, potentially a double overtake on there at the final corner. They run side by side to the exit, and nope, across the line they go, staying as they were then, just stuck there in behind Nottingham B. Yeah, like you mentioned then, biggest gap so far in this race. A second now opening up between Swansea B and Oxford A, and then a further second back to Nottingham and Liverpool. We were speaking about earlier the battle between the 2 championship contenders. Well, they have switched around. Coventry C have got through on Surrey C. Of course, Coventry do have that penalty. So in terms of points, they will drop behind them in the end. But either way, that's big for the championship there, nullifying those positions and trying to scamper off a little bit ahead. I think 4 seconds further forward to Swansea D in 4 minutes. It's probably going to be a bit of a challenge, though.
That is a big step to overcome. But like we say, for Surrey C to win the championship overall, they have to win this round, and that is far from being over yet. This is only race 1. Swansea B trying to get past more of the back markers, do so cleanly. Will the rest of the drivers be able to follow them through? Like we say, these gaps are extending now, but not between these 2 drivers. Look at Nottingham B and Liverpool A, still going at it with 4 minutes to go. The amount of opportunities they have left to overtake is dwindling, but penalty coming through for Leeds Beckett C. That is for track limits. Since the start of the race, we've actually calmed down a fair bit for penalties. Only a few for some other drivers, like we saw with Oxford A, but other than that, we've been pretty clean up until now. Good racing from all the Inter drivers out there.
Indeed. Yeah, it's been really close, fun battling. A few penalties have come in across the race, we're not going to lie, but either way, drivers have been battling really well in this one, and good to see them all enjoying themselves out in the lovely sunshine here in South Wales. Of course, a shame we weren't able to join you all for the first couple of rounds in the intermediate classification earlier this year. Of course, all drivers descending on Wilton Mill for qualifiers at the end of last year. It was Buckmore Park at the end of January, Warden Law for round 2 at the start of March, here at Llandow on the 20th of March here today, and then round 4, the finale, will be on Thursday the 23rd of April at Silverstone. Make sure you mark that in your diaries. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be very exciting from Silverstone. Of course, mains, inters and drivers champs for that round at Silverstone. It's going to be epic. Make sure you don't miss it, whether you're racing or whether you're watching on at home. I hope you do thoroughly enjoy. But we continue to keep our eyes on the action here from Llandow. 3 minutes left to go, Jake.
Oxford A all in this melee of getting past the back markers, are starting to catch up to Swansea again. 2 minutes left to go, plenty of chances, and they're side by side with them. I'm not sure Swansea even know they're there. They're getting past the back marker, 3 wide into the hairpin. Make the move done easily into the lead. Once again go Oxford A, but will they be able to hold it? Swansea B already having a look for a move. Don't quite make it work into the hook. Will they be able to get a good exit? 2 back markers in between them and Nottingham B now, so they've got this battle just between themselves. Oxford A defending into the double left. Will they be able to hold it with the better exit? I think they have, but we've got a long run down to the right-hander now. Will their line be compromised? Not quite. They managed just about to hold on to the lead of this race once again. Nottingham B and Liverpool A both through past 1 back marker, only 1 more between them and the lead 2 left to go, and they're catching them. 1.3 seconds between 3rd place and 1st place. They're moving through quicker than the top 2.
Indeed they are. Yeah, looks as though Nottingham B dragging Liverpool A with them as well. Those 2 still absolutely nose to tail. If they keep battling like this, it won't be too long until they catch up to the back of them. Holding that inside line through the final corner. Nice defending there from Oxford, but a brilliant exit there from the 63 of Swansea B. Sweeps all the way around the outside and takes the place. A little bit too much overslowing there at the final corner from the 37 of Oxford A, and they lose the lead.
It's a bit tricky. It's very easy to either get the cut back or a longer run, switching back before the next corner, but Oxford decided it'd be better to park it on the apex, but diving to the apex they go on the double right-hander. Firm move We'll see what the stewards think of that one, but that was an aggressive one, getting back up into the lead. This is getting feisty, and it's bringing third and fourth back into it with 1 minute 10 left to go. Will we see Mill moves the lead? I'm sure we will. Who gets the better exit as we come down to the hairpin? Are we going to see Oxford A defending again? They might have learned their lesson from last time. They might have not. Let's see. Swansea looking, but not quite close enough to go for the move. But now, not even a kart length between second and third. Now look at Nottingham B. Liverpool A getting back into the fray. This is brilliant stuff.
Awesome, yeah, they close all back in then. Yeah, around the right-hander there was the old Spanish Archer, wasn't it, from Oxford A, getting the elbow out and really shuffling Swansea B out wide there. It was aggressive stuff, but either way, they're back into the lead of the race. And of course, the penalties won't matter for them because they're not going to be counting the results anyway, but that doesn't mean that they can just throw the rule book out the way and chuck it up the inside. They've still got to be inside of the rules, or they will have the book thrown at them. Here come Nottingham B, up the inside, down into that fast kink right-hander, and they've got the move. Through to second place goes Nottingham. Already looking for the repass there was Swansea, but Nottingham cover it off, and now Liverpool getting back involved as well. Now this is crucial moments here for Liverpool. They don't have a penalty. Really, they don't want to get in this battle. They need to leave it out a bit, and they've already got the race win in terms of points in this one, but of course they're probably not going to know that as we head round the final corner onto the last lap here of race number 1.
Drivers just beating the timer there, leading us one more lap of this one. Plenty of stuff still to happen, plenty of overtaking opportunities, but they're dwindling fast. Will Liverpool A, like you say, it actually would benefit them to stay out of this battle right now, but I don't think they want to do that. Are they going to get through? Will the top two battle? Oxford A had a decent gap at the end of that one, and they still hold it, but Liverpool A having a look up the inside, don't make it stick. Oxford A have got a good few kart lengths back to Nottingham B now. This might be their one to lose. Will they get a good exit? They've only got one real overtaking opportunity left, and that is the last corner with the short run down to the straight. Liverpool A setting up for a move down the back straight. Do they manage to get the run? Swansea B defending really hard. Liverpool A switch back to the outside. Got a bit of a run on them, but Oxford A are going to win this one. Can Liverpool A hold on? Contact between them in the last corner. Do they manage to hold on? Yes, Swansea B do hold on to it, but Oxford A winning that one just about. That was an intense battle, wasn't it?
Fantastic way to start the day here for the intermediate class. Race number 1, a banger already. 4 drivers battling for the entirety of the race. We couldn't ask for much more. Well, we could ask for them all to be eligible for points. But anyway, Liverpool A, 4th on the road. Maximum points for them from race number 1. They're going to be very happy with that one. Coventry C did catch and pass Swansea D then. Amazingly impressive pace there from Cov C, but of course they're going to be +4 positions at the end of the race. I'm not going to try and do the maths because it's going to be so complex removing drivers from that situation. Either way, they're going to be losing those positions, so Surrey C will end up leapfrogging them once all is said and done. And of course, to remind you as well, that Swansea B kart slightly further ahead. Again, they'll be dropping down positions. They were the winners on circuit in terms of eligible drivers, but with +4 positions, they'll be dropping down. So it is Liverpool who take the win in race number 1 with the fastest lap as well. I think that's going to give them some positive momentum for the rest of the day.
Absolutely. Good results from a lot of our championship contending teams as well. Is there anyone else who was in this race that have got championship permutations? I'm just seeing Warwick C, 30th, not championship permutations, I've cut myself off there, but they've gone from 30th to 15th in that one, which is a mammoth effort from them, especially with the field. Just to explain that one, our lovely friend Adrian Sanchez, who is our suit supplier, he's reliable, but he is cheap. So it says Snatches on his leg of his suit, so that's rather unfortunate. But yes, good racing from all the drivers throughout the field, though. We were a bit worried with all of those penalties coming in at the start, but we all settled down and some great racing. Lots of chopping and changing of the guard. 32nd place, it was that UCLB moving up 13 places. Good results for a lot of the drivers here. You want a good start to the day because it really changes your mood.
Cool. Well, just before we hand on to Jacob, let's run you through the final provisional finishing order in that one. Then Oxford A from Nottingham B, Swansea B, your top 3. Then Liverpool A, Coventry C, Swansea D, Surrey C, Leeds B, York B, and Manchester Met B top 10. Then it was Cambridge A, Imperial A, Brunel C, Bath C, Warwick C, Exeter C, Portsmouth C, Bristol C, UCL B, and Birmingham E. Then Derby B, Portsmouth B, Cambridge B, Brunel B, Coventry G, Cardiff C, Lancaster C, Leeds C, Sheffield C, Bristol B, Leeds Beckett B, Birmingham C, Bath D, Salford A, Leeds Beckett C, and to Montford A. Well, that's as fast as I can speak. I need a breath. Down to you, Jacob, on the grid.
I'm Roberts from Liverpool, who's the net winner of that race, given the ineligibles. Tom, I'm going to dive in here. You've won that one, 4th on the road, but a penalty for the man here and 2 ineligibles means you take maximum points from that one.
Yeah, it was a feisty race from start to finish. Sort of just kept on switching. It was good fun.
Yeah, I mean, between the 4 of you, it was tough at times, but I think it was fair. What would you say, having been in it?
Yeah, it was hard racing. A bit on the edge, but that's the way you want it, isn't it? So
Exactly, yeah.
entertaining.
A great start to the day for Liverpool team. What can we expect to see from the rest of the day, from the rest of your team?
I'm hoping we get a couple of podiums. Another win, I think, is all in order, and then we get on the podium. So that's what we're going to do.
That's the main thing, see if we can get a trophy to take back home up north. All right, congratulations, and hopefully we'll speak to your teammates in a similar fashion later on.
Yeah, perfect.
Tom Roberts there from Liverpool, our race winner. I'm getting called from all which directions. I can't quite tell who it is trying to call me, but we'll dive straight into the pack. In fact, we can talk to Fergus, in fact, who was also in that race and misses out on the race win because of a penalty.
Man, do you know what the penalty was for?
I can tell you, yeah. If you do some talking, I'll hold
Yeah. I mean, just in general, I don't know what it was like to watch from a outsider point of view, but that felt like a pretty insane race. 4-way battle for the lead. I know the first 2 were ineligible, but yeah, I think we all led the race at one point. So yeah, pretty happy, even though we haven't won in the end, but it doesn't matter. It was a good day out anyway.
It was a bump and pass. Early doors, I think lap 2, called by race control, so we must be talking into turn 1. You had 2 contact warnings as well, but I think it was that kind of race, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was just everyone was everywhere kind of thing. You know, when you've got 4 cars trying to fight for one position, sometimes 3 into 1 or 4 into 1 doesn't go. So yeah, that's racing, but there we are. It's good.
Put on a good show and hopefully you had a good time.
Absolutely. Brilliant. So yeah, on to the next one.
Thank you very much. Right, speaking of the next one, let's find out who we've got in here. We're going to have a quick chat to our Exeter team down here. I'm going to jump in this fashion. Like your helmet, it's very animated, should we say?
Right.
Colourful? Yeah, that's a word for it. Talk us through the design.
To be quite honest, it's not even my helmet. It's my dad's helmet. Mine was too small for me, so I've stolen it from him for the last 3 years.
Your dad likes the Joker, yeah, okay. So how would you do it differently?
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's very identifiable. The people in the team quite like it. It's quite easy to know where you are on the track. So.
Speaking of being out on track, where do we expect to see you in this race?
Going forward, quite far. We're aiming for 8th from here.
Where are you starting right now?
P16.
Okay.
So it's achievable target. We've been up there in most rounds this season, so hopefully can get up there.
Are we talking, smash your way up there in hold position, or are we talking a gradual, patient build-up?
We're trying to do most of it on lap 1, and then just settle down for the race and see what we can do from there.
All right, there you have it. Look out for the Joker helmet on lap 1. Have a good race. Let's go see who his competition is moving further forward. Look at this old Talco race suit. Can't not talk to you in a race suit like that.
Pardon?
I said we can't not talk to you in a race suit like that. Where did you find that?
Talco.
Hey, there you go. How about it? Faith, it's Faith, isn't it? Remind me what university you're at?
De Montfort.
De Montfort. Not the best starts for De Montfort. I think you struggled to get away from the grid on the last race. Hopefully a better start for you in this one, though.
Pardon?
Hopefully a better start for you in this one.
I really hope so.
What's the plan? You're not too far from the front here.
The plan is make it around the first corner.
Okay. Beyond that, just hope for the best?
Just see how it goes. I feel like whenever I have a plan, it goes wrong. So don't have a plan.
Perfectly reasonable. All right, then. I'll leave you to it. Faith there from De Montfort, hoping for at least to get off the line in this one. We've got a couple of ineligible drivers towards the front of this one. But I do want to say, Mr. Harlan's having a chat over here, so I'll go this side of the grid. Who have we got here?
James Wheel, Sheffield B.
James, strong position from Sheffield B. In fact, if I'm right, you were here in qualifying and you managed to maintain. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly right. I just like P2, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good position to be in. You got the inside for the second corner. Can we expect to see you in the lead at that point?
Well, that's the plan, obviously, as long as I don't get punted off.
Yeah, well, no one's going to do that in BUKC.
Yeah, never.
Exactly. competition around you? What kind of lap times were they setting in qualifying?
I think we were all in the 53s, low 53s, so yeah, hopefully we don't get too much faster.
If I remember correctly, this is the qualifying session where the top 8 was covered by like 3/10, so we could be in for a bit of a battle. Are you up for it?
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to good racing. We'll see what we can do.
All right, let's see what the man behind you thinks of that. We've got Imperial's challenger. Tell us your name.
Maximilian.
Max, are you up for a battle?
Yeah, sure. Should be fun. I'm on the outside, so not sure about T1, but honestly, all I can think about is coursework, because, yeah, that was that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll take it slow. Should be fun.
Your man in front is planning on being on the inside for turn 2. You're going to follow him through?
Yeah, well, I'll do my best and try not to end up in the cones or the barrier, and we'll see how that goes.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear as well. Well done. All right, good luck with it.
Thank you.
I'll see you after the race.
Cheers.
Okay, I think we're just about ready to go. I'm looking at these guys. No, our pole man is having a bit of trouble. He's changing suits, actually. So we got a bit of time. Let's wander back through and see who else we can find here. There's an empty cart by there as well, one being replaced. Let's talk to who I'm sure is one of the eligible Leeds drivers, am I right?
I am indeed. I'm Connor.
Yeah. I'll dive in, Connor, whilst I can, because there's so many ineligible Leeds ones. I thought I'll take my chances when I get out. Way too many. How many Leeds drivers are here today?
I think we've got about 16 here.
Right. And how many Leeds teams are competing?
3.
Okay, so we're 4 over, so we could have had an extra Leeds team, but maybe at Silverstone. What are you thinking of Llandow?
Oh, it's a great track. Love it.
Are we, what were we planning on finishing? Obviously, we're starting, what, 9th?
9th, yeah. Well, hopefully end up there first.
Okay, you've got some stiff competition in front of you. I think the front of this one, lap times were pretty hot. What did you set in qualifying?
53.5, yeah. So getting there, but a bit of time to make up.
Well, obviously you get the benefit of seeing what they're all doing in front of you and learning from them for the first couple of corners at least, until you've overtaken them, obviously, which is bound to happen. But yeah, I've spoken to the man on the front row, and I think he said 53.2, so it's we're only talking a couple of tenths. That's kart variance, and anything, isn't it?
I'll be up there quick.
Yeah. And celebrations tonight if you win?
Of course.
What kind of things could we expect to see if we were on the Otley run or something like that up in Leeds?
Full-on celebrations. Everyone there.
Yeah, whole club?
Oh, entire club.
All right, you heard it here first. It's a big night out in Leeds if this man wins the race. We're going to go grab 1 or 2 more interviews, but have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, and let's shuffle further on back. And let's go for the man who's got a great view of the Joker helmet. A challenger from Coventry. Who have we got here?
So we've got Nathan Wilson, Coventry G.
Nathan from Coventry D. And I was just speaking to Leeds. They got a fair few drivers here. But how many drivers have Coventry got here today?
Too many.
Too many.
We're just so good.
There you go. Beyond 16, too many to count. There's an F team at some point, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got E, F, G. We've just got hundreds of drivers, to be fair.
Maximising the alphabet, if anything. You've ended up in which team did you say?
G.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
G for good.
Goat team. G for goat team.
Yeah, makes sense.
Late championship push, so yeah, hopefully get a good result here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of result are we talking for that championship push? Are you going to be top 3?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
No.
Someone on the GOAT team could probably manage that.
Confidence is key, I suppose.
Yeah, and you seem to have plenty of that. Right, that guy is...
Finally.
Our pole sitter has changed his race suit. I think we're about to get going. I'm going to jump off because Dante is keen to blow his whistle. Back up to you guys in the comms box then. We are going to get this one underway in just a few seconds' time.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Yeah, good to hear from the drivers once again, and a slightly extended natter with the drivers there. That was courtesy of your pole sitter, Adam Harding. I think the zip on his race suit had failed. He kept trying to get it on, and it wasn't working, so one of his team members had to rush back to the car, grab a spare suit, and he's chucked it on and got out onto the grid, which is good to see. Looks as though we're getting one car back to the pits, but right then, race number 2 coming up. Let's run you through the grids for this one. As we say, then Adam Harding for Royal Holloway A is on pole position. Alongside him, Sheffield B, then it's Leeds Beckett A, and Imperial A on row 2, then Birmingham C and Sheffield D following them there on row number 3. Row 4 is Coventry C and York B, then it's Leeds C and De Montfort A round out the top 10, following them Surrey C and Manchester Met B. Row 7 is going to be Surrey D and Reading C, then it's Leicester B and Exeter C, Liverpool A and Coventry G behind them, then rounding out the top 20 on row 10 racing underway. To settle then into the stint is a challenging one, but Adam, proven race winner already in BUKC Inters this year and last year as well. So let's see what he can do here from the front of the order.
Imperial A making moves here, already up into third from their 5th place grid spot. Just behind them, Elite C, who started 9th, who were 5th, but I think they've just lost the position to Surrey C, who've had a fantastic start from 11th on the grid. Brilliant start for them. This is going to be important for their championship, and up the inside goes Imperial on the inside of Leeds Beckett A, making 2 positions in a matter of corners, but this is allowed Royal Holloway. Look at the gap already, over a second now already. This is Adam Harding's chance to stretch the lead, and we saw obviously our pole sitter, he has the opportunity to punch in those laps and extend this lead. 23 minutes still to go though, it's a long ways. Look at the battling down in the midfield though, side by side going towards the Dell, all the drivers shuffling out, can't really go too wide there, but again look at this gap. Brilliant start from Royal Holloway.
Yeah, checks over the shoulder there at the final corner, just seeing what kind of gap he's made up. Well, it was 9/10 of a second. It's now 1.8 seconds between Holloway A and Imperial A, but it's Sheffield D in 6th place who take the fastest lap there on the first proper lap of racing, 53.1. Still plenty of time to be found across this race distance, but yeah, indeed, what a start from Surrey C. Really positive for them here to try and hook up a really, really good day out on the circuit. I was trying to spot how the start has gone for the drivers around, and we'll have a look at that in a few moments' time. Either way, continuing to press on then, and Royal Holloway are almost off into a different postcode already, and we're only here on lap number 3, but drivers closing up nicely behind, as we say, Sheffield D with a really quick lap, and they have closed the gap now to the 4 ahead. We're almost line astern here as we head into the final corner, but again, great start of the race for the 64 of Imperial. There was the 81 of Surrey C looking up the inside, a little bit of argy-bargy at the final corner. Got to be careful they don't get themselves an unnecessary penalty. For now, they sit in behind.
That was actually some really good racing from Sheffield B. I don't think they're meant to do it, but they were having a little sniff up the inside of Leeds Beckett A, but that meant they were defending from Surrey C, which was good because they were definitely going to go out the inside on that corner. But this has been a really, really good start for your championship leaders, Surrey C. They a little pump there with the 25. He's saying go back through. He knows that was a bit of an egregious one, but he's not going to let Sheffield D through all in that melee. Manages to hold on to 5th, but are they side by side going towards the Dell? No, they just about hang on to it. But yes, those early laps are where you need to make up those positions, because if you leave it too late to make up those positions, the gap spreads out to the rest of the drivers, and it's even harder to make up the time and make more positions. So really good position for Surrey C here to make most and potentially get on the podium of this one, because I think I'm right in saying these top 4 are all eligible, top 5, sorry, all eligible for points. Sheffield D are ineligible, Leeds C are in 7th, followed by Exeter C, Manchester Met B, who's just got an ABC pass penalty, unfortunate for them, and Reading C in 10th place. All looking up the inside at Sheffield D on Surrey C. This is not good for them, and up the inside as well is Leeds Beckett A getting back at Imperial A. Imperial not able to capitalise on that second position and pull away. So good move there from Leeds Beckett A, getting back into 2nd place.
Yeah, Cameron Molitor there, sending it up the inside for Leeds Beckett A. A really nice, well-tempered move, that one, to get back into 2nd place. With the early pace there from Imperial, I thought they might just try and lead the charge on ahead to Royal Holloway, but no, they're slipping back into this battle pack. And again, another check over the shoulder from Adam there in the lead of the race. Again, just comfortably building that gap. But here comes Sheffield D then, up the inside of Surrey C, and through into 5th place they will go at the final corner. But again, as you mentioned earlier, Jake, we won't be counting them in the final finishing positions.
Still got 20. Oh, move! Have a little look up the inside of Imperial A. Not quite close enough. Leeds Beckett A take the corner as they were ahead, and that they stay ahead. But look at Sheffield B coming up behind them now. Looking up the inside on the left-hander. Do make it work, but that's got the inside for Imperial A, and they managed just about to hold on. But this is starting to really kick off. Yeah, we've still got 20 minutes in this one. It feels like it's been about 10 minutes.
That was very wide there for Surrey C off to the right-hander. They nearly found the barriers there. That would have been catastrophic into the race for Surrey. They did well to hold the slide there, bump and bounce over the grass, and back onto the black stuff they go. They've only lost a couple of tenths from that, so well done to the Surrey C driver. He now checks over the shoulder, thinks, oh, blimey, what happened there? He settles back into the action and put full focus ahead again. That's a late move from Imperial there at the final corner, and they know it. They point it back through, but we're going to go 3 wide. Out on corner exit, and it's 2 positions lost for Imperial.
Cool, that really cost them there. That little slight mistake, you lose all of your momentum. These karts do not like to start from a standstill, and you could see that there where they were tumbling back. No drive off the corner just as they had to back out of that corner. That was a really late move, but look at them already trying to salvage the positions. Imperial A falling back again falling victim to Surrey C. They're now all the way back down to 6th after challenging for 2nd. That's how quickly it can change when the packs are this close. So, but look at all of this fighting has brought Royal Holloway at the bottom of your picture there, just flying by 4 seconds in the lead. Great drive from Adam Harding so far.
Indeed, it's been very impressive, hasn't it? Yeah, what a gap already. The sharp end, of course, as I already mentioned, Adam, not a stranger to being in the lead of a BUKC Inters race. When we had a little chat with him after qualifying, it suddenly jogged my memory. He was the driver in the classic GYG clip coming through the first corner, stuck behind the backmarkers as they go 4 wide and putting his hands in the air as to say, what am I supposed to do here? It was an awesome clip from Adam. A really fun one to commentate on that one, as is this one, as he continues to extend that gap at the sharp end. But still, as we mentioned yesterday, in mains as well, it's great to see battle packs up and down the field. No matter your experience level in terms of two-stroke karting, you will find someone to battle, whether in the mains or in the inters here today, which is just great to see. Drivers building up their experience level and getting better as racing drivers as they continue on through their career here in the BUKC. If your interest has been piqued here watching the stream, get involved with your university motorsports club, as BUKC, I think we can both agree, is one of the best university experiences.
It is fantastic, and a fantastic move maybe coming up for Surrey C now, looking to overtake into the last corner. Yes, they just about actually defending Surrey, I think, are they? No, we've all chopped and changed since the last lap, but they do just about hold on to it, or do they? Apologies. It's all chopped and changed since the last lap, but oh, look at this for a move. Number 27 on the 118. That is Coventry C working their way up through the field on one of their back starts. This is one of your championship contenders, so important move for them. All of these drivers, there's plenty of packs all the way through the field. You are looking at the battling for the top 30-ish positions here, side by side into the first corner. A little bit of contact, but manager's just about to hold on. I think they're still side by side. No, just about filing in are those two drivers. Through the Dell come the leaders. Look at that gap that Adam Harding has got back to second place. Little bounce from Sheffield B. That's James Wheel trying to just about run away from Sheffield D, but he's holding on to second very well. Drivers in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all vying for this same position.
Imperial A up the inside there at the final corner, so they retake 5th place then ahead of Surrey C. Battle still continuing on there at the final corner. The classic up and under there at the final corner doesn't quite work this time though.
No, the driver, little switch back here. 91 going for a move, can't quite make it work. We're looking here, there, everywhere for that move. That was some great racing, but it's bringing the Leeds drivers behind them into the fray as well. This is some great racing, like we say, all up and down the field. Tends to kind of, even though it bunches up at certain points, especially at the start, it spreads out, but you still get those little mini battle packs you can see on your timing screen. 21st all the way down to 30th, only a few seconds separating them. So all of those drivers still got 16 minutes left in this race, and 16 minutes left for these drivers to sort it out. Surrey C have dropped back, and Imperial A now looking to make another move up the inside of Leeds Beckett A. Not quite close enough, but Leeds Beckett go wide at the last corner, and Imperial just about make it through. Tap of the head saying, let's work together here, because they've lost the gap to Sheffield D, who've made a move on Sheffield B up into second place. Battle here again, side by side action, almost 3 wide down the straight. Brilliant move from the driver there. Didn't quite see who that was, but yes, fantastic driving all up and down the pack here.
Yeah, lovely bit of racing there in the mid-pack as we look back into sector number 2 now. I just wanted to highlight as well, of course, we've been speaking about Surrey B, one of your championship protagonists there in 6th place at the moment. Coventry C, it's not a good race for them at the moment. 21st place they're sitting in at the moment. That is not good for their day. Of course, Surrey, if they win this round, that's going to be it. They would have won the intermediate championship. So Coventry needs to find a few more places in this one.
Yes, Leeds Beckett A, though, another title contender with a win on their books, are in 5th position, so they're definitely not giving up yet. They are in that lead battle pack that you saw just now. But yeah, Coventry started 8th in this one, but evidently didn't have a good start to the race, as they are down 14 positions from the start. Not ideal for them in their championship fight. Fighting here down the straight come these drivers in the midfield. Number 107, that is... I've lost them.
Edinburgh C it is.
Edinburgh C. Definitely not one of the local guys to these tracks. It's about the opposite. Props to them. We have to shout out the northern teams for coming down all this way, because it proves the dedication. It's really good to see them represented here, but representing all these top. Well, this is the battle for third now, as Sheffield D have started to pull away, slightly catching on Adam Harding, who, to be fair to him, can relax a little bit, but maybe not too much. Are we going to see any moves here for third position? Imperial having a little look, Surrey having a little look, but no moves as we approach lap number 12.
Yeah, not quite able to get enough of a slingshot there out of the right-hander onto the back straight. These four still absolutely nose to tail, though. Again, similarly to what we saw in race number 1, some really exciting racing at the sharp end here. That's a nice exit from Surrey, but again, just bumps the back of the Leeds Beckett A car, and I think they'll continue on then as we press on through the middle section of the circuit. Imperial again having a little sniff here, trying to find a way past the 25. They've got the exit, they've got the overlap, and wide again for Surrey. That's the second time they've done that in this race. They are dicing with death there at the right-hander. They are flirting far too heavily with the barriers there, Surrey, needing to reel that in just a little bit. As you go side by side ahead here, that'll be Sheffield B and Imperial A there going side by side as they sort themselves out and head onto the back straight. Imperial have got it.
That was a move around the outside out of the right-hander, which became the inside. Fantastic move, and Leeds Beckett A and Surrey are going to capitalise on this. Sheffield B falling down 3 positions in a matter of corners, and that's allowed Imperial A to get a slight gap on these drivers, which is the most they've had in a while. Can they capitalise on that? These drivers need to now work together, push back up to the back of Imperial A. Like we say, Sheffield D not eligible for points. Royal Holloway are steaming up the road. Move potentially for Surrey, not quite, and that's going to compromise them out of that corner. Sheffield B retake 5th position, but yes, this is effectively your battle for second. Look at Imperial A already pulling a gap amongst all of this battling. Good driving from these guys as we come down to the Dell. Fantastic track, this one. Lots of flowing corners, but like you just saw there, where you go for a move and you compromise them, it's such a flowing, fast track that you really need to keep the momentum, and as soon as you lose it, lose those positions so quickly.
Yeah, the negative momentum is so easy to get here. You drop 1, you often drop 2 or 3 places, and yet every sort of corner flows into each other, isn't it? So if you get held up at 1, suddenly you're losing time through a good portion of the circuit. Well, back through have gone Sheffield B there in the mid part of the lap. They've reshuffled Surrey C back down into 6th place. And I've got to pick up the drivers even more as well, because we've only had 2 penalties in this race throughout this one. We're over half race distance now. Very, very good to see from our intermediate drivers. Definite improvements from race number 1. Surrey getting through 1 position, now looking for 2 here on the corner exit as they look up the inside now of Leeds Beckett A into the fast right-hander of Chandler's. Do they get it done? Yes, they do. Through into 4th place then. A great couple of corners there for Surrey.
That was fantastic. Like we just said, making those moves and putting yourself offline should cost you time, but Surrey just flew through past those 2 drivers, evidently spirited, trying to catch up with Imperial A, because it's now a second gap they have up to 3rd place. So pushing now, still 11 minutes left to go in this one, so plenty of time to make up that gap. Fantastic moves from Surrey C there. It's exactly what they need to be doing to win this championship.
100%, 100%. They are out here. They're in it to win it, aren't they, here at Llandow? They want to get it done here so that they can relax for the final round at Silverstone and just enjoy themselves. Well, they're doing a good show of it at the moment, and still, like we mentioned earlier, with issues earlier on in this race for Coventry C, it's making it a bit easier for them. They're back up to 18th place now, our Coventry. I did see them get a warning earlier on, so they need to be a bit careful to make sure that their day doesn't go from bad to worse in this one. But now the drivers have resettled into the order here. It's now Surrey leading the charge back to Imperial, as you mentioned earlier on, Jake. And there are our top 2 just heading out of your shot there down towards the final corner. Gap has been slowly but surely dropping here between Royal Holloway and Sheffield. It was 4.3 seconds. It's a second on that last lap alone, down to 3.3 here. Still a potential battle for the lead on, but of course Sheffield D won't be counted for points. They are ineligible in this one, but either way we'll ignore that. If he does catch up, we're going to enjoy a great bit of racing.
Exactly, yes. Doesn't matter for us. It's still producing some good racing. Hopefully you are enjoying at home. Thank you to all of you on the live stream watching along, supporting your teammates, uni mates, sons, daughters, hopefully not dads, I'm not sure. You do get a few of the older chaps in BUKC, but yes, thank you to all of you watching. Only 2 pence mental thought this was BUKC. Trust me, we're in as much disbelief as you are. And yes, a fellow Jake as well. Shout out to Jake from... There's actually 2 Jakes in this one, I believe. 3! Goodness me, we're spreading like wildfire here. I think, oh sorry, there was a Jake in the last one. Apologies, I'm getting mixed up. So 2 in this one. But yes, Nice to see my fellow namesakes doing well in this one.
Yeah, it's good to see. There's some love for some Jakes in the live chat as well. Big shout-outs as well. Manchester Met University banditry as per. Good to hear that. And let's go Leeds Beckett, go Coventry. Loads of support in the live chat. Thank you all for joining us yet again here for round number 3 of the British Universities Karting Championships Inters classification. We'll continue on then. Less than 10 minutes to go in this one. Gap still 3.3 seconds then, so it's stabilised between the two leaders. But these 3 or 4 in behind then still battling away at it. Imperial still with a good 1.3 second gap ahead of Surrey C, I should say. And I think this is the first part of the race here where it's sort of all slowed down a little bit as we've settled into these positions, as now our leaders try and pick their way through a couple of back markers there. 55 getting a little bit out of shape under brakes, but equally stays with the driver in third place. So 55 had a good couple of corners there as we head on now to lap number 19 of this race. And again, gap between the leader decreases once more by just over half a second.
I was going to say Imperial A are really pulling away here, but you can see on your screen the gap is not that big realistically. All of them are starting to chip away at the leader. The gaps are slowly closing in, and with these moves around the back markers, it stops becoming how fast are you going around the track. Another element is added of how fast can you overtake them, because like we said earlier, it can really compromise you and it makes the difference. But look at that. That is Leeds Beckett A getting past the back marker. Oh, not quite. They go side by side through the dell. A little bit of contact. Again, like we said earlier, it's up to the drivers to make a clean move. And that allows the number 25 of Sheffield B to run alongside. Do they get a better run there side by side as they go down to the hairpin? Who's going to come out on top? Still side by side, but looks like Sheffield B just about made the move done. Oh, at Leeds Beckett's having none of it. Are they up the inside into the corner? Yes, they are. And get ahead before the apex of the hook. Great move back into where are we? 4th place.
Yeah, impressive. Good racing between those two, and I don't think that UWE are going to be on the Christmas card list for Leeds Beckett any longer with that hold up there. But either way, did a good job to battle back through and retake the place. Well, there you go. That's some positivity that we need from Coventry C. New fastest lap of the race for the driver in 15th place. They've just got through on their sister team of Coventry E on the last lap, but a 53 dead from Cov C. How far are they away from other drivers? They're a second now behind Leeds C and De Montfort A. Then it's a further 3 seconds up to Liverpool A in 12th place. So with 7 minutes to go, I think for Coventry, lofty heights of 13th place going to be the maximum of this one. Of course, then we'll have to try and work out ineligible drivers and things like that. But either way, the fact in the matter is Surrey are well clear in this race.
Exactly. This is what I was saying at the start when Surrey made those moves early, is now Coventry do have the pace, but they're 20 seconds back from the leader. It's up to 14th, you can see a new timing screen there, but yeah, it just feels like it's a bit too little too late, unfortunately for them, but plenty of time in this afternoon. This is only race 2 of race 6. Do not go anywhere, folks. This championship could go down to the wire. We hope it goes down to the wire at Silverstone. Otherwise, it'll still be fantastic racing, but we like it going towards the end.
100%. Well, the mains is, of course, it really got shaken up yesterday, didn't it? So make sure you're marking the mains day in your calendars at Silverstone. That's going to be a very exciting live stream to cover. And, of course, Drivers' Champs as well is always chaos. I thoroughly enjoy Drivers' Champs, where the teams move out of the way and it's every man and woman for themselves. We look back then to the drivers at the sharp end, Leeds Beckett A now, and making a nice bit of a breakaway ahead of Leeds B. Sheffield B, my apologies, as they continue to cut through the back markers there. The Leeds, after getting the move back done, extending that gap to almost a second now back to Sheffield B. We're closing in towards 5 minutes left to go. Gap between your two leaders now dropping to 2.5 seconds. It was a further 6/10 on the previous lap. Actually, I'll tell a lie, sorry. It was Royal Holloway who extended the gap once again by 6/10. So clearly some ebbing and flowing as well. And similarly to what we've seen in this battle, drivers picking their way through the order. You might get lucky, you might get unlucky, but you then see that pendulum swing back and forward as the driver behind you then catches the same back marker.
Picking their way through the field are Manchester Met B, who you just saw on your screen. Amongst all of this battle, and this has brought in them and Exeter C, and capitalising immediately, going up into 6th place ahead of Sheffield B, who were, like we said, dropping back from Leeds Beckett A. Opportune time for Leeds Beckett A. Cameron Molitor starting to punch the laps in, because look at the gap to Surrey C. They've extended to 2.5 seconds. Only 5 minutes left of this one. They can't afford to lose that pack. But Surrey C definitely still got a chance to fight with Imperial A, but there is your 5th place Leeds Beckett A. Manchester Met B, will they be able to catch them in the next couple laps? Let's have a look. But that was a very quick catch up and pass move that they did on Sheffield B. Good stuff from them.
Yeah, they're absolutely flying. Of course, they had the love in the live chat, didn't they? So that's clearly spurring them on here to gain a few positions, and now they launch an attack here on Leeds Beckett A. Now again, I don't think we've actually seen any further. Oh, I say that. Yeah, we have got a contact penalty for Bristol C. But we are still only at 3 penalties in this race and no one up at the sharp end, which is great to see. Respectful racing in this one. And I did see someone in the live chat mentioning, it was Matthew Crowther, saying so much cleaner than mains yesterday. Yeah, there were a few more penalties to start the day. By the end of the day, drivers were getting a lot better. But at the start, it was a little bit of an issue. But Inters really behaving themselves.
Yeah, let's see if it kicks off here. Casey Harding in Manchester Met B, already on the back of Cameron on Leeds Beckett A, looking up the inside with a double right-hander, just about gets his nose in there. They're side by side on the exit. Do Leeds Beckett have the run to the corner? Not quite. They're side by side, and finally, after a few corners, Manchester Met B make another position, but they're defending hard, trying desperately to cling on to this position. They only know they've got a few minutes left. This might be the last chance they have to make up a position. Speaking of which, Sheffield B, Backmarker's here fighting with Sheffield D, the sister team. Who is that fighting? Even while they're getting lapped, they're still going at it, which is great to see. All up and down the field, but there's the gap from Surrey C to Manchester Met B. Only 3 minutes left to bring down a 3-second gap. They've really got to work together here if they want to make up any positions and get up onto the podium. Reminder, Sheffield D are not eligible and will not score points for this race, so your podium at the moment is Royal Holloway A, Imperial A and Surrey C. Can Manchester Met catch up?
Yeah, let's wait and see then. They've been flying so far in this race, haven't they? Really impressive driving from Casey so far in this one, and now already building that gap as they press on through to the last couple of minutes.
I've just remembered that Manchester Met B have a penalty from the start of this race, so they won't be able to get on the podium, I believe.
Yes, you're right.
Right at the start. So unfortunate for them, but they're still going to try and salvage as many points as they can. Look at Imperial A and Surrey C working through this swathe of backmarkers. Move for 6th place, sorry. Sheffield B getting back up the inside. Salvaging those positions as well. Great move, very opportune as they move past the backmarkers, but still.
That's Ecstasy. That's Ecstasy getting involved, yes. I believe. Yeah, it is. Round the outside, trying it. Ecstasy. They are well and truly involved in this battle all the way round the outside. Lovely move there from Exeter, and through they go.
That is, oh sorry, we didn't get there now. Oh, still side by side. Look at them up the inside. Leeds Beckett A are not wanting to give this one up. They've lost a couple of positions in these last couple laps, and they're not going to lose one again. Only 2 minutes left. This is now coming down to the wire for these drivers. All that battling. Look how far on the road Sheffield B have got. Manchester Met B have put in a solid gap between them now, so not much chance of getting there. Defending now from Leeds Beckett A. Can they hold on to this? Exeter C have been slowly chipping away at this, managing to get themselves near the front and up to those top 10 positions. Great driving so far. Will we see any moves here? Yes, we will. Up the inside, late on the brakes. Will they be able to hold it? Just about. Still side by side. Who gets the better run down to the corner? Surrey C are going to have a slightly longer run. Do they hold it on the inside? No, they don't. Brilliant holding on from Leeds Beckett A. Slightly shorter run down to the line in that first corner. Just about hold on to it.
Oh, they're all over the place so through the second couple of corners there, and looking back to the inside then. Go Exeter. They send it back up the inside. A little bit of leaning on each other. They'll continue to ride side by side though through the right-hander, and being on the outside of this corner is never an ideal place to be. That's what Exeter find out then, sitting in behind. They'll get a better exit, but I don't think it'll be quite enough to chuck it up the inside of Chandler's. Look how many drivers are ahead of them. It makes it challenging for us to keep up to date with what's going on in the box. It makes it challenging for these teams at the top end to not get a penalty here in the dying moments.
Exactly, it's hard enough to overtake, but overtaking with 1 lap to go, with all of these backmarkers to fight with. Yellow flags into the last corner, conceding the position does Exeter C, rightly so. Surrey, Imperial A and Surrey C are right up behind each other. Slow driver there, causing a bit of chaos between this battle. Exeter slightly coming off a bit worse. They've got a bit of a gap ahead of them now. But Birmingham C and Reading C in 9th and 10th are being dragged into this amongst this battling. They're slowly chipping away at them, but only 1 lap left to do it. Will Exeter C make a move? No, not quite close enough on this occasion, but only a few corners left for these drivers to make a move. But Royal Holloway, amongst all of this, have held firmly in the lead. Here they are. You can see in Sheffield D not quite able to catch them up in the background, but fantastic drive from Adam Harding. Lights to flag, start to finish, P1. Great start to the day for Royal Holloway.
Indeed, you don't get much more simple than that, do you? But it certainly wasn't simple from behind the wheel, I'm sure, there for Royal Holloway A, having to maintain some really consistent pace, breaking away from the rest of the pack, and then picking his way through the back markers as well, battling all the way to the line there. That was very close there, wasn't it, across the line? That was Surrey C and Manchester Met B, I think, who were decently close there across the line. But as we continue press on, no, of course, it was Leeds Beckett A and Exeter C. Look at that gap, 400ths of a second, less than 400ths of a second between those two. Impressive stuff. Lovely to see there as well. Big celebrations from Imperial A across the line. They were very happy with their performance, as they should be. Battled really nicely in that one, did the driver of 64, and holds on to third on the road, which of course will become second in terms of points.
Yeah, they were very close with Surrey C. They did very well to hold on there at the end. That's a great result for them. This was one of their good starts, starting in fourth and managing to convert that into an effective second place. And your order is Royal Holloway A winning the race, followed by Sheffield D, who do not score any points here. Imperial A and Surrey C round out your effective podium, followed by Manchester Met B with a late charge. Sheffield B in sixth, followed by Leeds Beckett A, Exeter C, Birmingham C and Reading C rounding out your top 10. In 11th you have Leicester B and Coventry C with a late recovery, good drive from them, followed by Liverpool A, De Montfort A, York B, Coventry E, Leeds C, Cambridge A, UCL C and Exeter B rounding out your top 20. Bristol C coming in 21st, followed by Liverpool B, Surrey D, Portsmouth C, Edinburgh C, Cardiff C, Lancaster C, Leeds D, Huddersfield B and Coventry G in 13th position, followed by their sister team of Coventry F, then Imperial B, Oxford A, Cardiff B, UCL B and UWE B rounding out race 2 of the intermediates.
Indeed, another very exciting race there in race number 2. We've seen some great battling at the sharp end of the order in both the first race and the second race of the day, but we still got 4 more left to come, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere. Well, it sounds as though Jacob, I didn't quite actually catch that in my ear, whether Jacob was ready or not, but he'll be soon chatting with a couple of drivers down there on the grid as drivers head to the end of pit lane. I believe they're about to get weighed. So let's hand it down then to Jacob.
Thank you, John. I'm always ready. We are here with race winner Adam Harding. Adam, pretty straightforward in the end. You might tell me otherwise.
Yeah, obviously I got the gap at the start, and then obviously saw the other guys behind me battling, so I was trying to maintain tyre temperatures. Don't want them to overheat, and sort of just maintaining the gap really, and staying away from the cones, because that's been a problem for me before. So, yeah.
And forcing drivers wide, so I've heard. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be pretty straightforward if you say I was just trying to maintain tyre temperatures. Experience around Llandow, first time?
Sorry, what was that?
Experience around Llandow or first time?
First time.
Do you enjoy it?
It's a good track. It's there's differing grip all over the place, to be honest. Obviously, re-tarmac's up there, so it's really grippy, but some of the other bits are a bit dusty and less grip about, so...
And one thing I've been meaning to ask all of our top Inters drivers, are you entering the Drivers' Champs at Silverstone next month?
I might. I haven't made up my mind yet, to be honest.
Okay.
I will consider it.
Did you not have time to think it over then when you were 5 seconds ahead of everyone else?
No, I was too busy thinking about the tyres.
Okay.
It was very stressful stuff. And obviously the wardrobe malfunction at the start as well.
Yeah, explain that to us. Do you have a big lunch or...?
I think I've just been having too many beers recently, to be honest, and it just sort of, I was getting in my car, zipped up my suit and it just split open. It was a...
All right, I'll let you grab your stuff and get weighed in. Hopefully not too light on that front. Rory is just up there weighing these guys, and then I think we'll be getting underway. We're going to dive in with this gentleman here in the black and red getup. I really like that colour scheme, actually. It's looking good, and you've coordinated well. How'd you get on that race?
Fairly well. I mean, I got taken out lap 1, but trying to make my way through the grid, it was good fun, made some good overtakes, so all in all, I had fun, so that's what matters.
There you go. If you had fun, then you won. Right, we're going to nip out there because the gate's about to be shut on us so that the drivers can get out for the next race. Just before we get locked in with all of the drivers from that race, I believe they'll be coming out ready to get ready for race number 3, although no one seems to be overly keen on that. This driver, however, is certainly keen. Come and have a quick chat with us. You're first out, so you've got plenty of time. Who have we got here?
Ademi, Leeds B.
Okay, Leeds B, one of the many Leeds drivers out today. Ademi, what can we expect to see from you in this race 3?
Hopefully some positions gained and no penalties.
Yeah. I spoke to one of your teammates, not necessarily Leeds B, but another Leeds University student earlier on. They said there'd be big celebrations if they won. They didn't win, as you might have noticed. What are the chances of you doing it?
I would like to say I could, but I doubt it. But I'm going to try. I'm going to give it my best go, and we'll see what happens.
I believe in you. Where are you starting?
7th.
Come on, you can win from there.
Let's move forward, you know, small steps at a time, and then, you know, anything extra is a bonus.
There you have it. Keep your feet on the ground, kids. All right, I'll let you get on with your preparations as you were so keen to get out. Going to get weighed first, absolutely. Makes the most of that. Let's go down onto the grid then and see who we've got. Team Huddersfield are starting reasonably far back. We've got Victor over here. I'll let you get your camera on. Go on, get your camera on, and then we'll have a quick little chat about what kind of footage you're going to get. Pointing quite down there, are you aiming for the pedals, or are you aiming to take a video for the overtakes?
Yeah, of course. I hope we're gonna take some videos for the overtakes. I mean, for me it's like a first time on this track.
Yeah.
It's a bit quite challenging, but still I keep the pace and should be fine. I mean, expect to be like a bit more higher.
Good stuff. All right then. Well, we'll keep an eye out for you, Victor. I'll let you get back to setting the angle on your GoPro. Moving forward, we've got local lads Cardiff here in all their matching quarter zips. And in the race suit, not wearing his quarter zip, is this man here. Who have we got?
William.
Well, from Cardiff. Cardiff B or Cardiff C is this?
Cardiff B.
Okay. And what are we doing all the way back here?
Qualifying didn't really go to plan.
Yeah.
But, you know, we won't be this far back by the end of the race.
Love to hear it. Saving the home advantage for the race rather than qualifying.
Exactly, yeah.
All right then. What kind of home advantage can we expect to see? Have you guys been practicing here recently, or is it just a good night's sleep that's setting you in good stead?
Just a good night's sleep, to be honest. Yeah. I haven't driven here before, so.
Okay. Not out last night?
No. It's being responsible.
Eyes on the prize. Love it. All right then. Of your teammates that we got around here, who else other than yourself is going to impress us this afternoon?
Ooh. Probably Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Miles' birthday today. Special request. What race is that? All right then, race 5. I'll come find the Cardiff team. Give Miles a big happy birthday. I might even sing to him, but we'll see. See how lucky he gets later on. Let's move further on down the grid. Then we haven't spoken to Leeds Beckett yet, and we've got a very nice looking. Not Leeds Beckett. Sorry, Leeds Beckett used to have suits like this, but this is Bath. Bath, absolutely. I do love the Bath suits, but they are very similar to the old Leeds Beckett suits, showing my age really. That was a couple of years back. But what are we doing back here?
New circuit. I haven't. This is the first round I've actually run this year, so.
Okay. A little bit rusty.
Yeah, just getting back into the swing of things.
But now you've had the qualifying and practice.
Hopefully, try and climb up. Try and see, get somewhere near the top 10 would be nice.
Somewhere in the top 10. We'll keep an eye out for you in your Leeds Beckett suit. I'm joking. It's Bath. Let's move further forward. We got the guy who won race 1 there, Ryan, screwing on a fuel cap. I'm sure that's going to give you a few extra tenths of a second. These are the Leeds Beckett suits I was thinking of. And if I slot in down here next to you, we're going to have a quick chat. I just mistakenly thought that those guys in purple up there were you, but of course you're purple and black now. What were you expecting from you this race?
Hopefully not a crash. Hopefully not tram lines like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. These 2 lines either side of you, just stay within them. Job done. All right. We're not too far off the front here. What is this? 8th?
10th.
10th. Not too bad. Can you push forward?
I hope so. I had decent pace in qualifying, got a bit held up in practice, so I didn't quite learn the track. I've got the first 2-3 corners down though now, so hopefully I should be a bit faster.
Of these 4 teammates on your left-hand side, I don't think they can hear us. Which of them is going to finish highest this afternoon?
Probably Alfie, because that one doesn't race. He's on the C team, he's not brilliant, and he's on the Bs. He's new, but he's great.
He doesn't look too happy about that choice. Turns out they can hear us, but I'll let him take that up with you. Have a good race.
Yeah, thanks.
I did hear someone shouting me over from this side, but no one's trying to make eye contact now, so I'll move further on down the grid. Starting this one in the lead is one of our Leeds drivers. I forgot to check who was eligible for this one, so I'm going to gamble on the fact that you are one of the eligible Leeds drivers. Am I right?
I am not. No, I'm ineligible.
Goodbye. Not having that. We're going to go over here. You're not eligible either. Oh, dear. I've sold this man a race seat earlier. We're not having that. Chris, ineligible too. Looks like we've got the race for it. You eligible? Excellent. Come on, let me get in here. I knew I could rely on Swansea, is something I've said many, many times over the years. Okay. No, I never lie. Lies make baby Jesus cry. Let's talk about the racing and your chances of converting this net lead into a net win. What do you reckon?
Yeah, hopefully. I think qualifying could have done better. There's more pace there for definite. So I think the only way we can go is forward, really, hopefully.
I don't know about that, but in the realms of all possibility. But nice rainbow laces. Enjoy that.
You made us put them on years ago.
And you still got them going?
I lost the real laces.
Okay.
So I'm stuck with the rainbow laces now.
I respect them. I respect them. They go well with your colour scheme as well. You got a nice white, red and blue thing going on right the way up. And yeah, a little bit of extra colour on the laces really works.
Exactly. It's going to be the lucky charm today.
Right. Well, I look forward to interviewing you as a race winner after the race.
I'll see you there.
There we have it. Okay, let's get a couple more in. We've got here someone looking quite lonely actually in the 135. Who have we got here?
Alex.
Alex, what are you doing on your own?
Well, because I'm the co-captain of the team, so I most of the time just help other people. So they're off sobbing because they came 30th or something.
They're off not returning the favour. How selfish of them. You can do it on your own though, right?
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to see from you in this race?
I don't know, in the past few races I've started some positions and made it up because Warden I started 9th as well and came 2nd, so I'd like to think I can move forward in this race as well.
What are you eyeing up as the main overtaking spots around this track?
Honestly, probably the hairpin. I mean, getting throughout qualifying, I was getting quite a good exit out of the chicane at the end, so having a good run down there should be quite nice.
There you have it. Keep an eye out on this back straight. This man lunging up the inside from what, 50 yards back?
Well, I'd rather not get a penalty, so we'll try.
Don't worry about that. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I've got enough of them qualifying.
Okay, that's why you're back in 9th, is it?
Yeah, I qualified 5th technically.
Okay. Less of that then. Yeah. You can't make up for it after the race. That's it. Once the race is finished, it's finished.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Keep it clean. Let's see who we've got in the University of West England. It's Will. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Not too bad. Remind me, Will, you're a graduate, right?
Yes, I am, yeah.
When did you graduate?
Last year.
Okay. That means you're still eligible for points, but it has to be last year. Back for more racing though, Will. What can we expect to see from you?
Hopefully get a top 20, because I've not been here before, so see how it goes.
You're in, what, 12th place?
Yeah, P12.
And your goal is a top 20?
Yes.
Okay. Very... I mean, I like people who keep their feet on the ground, but that is beyond reasonable, isn't it?
Maybe. We'll see how it goes, though. Might be able to move forward.
Okay. Have you got a grad job?
I have currently, yes.
Okay. What are you doing?
Digital forensic analyst.
Okay. Sounds pretty fancy for a grad job.
Yeah, it's pretty good at the moment.
Well, there you go. That's why you haven't got any ambition left, because you've achieved everything you need to achieve.
That's why I'm back here.
There you have it. Will Curtler there for University of West England. Right, everyone's cleared off the grid. We're going to go for one more chat. We've got Harvey Goodbye here. Harvey, who are you racing for?
Beckett A.
Beckett A. Have you been out qualified by your teammate?
I have.
In the B team?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You've got to make up for that in the race.
Don't worry about it. I'll try.
All right, I'll let you get to it. Get in the zone for it. Ready? Dante's about to blow the whistle. John, Jake, back up to you in the comms box.
Cheers, Jacob. Yeah, good to see their leads back. A bit of inter-team rivalry as the A team tries to get back ahead of the B team. Firstly, just a quick apology in the box here. Of course, stream struggling a little bit. We're struggling for internet speed here, so apologies if you lost audio or whatnot over the last few minutes. But if you do have issues, just reload the stream on the YouTube end and it should all fix itself. But before we go to the crits as well, I've been thoroughly enjoying you all chatting in the live chat. Of course, Manchester Met Uni getting a pen in the last one. We've been offered £4.50 and a bag of crisps to get that rescinded. I'm not sure we have that power, but maybe if you chuck us some Jaffa cakes, we could.
Shut up. It's better. We could buy more Jaffa cakes with £4.50. 50-50. But with those Jaffa Cakes, let's go through the grid for race number 3. Starting on pole, as you saw, is Liverpool B, followed by Nottingham B and Swansea B, your first eligible driver of this race, followed by Sheffield D, Sheffield B and Coventry C rounding out your first 3 rows. Leeds B start from 7th with UCL C starting from 8th, followed by Salford A and Leeds Beckett B rounding out your top 10. Coventry E and UWE B start from row 6, followed by Leeds Beckett A, Exeter B, Imperial B, Derby B and Surrey D, with Brunel B alongside them in 18th. 19th place is Bath D, followed by Portsmouth B rounding out your top 20. Bath C, Leeds D, Bristol B, Warwick C round out your top 24, followed by Birmingham E and Brunel C. Sorry, I was rushing there because drivers are coming round, but we're going round again. 27th is Royal Holloway A, followed by Cardiff B, Swansea D and Edinburgh C rounding out your top 30. And the last few drivers are Sheffield C, Cambridge B, Leicester B, Huddersfield B, Reading C and Leeds Beckett C, rounding out your 36-car grid for race 3.
Indeed, lots of drivers taking to the circuit once again then. We were being gesticulated at furiously by Mr. Mather behind us. To not take that deal, it's not good enough. I think he wants at least £5.50 in a multi-pack. I think that's what Mather wants. I've also seen as well, same chap in the live chat as well, Jack Strives. Moment of silence for the commentators for being made to do maths in a media profession. I agree, I'm useless at maths. So Inters does make it a bit of a challenge for me.
Well, I do have an economics degree. Admittedly, it's a 3rd. So... yeah, we'll gloss over that one. I think that the maths A-level will hold up there. Jaffa Cakes en route. Amazon Prime doing wonders.
Big up Jack Strives. Appreciate it.
We love to see it. Free delivery right to the comms box. That's what we want to see. Some support for UWEB. Lovely to see it. But yes, just a reminder, restart the stream if you do see it drop off. It should all sort itself out very quickly, but hopefully it'll be all clear for this round of racing as we go across the line. Drivers, revs rising. Good start from all of the drivers. Front row of the grid, 34 still hanging on to the lead, but the 116 is going to hold it round the outside. Do they make it? Not quite. All they are still side by side as they go through. 3, 4 wide as they go through the hook. Good start from all the drivers. They're still coming through. 3 wide, but I think they've all kept it clean there. Look at Sheffield going up the inside. Couple places lost there for Nottingham B. Not the best start for them, but they managed just about to cling on. A really good start for Liverpool B and Swansea B. Your first point scoring drivers making a really good start up into 2nd place there.
Yeah, Liverpool B then holding on to the lead of the race. Nottingham were properly getting up the inside there through the first couple of corners. A little bit wide moment there though, so they drop back to 3rd place and now under pressure from the 106 of Sheffield D as well. I believe it's the same driver behind the wheel for Sheffield D as we had in the last race as well, who finished in 2nd place. Of course, ineligible once again, but very, very fast. Watch out for them as we continue on through this race. Our top 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers absolutely line of cern there. Looks as though we might be 3 wide on corner exit though, slightly further in the background. It's already top 4 trying to break away.
I'm just looking out of our window. The battle for about 25th was 3 by 3 by 3. Absolutely mammoth battle going on all up and down this field. Fantastic driving from all the drivers, but this front 5 or so, especially the front 4, starting to break away a little bit. Few penalties coming in for breaking formation. Yeah, 1 for Sheffield C and 1 for Leicester B. Breaking formation, breaking the tram lines, but breaking formation and trying the overtake is Sheffield D. They get up the inside of Nottingham B, but are Nottingham B going to fight back? Yes, they are, going on the inside in the entry to the Dell. They make that one stick. Who's going to get the better run? Down the long back straight towards the hairpin. Look at all these drivers coming in. Huge amounts of drivers all vying to move up in this race. Who is going to make it there? But it's these drivers on your screen now. The top 4 move here for 5th position. That is Salford A making many places during this lap. They were 8th at the start of this lap and they're already up to 6th and fighting for 5th with Sheffield B. Sheffield B having another good race here. They were very good in the last one. Just to check, they are eligible. Fabian Reut for them in 5th place, holding his own very well.
They're good to see Salford in and amongst the BUKC and battling very well at the moment. They drop back into 6th there, couldn't quite get the overtake done there on Sheffield B. And Coventry F is who are right behind them, and then both of the Leeds Beckett teams. Could there be a bit of assistance here between the two of them, or will they end up tripping over each other? Let's wait and see. Well, it's a great exit there for Salford A as they look to send it up the inside there through that fast right-hander. Have they got it done? They'll be on the outside for the left-hander, but they've got it through into 5th place goes Salford A, and like you were saying, they've made some good moves early on in this race.
Yeah, they're up a fair few positions in this one. Up 3 positions already, but they're having to defend from that position they just gained. Sheffield B already up the inside, but will they get the cutback? This is bringing the drivers behind them into the fray. Side by side as we go over the start-finish line, but Sheffield just about hold on. Constantina behind them. 3 drivers all going for the same piece of tarmac. Somehow they all come out in the same order of Salford, Coventry and Leeds Beckett. Oh, but Leeds Beckett, this battle is not over yet. Going up the inside of Coventry. Will they make that move stick? Not quite. Coventry just about hold on, and they're all somehow still in the same position, but lock for long. Once again, Leeds Beckett going for the up and under as they go towards the right-hand corner. They'll have the inside for this almost flat-out corner, and they just about make it through, but are they going to get... Oh, did they lose the position immediately again? I think yes, they got a bad exit. Coventry back up into 7th. This is great battling between these drivers, and look at the queue behind them. Meanwhile, Sheffield D having a look at 3rd place, doesn't quite make the move work, but here comes Salford again, looking for that 5th place. This is backing them all up, but great racing for these guys, and up into 5th position. Finally goes Salford, tap of the helmet saying, come on, look at this gap we've got going forward. We need to work together here, but this is BUKC Inters.
This is epic. Look at the moves up the inside there at turn number 2. Great battling there as Leeds Beckett A tried to get involved, but can't quite force the door open that time around. Of course, this battle between Salford A and Sheffield B is the battle for effective 2nd place. Swansea B, Lewis Byer ahead in 2nd, is the only eligible driver in that top 4. So 2nd and 3rd in terms of points is actually Salford A and Sheffield B.
Exactly, but Coventry getting a bit shuffled towards the back there, losing a couple of positions in the same corner, just getting a bad exit. Unfortunate for them, but they're still in and amongst this pack of 7 cars, all going, like you say, for the effective 2nd place, headed up by the Salford driver. You can see at the top of your screen the number 77 of Exeter B currently in 10th place, but not for long as they go towards the hairpin. Will they be able to make that move stick? I think they do. They do just about get ahead of Coventry in the back of your shot there, but they're side by side going through there, just about making the move work into 9th place. Go Exeter B, good start for them after starting in 14th, making up a few positions, but yes, only a few seconds separating this effective battle for 2nd. But look at the gap, Coventry not giving this up though. Look at the move up into the double left. Little bit of contact, but nothing too bad. A bit of racing incident there, and done. Crikey, this is fantastic battling. Exeter just about holding on, but look at the time they're losing to the guys in front. They need to keep their heads down and try and move together to try and catch this pack. You can see here battling for 5th, the effective 2nd place, headed up by Salford A. Great drive from them so far.
Indeed, yeah. Oh, it's been some great racing already in this one, and we're only just over 5 minutes in. Well, the gap for Coventry F and Exeter B was about a second to Leeds Beckett B ahead in 9th. I think it's going to be a bit more than that after this lap of battling. Well, Nottingham B did get through on Swansea B on the last lap as well. They take the on-circuit 2nd place in this one. Of course, Swansea B still your leaders in terms of eligible drivers. But look at that, Salford A, after getting clear of Leeds Beckett A, fastest lap of the race, 53.2 for Salford A. They're 4 seconds off of the race leader, but do not count them out with 20 minutes still to go. Salford on a flyer here in race number 3.
Yeah, Alex Brooks making the charge there, half a second quicker than the 2 in front of him. Still plenty of time, 19 minutes left to go in this race. Plenty of time for Mr. Brooks to move up into those podium positions. Actually already in the podium position, potentially winning this race. Catching up on Swansea B. This front pack working together for now, but will they start to lose time? You can see them there at the front of your shot, not work together. Definitely not Nottingham B trying to get back that 2nd place that they've evidently lost to Swansea in this lap. Do they take advantage of this? And it's all chopping and changing. Swansea are up into the lead, sorry. Nottingham B come across the line pretty much side by side. Here they are. Liverpool B up into 3rd, and Sheffield D still hanging on in 4th place. Up the inside though, brilliant move, getting the brakes just about stopped in time, and up into 3rd place for Sheffield D, but this is compromising them. Look at the gap to Salford A, only 2.5 seconds from the leader now. This is really bringing them into it.
They've closed in so quickly, haven't we there? We need to be a little bit careful with the driver of Salford A. We can't really refer to him as Brooks, because that's going to get very confusing, isn't it? But either way, Mr. Brooks there into 5th place, and yeah, he is catching hand over fist here at Salford A. 2.5 seconds, the gap to your race leaders. If they keep squabbling like this as well, it won't be too long until the 135 is onto the back of this pack, and really the rest of the drivers as well. Well, here is said battling into the final corner. Nottingham B are up the inside and into the lead of the race here on the road. Nice move.
Good move there, but like we say, it is costing them. Alex Brooks of Salford A is just punching in those laps. The last time around before this one, some of these drivers were in the 55s. 2 seconds off of the pace that they want to be at, and you can see how much it's costing them. but into the lead is Nottingham B. Swansea B still your effective leaders on the points, but Nottingham B in first on the road.
Another whole second game on that last lap by Salford A. They are quickly reeling in these top four, and let's see, any more squabbling between them over the next couple of laps. Salford are going to be there. Then it's a second and a half back to Sheffield B, heading up the next pack with Leeds Beckett A and Leeds B following with them, and only a little bit, half a second then back to Leeds Beckett B, and then we got our first proper big gap, 3 and a bit seconds then back to Exeter B, who round out the top 10. But here we are top 5 then, line astern once again down into Raymond's. No moves this time. Bit of gesticulation there from Leeds B. Not sure what they were trying to say, but they didn't look too happy at all. That's very wide there from Leeds Beckett A. They might end up losing the position because of that. 93 will pull alongside and look for it into the first couple of corners. And Sheffield D then through into second place on the road as well.
Tidy move into the first corner there, but look at the gap Nottingham B's got. They're going to have to settle down now and work together. And Salford have caught up to the back of this one. They're all in amongst it. It's not as easy though as just arriving on the scene and making those overtakes. There's a reason these drivers are battling with each other, because they are battling with each other. It's not so easy, as we can see. These drivers are chopping and changing constantly, but it's producing some fantastic racing for this race 3. We're still barely even 10 minutes in. Great racing from these guys.
Just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it, here in the Interstate? This is fantastic. BUKC Inters is back for 2026. Amazing to have the live streams as well of both the Mainstay and the Interstate. Of course, we started that last year in 2025, continuing on this year, and I am so glad that we were able to shine a spotlight here on the Intermediate Championship and show just how fantastic the racing is out on circuit. Well then, top 5 separated by 1.2 seconds now. Salford A very much now part of the leading train of drivers. We look slightly further back here to a battle heading down into Surtees now, but still, just like we've seen in previous races, great to see drivers splitting off into some big battle packs and enjoying their 25-minute sprint race here at round number 3.
Yes, Fabian Reut at the start, in 7th place there at the front of your shot. They're losing the gap to Leeds Beckett A, who have started to break away and starting to hunt down that front pack, who are still battling, but these 3 need to work together to get on the back of those. That is Sheffield B, Leeds B and Leeds Beckett B. Quite unhappy, we were saying in that last one, between their sister teams, almost. All but move, possibly here for Beckett B on the other Leeds kart. Up the inside, but the up and under for Leeds. They're side by side, but look at the gap they've lost already to Sheffield B. Leeds Beckett B do make the move work, but they've cost them dearly. Yellow flags in the first sector. No overtaking through here. Drivers moving through very safely. But yes, these 2 need to work together now because they've already lost a big gap. 14 minutes left to go. They could definitely catch up to those battling in front if they work together.
Big barrier for Xera to turn 3, the reason for that yellow flag. And our fantastic staff here with Club 100 jumping straight into action to fix that so we can get back to green flag conditions there at a very exciting part of the circuit. But we're still not even at half race distance in this race, and so much has already happened. But through have gone Salford A. They've gotten past Liverpool B then in that leading train of drivers, but it's yellow flag at the final corner as well. But that now means that our 2 actual leaders in this race of Swansea B and Salford A now nose to tail in 3rd and 4th overall. Of course, still battling in with that front group, but that's going to make it even more challenging here because it's not just a straight out battle between the 2 of them. They've got 3 other drivers still vying for position as well.
Exactly, you have to make the moves stick in those kind of close packs. If you mess the move up, then you will immediately get overtaken by those just waiting in the wings for that one.
And also, you've got to think about penalties as well.
Exactly.
These drivers, they're still there. They're still drivers out on circuit, although they're not going to be counted for points at the end. If you smash one out of the way, you're still going to get a penalty for it. So you're going to have to be so careful battling in that leading pack now. So just, heed my warning, Swansea B and Salford A. Let's see how we go then. 13.5 minutes still left to go in this race. Still enjoying lots of battles throughout the field. Well, this is going to help proceedings here. Defending hard at Nottingham B down into the final corner.
Yeah, having to defend. Sheffield D have been slowly catching them. These 2 breaking away, but not for very long. Sheffield D having a look at the inside and now the outside, but into the yellow flags. Neutralises the racing, so no position changes. Good defending from Nottingham. Smart defending as well. They probably would have known those yellow flags were still out, so that was their only opportunity, but they get a much better exit out of all of it. You do need to slow down somewhat considerably and acknowledge the yellow flags for BUKC. As long as you're not racing, though, still carry a bit of speed. It looks like Nottingham B have just carried that bit more speed, opening that gap back up to about a kart length, but Sheffield D are hunting them down once again. Like we said, these 2 slightly pulling away from Swansea B, your effective leader, but look at Salford A on the back of them, right on the bumper as they come through the Dell for the 13th time. Who's going to get the better exit and have the run down into the hairpin? The best overtaking opportunity on the track Nottingham B relaxing a little bit, trying to get trying to get the slipstream. Salford, I think we're having a look up there, but thought better of it. Still the same order as we head into the halfway point of this race.
Indeed, yeah, feels thoroughly enjoying this one. Of course, neither are our top two in the championship in this one, Coventry C or Surrey C. So this is a big one for Leeds Beckett A, try and get some good points in. And of course, at the moment, they're 6th on the road, but they're 3rd in terms of points. So this could be a really positive race for them. They've broken away, as you mentioned earlier, from the drivers still battling for 7th place, that being Sheffield B, their sister team of Leeds Beckett B and Leeds B as well. So they've broken clear. They're in a nice bit of no man's land there in 6th place at the moment, but really they're needing for those top 5 to kick off that battle once again so they can close in and maybe even try and fight for the race victory.
They're catching backmarkers though, like we said, this is going to throw a whole other element into the fray. The backmarker somewhat unhappy with something, but look at the opportunity that's given Sheffield D alongside, going to try and make the move around the outside, which is going to become the inside on the cutback. Doesn't quite make it work. All the drivers moving safely past the back marker, but look, this is bunching up that top 5 once again, only separated by just over a second in that first, as they come across the line, apologies, but Sheffield D not quite making the move yet on Nottingham B. This is all settled down a little bit, but it's only one driver has to make the move for it all to be thrown up in the air. These drivers to try and make up some positions.
Indeed it does. Of course, it was only a couple of laps ago that we saw Sheffield D looking up the inside on Nottingham B, and lucky enough for Nottingham neutralised as they headed into the yellow flag zone, and they built a nice little gap. But again, Sheffield D reeling them in once more and bringing Swansea B for the party as well. Seems like Salford A and Leeds have, Liverpool B have dropped back a little bit now off of this battle, so not sure what's happened there just in the mid part of that lap, but those two have definitely lost a bit of time here to our 3 leaders. But as we were just chatting about, we're catching some back markers now. This could really shuffle up the order, as confirmed immediately there.
Commentator's confirmation instead of curse. But back up the inside go Nottingham B. That was barely a corner before they even got the position back. Fantastic move from them. But both of these drivers are still behind the back markers, and look at Swansea B right on the back of them now amidst this battle. In one of the back markers safely moves out the way, and here they go past the other one. But this just shows you how much of a fray this throws up.
Something's happened with Salford A and Liverpool B. Then Liverpool B dropping down the order like a stone. They come through in 16th place, so that's why Salford A lost time there. They've clearly had a bit of an argy-bargy with Liverpool B. Liverpool B have had an off-track excursion, and they've dropped over 10 places from that, and Salford A get a penalty. Penalty for Salford A for forcing driver wide. They can no longer win this race. So even if they do get nice and feisty with the 63 of Swansea B ahead, Swansea are looking on course here to take this race, but they're at Leeds Beckett A continuing to reel them in.
Yeah, they're effectively second now on the points, so fantastic from them, but like we said earlier, they won't know that. Backmarker getting all in amongst it here. Probably doesn't know that these are the leaders coming through, battling for position. But look at the gap that Nottingham B's got. The backmarker sending it up the inside of Sheffield D.
Great move from the backmarker.
It was a great move. Evidently, they know they're ineligible. They're evening out the field for us, allowing the drivers with points to race. But Swansea B make it through.
That's UCLC that is getting stuck in.
Love it. You have to love it. That is part of the BUKC that we all love, and is why we come back to this. But all of the drivers safely through now, almost. Leeds Beckett A still trying to get past them and just about do a bit of contact, but there's just about through. Not quite as cleanly as one may hope, but all of these top drivers fighting for second are now through. Like we say, look at the gap that Nottingham B's got, about a second and a half now, must be, as they come across the line. 1.8 seconds, wow. That was quick.
Even bigger, yeah. There's been a good couple of laps then for Nottingham B as they continue to extend that gap at the sharp end of the order then. As all these three very close to the middle section of the circuit, and that is Sheffield B, Leeds Beckett B and Leeds B all still squabbling then. I think Leeds B actually have dropped a little bit further behind. There was a third driver in that chain, but it must have been a back marker. The Sheffield B and Leeds Beckett B still squabbling over 6th place, but of course that's going to be higher up once all things are said and done, once we drop out those ineligible drivers. Right then, just over 8 minutes still left to go. It is still Salford A with the fastest lap of the race at 53.2, but drivers have been consistently around those sort of times, to be fair. Unlike what we saw in mains yesterday, often some drivers putting in some really great overall pace and other drivers not quite able to match it. It's much closer here at the sharp end in terms of pace, which is creating some brilliant racing for us to enjoy.
It is, and these three battling for second on the road. I think this is the pot's going to come to boil pretty soon with these three. I think they're going to work together for the time being and try and close that gap to Nottingham B. But pretty soon. This is all going to kick off, I think, but they have got a bit of a gap behind Leeds Beckett A. They have slowly dropped off in all of that between those back markers, but they've got an even bigger gap to Sheffield B. Look at that, 4.5 seconds. So this probably until the end will be 5-kart battle for the lead. But for now, Nottingham B with that nice gap in first. Good driving from them.
Yeah, new personal best on the last lap for Leeds Beckett A as well, a 53.3, matching the pace of Salford A ahead and quicker than all of the top three ahead of them as well. So watch out for Leeds Beckett as well closing in. They are the only driver that can really make this work here and try and steal the win away from Swansea B. Of course, it is the 63 of Swansea B and the 62 of Leeds Beckett A. Without penalties, Salford A eligible for points there in 4th overall, but they have that penalty of forcing driver wide from earlier on in this race. So Leeds Beckett A and Swansea B, number neighbours out there on circuit, but soon enough going to become neighbours on the black stuff as well. There's more battling going on through those first couple of corners. That is Leeds Beckett B picking their way through the back markers we saw earlier on, trying to send it up the inside there into the left-hander of Surtees. That's always an aggressive one, always gives the opportunity for a penalty through that corner. You can so easily slide wide and accidentally bump a driver out of the way. Well, there's UWE making up for it. UWE B getting through on Sheffield B there on the exit. Well read of the situation, getting through nicely, but again, chopping and changing like it's going out of fashion here as they try and get past the back markers as well.
Oh, this UCLC kart, we say it's going to mix up the pack, but we didn't think it would be this much. This is properly chopping and changing those positions, and now they're 3 wide in the middle of the sandwich. 55 chops across and defends the position, but Sheffield follow them through past the back marker. And this is really shuffling up those positions in the battle for 7th place. Actually, it was a battle for 7th place, but Leeds Beckett B have got away cleanly in all of that. 2 seconds they've pulled on UWEB, who move up into 8th, but Sheffield B still just about clinging on in 9th to those top 10 positions.
We're chatting about the back markers. They're battling for position as well. UCLC and Leicester B battling for 34. So we've got 2 different battles going on at the same time on 2 different laps on the same bit of the circuit. Well, can we continue on then? 5.5 minutes left to go, and again, gap to the leaders closing up. New fastest lap of the race from Leeds Beckett A. Now only half a second off the back of Swansea B and Salford A. This could be a grandstand finish here in race number 3 in Inters here at Llandow. We continue on. Change on the last lap. UWB through on Sheffield B. We saw that on the live stream as Nottingham B get a racing under yellows penalty. Your race leaders, of course, they couldn't win this race anyway because they're ineligible, but they certainly can't now with that penalty.
No, this is making it very complicated for us. I think they had a point in the chat about the maths, but Nottingham B still your leaders. Sheffield D, Salford A, Swansea B and Leeds Beckett A. Look at the gaps between them, incredibly close between them. And Nottingham B gets another penalty for contact. That's going to drop them, I believe, 6, oh no, maybe 8 places. I think racing under yellow is quite harsh to look upon in BUKC, as it should. But move here, that's the number 70 on the number 80. I believe that is a lapped car, isn't it? Yes, that's the Leicester B number 80 car. Like we said, battling with UCLC, but not battling on this lead lap. But yes, I think this is still got 4.5 minutes to go here. Plenty of time, like you say. Leeds Beckett A punching in those laps very well, but they're all sort of in the 54s at the moment. Good laps on those last ones, but this top 5 are all lapping at around about the same pace, so really good from them at the moment. Who do we have here? Number 77 trying to salvage this one. Did see them up at the sharp end exit to be at some point in this race, but they've slowly trickled down. But yeah, good from them so far, but I think this top 5, only 4 minutes left to go. We'll see what happens with them.
Time is ticking down, isn't it? We are 0.3 of a second now in it between Swansea B, Salford A and Leeds Beckett A. This is going to get oh so close here as we continue on with this race. Time continuing to tick down. And let's wait and see who makes the moves then. Here are the 2 leaders out at the sharp end then. 116 of Nottingham B, the 106 of Sheffield D. But here come our drivers battling over the actual race win in terms of points. The 62 of Leeds Beckett A is ahead. Yes, they are. Leeds Beckett through, but back up and under goes one of the drivers around the outside. That's, of course, Salford getting back through. Salford have that penalty, but they're not going to give it up anyway. Leeds Beckett A through to 3rd place and into the effective lead of the race. But they have got a contact warning. They've got to be careful here as they now try and pick their way through a couple of back markers as well. What an awesome finish this is to race number 3. 3 drivers battling it out for the race win here. Leeds Beckett and Swansea, remember, without penalties. Those are the 2 that could win this one.
Leeds Beckett, that was Harvey Good making up 2 positions in that lap, getting ahead of Salford A and Swansea B amongst the melee of trying to get through the back markers, and still they're fighting through into the Dell 2 by 2, and they get a back marker between them. this will need a good exit from Salford A. There's only 2.5 minutes left. This is an opportunity now for Leeds Beckett A to make a gap, but they're losing touch with the top two. This might be where they end up for the rest of the race, and through go Salford A and Swansea B. But it is Leeds Beckett A followed by Salford A, and Swansea B is your battle for the points lead.
Clearly that previous lap was a little bit scrappy between our three battling over the race win, because Leeds Beckett got 2 contact warnings, Swansea B got 1, and Salford A got 1 as well. So clearly a bit of argy-bargy between these three, but either way, Leeds Beckett get back to the effective lead of this race. They're still without a penalty as we continue to press on, and they still do have that fastest lap of the race as well. A 53.2 for Leeds Beckett A, a 53.2 for Salford A, and a 53.3 for Swansea B. Super close on pace between these three. It is anyone's game here as we continue to race towards the checkered flag, although sadly for Swansea supporters, they seem to just be ever so slightly dropping off the back here. The biggest positive for them could be Salford A beginning a re-attack here over the last couple of laps.
Yeah, definitely. Just to remind you, Salford A do have that ABC bumper pass penalty, so they cannot win this race.
Forcing driver wide it was.
Forcing driver wide, apologies, but same amount of positions. That will be 4 positions docked from their end result of the race. So at the moment, Swansea B are effectively second, but they're going to have to hope Salford A and Leeds Beckett A in front of them, like you say, their battle, and bring them into the fray. But again, we have more backmarkers to contend with. Penalty for racing under yellow. That is not for one of our leaders. Sheffield C. No racing under yellows here, but only 1 minute left to go in this race. Who will come out on top? Nottingham B in the lead. In your picture now in the yellow suits, making their way through the back markers. Sheffield D have closed in on them this lap. Just a reminder, these two cannot score points in this race, but they're still going to try and win this one. Oh, Sheffield D right on the back of them. But here are your points leaders making their way past the number 125, a lap down, and the number 62 makes their way through, puts the back marker in between them and Salford. Brilliant move, and that should close out the opportunities as Salford goes through, but it might be too little too late for them. Let's see as they head into the closing stages, the last lap of this race.
Last lap indeed, yeah, here we go then. Leeds Beckett A in third place. As you say, putting that back marker between themselves and Salford, very positive for them here on the final lap, as finally Swansea B are able to dispatch of said back marker as well, but they've lost a bit of time to the two ahead here. I think opportunities pretty much gone here for Swansea, sadly for them, and indeed I thought their assistance could be from Salford, but Salford a little bit too far back. Well, that's going to help. Wide moment there out of Chandler's for Leeds Beckett A. Are they crumbling under the pressure here? I say that, they probably don't even know that they're in the effective lead of the race, but either way then, down the back straight we go then. We're side by side between Nottingham B and Sheffield D, but we're going to ignore that. Here comes Leeds A, down the back straight then, defending from Salford A here as they come through the final corner. We'll try the switch back for Salford, but it won't quite be enough. It's a win on the road for Nottingham B, but it's a win in points for Leeds Beckett A, and they had to fight for that one. What a race in race number 3.
Fantastic defending on that last corner from Harvey Good, just kept it on the inside, held that inside line, didn't allow the up and under for Alex Brooks of Salford A. But like you say, Nottingham B first on the road, followed by Sheffield D. Both of those drivers, 0.08 of a second between them, good battle between them despite the ineligibility. But Leeds Beckett A, your leaders on the points, followed by Salford A, who will drop 4 places with the penalty. So Swansea B are your effective second point place finishers, followed by Leeds B and Leeds Beckett B battle into the end in 6th and 7th, and UEWE B, Sheffield B and Coventry E round out your top 10. In 11th we had Derby B, followed by Exeter B, Coventry F, Liverpool B, Warwick C with a good drive from 24th, Portsmouth B, Leeds D, Birmingham E, Huddersfield B and Royal Holloway A rounding out your top 20. Imperial B, Sheffield C, Cardiff B, Bath D, Surrey D, Cambridge B and Brunel B, followed by Reading C, Brunel C and Bath C rounding out your top 30. And Edinburgh C, Bristol B, Swansea D and Leicester B, followed by UCLC and Leeds Beckett C, rounding out your 36 karts for race 3. That was, yet again, a fantastic race.
That was awesome, wasn't it? Inter's treating us here today at Llandow for round number 3. And what did I say in the middle of that race? This is the opportunity here for Leeds Beckett A to bag some really good points, because of course Coventry and Surrey, both the C teams there, not involved in that race. Well, they've gone and bagged themselves a race win, and I was just checking back the previous race they've done, so 2 races completed for Leeds Beckett A. The last one was a 5th overall in that one as well. Now, of course, not sure in terms of ineligibles in that one as well, but some good points already for Leeds Beckett.
Yeah, fantastic from them. This is exactly what they need to do in their championship fight. But still, 3 races left to go for these drivers to make their difference in the championship. But for now, we're going to head down to those drivers with the driver interviews with Jacob. Down to you.
We've got race winner Harvey down here. Harvey, I said it was embarrassing to be qualified by your teammate. You've more than made up for it.
Yeah, we'll take it, I guess.
Atonement.
Yeah, we just had to push from the start and not lose the B team. That was the main thing.
And here we are, taking the effective race win. Good points for Beckett.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys have got championship aspirations.
Surrey.
Need to beat Surrey.
Yeah.
Who else we got out the rest of the day?
Max is out. He's in 5th race and Alfie's in the next one. I think they're P8 and P11. And then, but Surrey have like P10 the next 2, so it's all right.
We'll keep an eye on that battle as the day goes through. Any words of advice for your teammates that you'll be sharing?
No, not at all.
No help. No help coming on here. Congratulations. Well raced. We'll have a quick chat with Net second as well. Wait, which one of you was Net second? Was it you?
I think it might be me.
Did you have a penalty? Or did you take?
I got a penalty, I think, so I don't know.
You have it. I'll chat with both. We all had a chat on the grids. How was that race for you both?
Oh, it was amazing. The bustling was a bit. It was it was rough, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then trying to work through the backmarker at the same time, and just trying to keep on the bump of the car in front was insane.
What specifically is the challenge with the backmarkers?
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you're going into like this right-hander and they're coming across you in your normal line, so you're trying to avoid them whilst also not letting the cart behind you go down your inside.
Just trying to keep as close to the bumper's car in front as you possibly can. Like, as soon as you've got a backmarker between you, there's no chance you getting back, so you've just got to dive bomb the hell out of it.
So lots of race management going on, but is that not the fun of BUKC Inters?
Oh, it was a lot of fun, yeah.
Pinnacle of motorsport.
There we have it, the pinnacle of motorsport. You heard it here first. Boys, thank you very much. Well raced. Let's go and see who we've got in the next one. I'm going to go down to the front of the grid to start this one off. We haven't had a chat with anyone from Warwick just yet. There seems to be some sort of argument going on in the Warwick ranks. Maybe I'll let them simmer down. Push further forward up the grid. I want to have a chat with this very colourful helmet on the front row of the grid. So dive in here. Helmet's all good. We're having a quick chat. Is that all right?
Yeah, of course.
How did you manage to plant it here?
I'm normally in the mains, but I'm a nearly graduate driver, so I don't get to race as often, so I've been put in the inters.
What do you mean nearly graduate driver?
Well, I graduated last time, but then did a panic masters.
Okay.
So I'm here as a student again.
Explain what that means for those who might be uninitiated in panic masters.
I don't want to get a job.
No.
So I'm staying in education for another year, which
Okay.
means I get another year of glorious BUKC.
It's a good idea. I've got a job, and I can tell you, other than when they give you the money at the end of the month, it's not that good.
Well, deadlines aren't that great either, but we'll see.
You get deadlines with a job, though, sometimes.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Yeah. Second place, though, on the grid. You clearly haven't lost it yet. Can you go on and win this race?
That's the plan. Play it safe through the first corner, don't get a jump start penalty, just drive it home.
Sounds like a plan. I'll let you get on with it. Let's have a look who the main contender is for this one. We've got yet another Swansea driver. I'm going to dive in here with my good friend Isaac. Oh. How's it going?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, didn't work.
Been up so much?
No, not really.
What, all year? Nothing?
Uni work. That's about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
Mechanical engineering.
Boring, isn't it?
Yeah, especially third year now. It's very boring.
Got any plans for doing something exciting?
Anything after uni probably be more exciting.
Yeah.
More BUKC.
You can't. You can only do one more year of that.
One more year as a graduate, and then I'll have to go to Club 100, won't I?
Yeah.
Lose a lot more money.
If you can, get in, it's
Yeah.
quite prestigious. Club 100.
Yeah, I'm only in Inters now. So no, it's a big step.
You are at the front of Inters, though.
Yeah. Somehow.
Yeah. Can you convert this into a race win?
Hopefully. I think based on qualifying, we've got like 2 other people that are in the mix, pretty close to the front, but I don't know who else didn't get a lap in. So.
Or might have had their laps deleted for doing, nefarious things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whom then might do the same to me in the race.
They might delete you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, make sure your suit's still up, because the last thing we want is for you to be called in for that. Enjoy your race.
Thank you.
This guy's filming the guy behind us. I'll get out of your way. You crack on with that. I'll go around you. Let's dive into somewhere in the middle of the pack. Who have we got here in a very fancy race suit? I'm going to shuffle in here. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to wedge my way in on this. I love your race suit.
Thank you.
Who are you wearing?
It's Seb Marshall's, who used to be WRC navigator.
Okay. And how did you get hold of it?
When I was 14, I went into rallying, so he was selling it, so I bought it for cheap.
Okay. And it's still going, what, 5 years later are we talking?
Pardon?
It's still going strong 5 years later?
Yeah, 5 years later.
Lovely stuff. What kind of transferable skills does rallying give you for BUKC?
None. None.
You wasted your time then?
Yeah. I'm usually on the wrong side of the car anyway.
Okay.
Usually navigated.
You seem to have done all right for a navigator though. What is this, 9th place?
Yeah, 9th. I'm very surprised.
You've navigated around Llandow quite well.
Well, I got out the cart and Alex told me you got 9th, and I went, really? I thought he missed a 1 in front of it, but he didn't.
No. Maybe we can get a 1 on its own at the end of the race. What do you reckon?
I think that's possible.
Don't fancy it?
Don't think so.
Too much glory, really, isn't it, with winning a race?
It's more precise to be further back.
Yeah. Not quite sure where you're going with that one, but I'll let you explain.
Excuses to not come first.
Okay.
Well, it's not working, but
at the end of the day, you're a navigator, not a driver. Is what you can always fall back on, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you get on with your preparations. You need to get your gloves on, but have a good race.
Thank you.
Let's try and get 2 more in, shall we? 2 more is the target. We got Sky Lees here, who's might be familiar to the viewers of a Club 100 live stream. How are you doing, Sky?
Fabulous.
I thought you were going somewhere very different there.
Wait, I've been briefed.
Good, good. We do not swear in BUKC at all. We're all very well behaved. You're racing for Brunel, right?
I sure am.
And what transferable skill? I was just talking to my man down there about transferable skills from rallying. Surely there's a few more transferable skills from Club 100 into BUKC than there is from rallying.
Oh, 100%. It's all exactly the same, isn't it?
Is it exactly the same, or are there different challenges in a field like this?
I think my challenges are always overtaking, to be fair. I really struggle to overtake. I get stuck behind some people, and yeah, that's where my challenges lie, both in Club 100 and in BUKC. So
you should qualify on pole, because then you don't need to.
Literally, I mean, I did that at Butmore. I qualified up in 4th and then didn't have to worry so much. What am I doing down here in 15th?
Yeah, you've messed up qualifying. Never mind. Hopefully you can learn how to overtake at some point in the next 30 seconds.
I hope so too.
All right then.
Keep fingers crossed, eh?
Absolutely. Right, Dante's got the whistle in his mouth. I'll let you get on with it. Good luck with learning how to overtake.
Thanks.
That's Sky there for Brunel. Okay, I think we are getting ready to go. Looks like we've got all carts ready and rearing. John, Jake, back up to you guys in the comms.
Jacob, and I will agree that rally commentator's suit, not commentator, sorry, the co-driver's suit is fantastic, and we do love a bit of rallying, and they do here in Wales with that lovely flag flying. Not much wind today, as you can see, not as much as yesterday. Good conditions for these drivers, but yes, we bring you sad news though from the comments box. Chuck Norris is dead.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. That caught me off guard.
It's about the last thing I expected to say from the commentary booth of Inters today, but yes. Anyway, not barring that.
Very sad news in the comms box then, but we will continue on with the racing. I don't think the event's going to get called off just yet because of that devastating information. Let's run you through the grid then. Drivers already heading round. A lot of Welsh pride on the grid for this one. A Swansea B start on pole position. Exeter B alongside them, followed by Bristol B, Coventry E, Bath D and Cambridge B there. Rows 2 and 3. Row 4 as Royal Holloway A and Leeds Beckett A. There are more drivers than 9 though, don't worry. Behind them, actually looking at it, I've got a different grid on. There we go, we're back in. There we go. Those are right then. Royal Holloway, Leeds Beckett A, then Salford A, Sheffield B, Warwick C, and Edinburgh C. I might not have time here to get through the grid for you. I'm going to blast it. Imperial B, Swansea D, Brunel B, Sheffield C, UCL C, Portsmouth B, Nottingham B, Coventry F, Leeds B, Bath C, Huddersfield B, Leicester B, Liverpool B, Birmingham E, Reading C, Leeds D, Sheffield D, UW B, Surrey D, Leeds Beckett B, Leeds Beckett C, Derby B, Brunel C, and Cardiff B.
Across the line they go, just in time there. John Ratcliffe, the 77, makes a great start. Exeter B, but Concertina effect. Drivers going wide on the first turn. Do they all make it through cleanly through the hook? I think they just about do. Is there any chaos behind them? We'll have to see who comes out. I think there was one driver stopped in the chicane, but good start from Exeter B from second on the grid. And I think we have a full start.
We do.
First of the day. They've done pretty well so far. Very well. We did have a few in the mains yesterday, but overall it was quite a good start. It does tend with that right, left. It all bunches up big time at the start of these races, so quite impressed that this is the first full start of the day.
Yeah, fair play. We've got to race 4 before a false start then. But yeah, that was definitely the most aggressive race start there, going into the first couple of corners. A lot of trading paint for the drivers at the sharp end, so understandably we've gone to chevron flag, and that'll be 5 minutes off of the total race time in this race, and we'll drop down to 20 minutes. But yeah, it turns out I ran through that grid super quickly for no reason, so cheers for that, drivers. I'm going to contact Guinness World Records and see if I can do a world record for the fastest BUKC grid readout.
Oh, it's got to be up there. Surely got to be up there. Just a reminder, with the full start, all of these drivers will shuffle back into the grid positions that they started in. So the number 63 of Swansea B will start on pole once again with Exeter B. Exeter B hoping to make the same effect that they did last time. All of the supporters there in the paddock. Thank you for all of you supporting your fellow teammates and all of you on the live stream once again, watching along for this great day of racing. Here goes the start of race 4 once again.
Second time of asking then. We run 2 by 2 to the lights then. Exeter B and Swansea B kick us off once more. Good start from the second row this time. It's a 39, tries to get involved, the spins around the leader. Big off at the first couple of corners, and the 77 of Exeter B out of the race already. Well, they'll drop down to the back of the order. They will rejoin, but that is a calamitous start for Exeter B.
Oh, that's such a shame for them. They had a good start in the last one, but they had to start it, do it all over again, and they couldn't quite make it work. It all bunched up between them, and the driver of the 39 there in second. Penalty for breaking formation. We did see them leave the tram lines quite early, and that kicked off all of that chaos as they all vied for the same piece of tarmac in turn 1. Battles going on behind, though, for 5th place. That is the number 48 and the 62. Leeds Beckett A once again moving up to the sharp end of this. Great driving from them so far, but it's Exeter B who leads ahead of Swansea B. Looking for another good result here, but defending from Coventry E. Just about hold on to it, but look at the lead that Swansea have got up in the lead. 54.9, fastest lap of the race. Good defending here from Bristol B, but they need to work together.
Swansea B have a penalty. ABC takeout for Swansea B. That will be the incident with Exeter B there on the first lap. And again, breaking formation for Edinburgh C, breaking formation for Bristol B. So already penalties flying in, but your race leader already cannot win this race.
Neither can second as well. They've got their penalty. So your effective leader is Coventry E, who are now under pressure from the number 54 of Bath B. Just about hold on to it though. This is all wide moment for Swansea B. Just about hold on to it. We were talking about rally driving earlier, and they're showing us how it's done in Wales here with Swansea B getting a bit wide, but like we say, they have that penalty, so they cannot win this race anymore. Your effective leaders all having to defend again though, all over the whole length of the straight. 54 all over the back of the number 70 of Coventry E. That is Eamon Sarley. Just about holding on, but the 54 is putting up an incredible fight as they go into lap number 2. Can the 70 still hold on? They do still hold on, but this is looking to be a great battle between these drivers for 3rd place on the road.
This is already really kicking off, isn't it? That would have been a heart-in-mouth moment for Swansea. Big off, nearly off. Wow, that was a big wobble there for Bath D as they went very wide at that corner. And now a bit of breathing room then for the number 70 of Coventry E, as I think that's Cambridge who have snuck on through as well, and potentially Leeds Beckett as well. Of course, this one, in terms of the championship, a carbon copy of the last race. We don't have Coventry C or Surrey C, but we do have Leeds Beckett A. So if they can put in another good performance in this one, there's potential for a round win here for Leeds Beckett A. Once again, they've already got one so far this season, and we continue on here into round number 3. They're looking to make it a second one.
Absolutely. So just to remind you, your top 10 is Swansea B in the lead, with a penalty for the start of the race, with Bristol B behind then with a penalty for breaking formation. So your effective leaders are third position, Coventry E just ahead of your picture here. We're following Cambridge B in effective second place, battling with Bath D, who are ineligible in this one. It's worth noting, you can see the lead suited driver, evidently not in Bath, but Cambridge B having a great battle with them, trying to hold on to this fourth place, but they're starting to lose time to Coventry E ahead of them. They've got away well after that battle had stopped, and now they're catching Bristol B, who are slightly dropping off the back of our leaders. But good battling here between these two.
Indeed, look at the gap that Swansea B have already got out the front. That's ridiculous. Two seconds already, and we're not even 4 minutes into this race. Of course, look up at the time in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Looks like we lost a lot of time, and of course, we had that restart where we dropped 5 minutes off of the total time. Here's a look up the inside into the final corner. Bath D back up the inside and back through then into fourth place. But again, as Jake mentioned a second ago, you can see they're wearing a lead suit. They are not eligible for points.
Yes, unfortunately, but definitely, like we said before, trying to win this race. Fastest lap from Swansea B, that's a lightning lap already in the low 53s. Most of the drivers barely cracking the 53s, so they're getting away incredibly well. 2.5 seconds is the lead now. Cambridge B still vying for this fourth place position, but it looks like Bath D are going to hold on for now, pointing ahead. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're losing time to these top drivers. Look at Swansea B, the gap they've got already, but Bristol B is under pressure very slowly from Coventry E. But yellow flags here through the Dell, but onto the back straight. Racing resumes again, and these drivers, is everyone going to have a look? No, gaps are a bit too big. Here come Leeds Beckett A though, hopefully taking advantage of all of this. Like you said, they're having a great couple of races so far.
Yeah, they're in a nice bit of no man's land at the moment. No drivers around them to get silly penalties from, and they'll be able to continue on through this race. Of course, they've still got to watch out for the cones and things, not get those kind of penalties. But either way, for the moment, looking to try and chase down those leaders. What were they doing on the last lap? They're 54.2. Not quite on the pace here. Leeds Beckett A. They're a few tenths slower than our leaders at the moment, and actually gap increasing. But either way, sixth on the road with some ineligibles in front of them would still be a very good result. Of course, they've already got a fifth and a first banked, which are very positive here from round number 3 here in the Inters. So again, a solid result here for Leeds Beckett A, as we were talking about earlier. Might just be the round win for them, but of course we've then got race 5 and race 6 to contend with, where we will be seeing Coventry C and Surrey C returning once more.
Absolutely. Leeds Beckett A currently in 4th position in terms of the points standings, well, once the penalties and ineligibles are taken care of. So good result from them so far. We'll see if they can make up any moves. We're watching the number 108 of Portsmouth B hanging on to 10th position ahead of Sheffield B, having another pretty good race, hoping to clear up their good points. Yellow flags once again through the first couple of corners. But look at Warwick C, my team. I'm slightly biased on this one, but they are having a fantastic race here. Sorry. I thought they were up from 18th, but up 2 positions. Good race from them so far.
Just as you said that, they got the track limit warning as well.
Be careful, be careful. But yes, good result from Warwick so far today. They've been chipping away. Robbie doing an incredible job on the last one, so we'll see. There's your track limit warning. You can see on track. I'm not going to say anything further because I don't want to curse them.
Of course, you were hoping that they were getting interviewed at the start of the previous race, but Jacob saw some infighting and decided to leave them be.
I think they were just trying to figure out where they were. So I think Robbie made up quite a few positions on penalties and such that last lap. So, yeah, good result from them. But we are following the number 71 of Royal Holloway A, battling with said Warwick C. That is Ronald Godfrey battling with Pablo Garcia Luna for Warwick C. Will they be able to catch them? Only a couple kart legs in between them, but they have a bit of a gap in front of them, so this is going to become a dogfight as we're already down to 13 minutes remaining from that cut start time. Royal Holloway hanging on for the time being, with Garcia Luna hunting them down. He's got the head down.
The human DRS activated.
Yeah, attack mode, I think is what I'm going to call that.
Yeah, Warwick C pressing on. They were half a second quicker on that previous lap than Royal Holloway A. Issue is the 2 drivers behind, Portsmouth B and Sheffield B, quicker than both of them, so they're closing up behind as well now. So these 4, I think, are going to be onto the same piece of tarmac in only a few moments. But once again, the 87 dropping down into the seat, maximising aerodynamic efficiency as they press on down the back straight.
It does work, folks. It may look silly, but it does make a bit of a difference. All Portsmouth just having to hang on to that position there ahead of Sheffield. Almost compromising here is Bath D making a move through the backmarker, I think, at number 70 already. Yes, I think they are, but they're right up on the back. Oh, sorry, no, it's not the backmarkers. It's Coventry E. They've dropped 2 positions. So it's now but Bristol, then Bath, then Coventry, and a penalty. Evidently an egregious way of making up that position past Coventry. An ABC bump and pass, another penalty for Bristol B. That's a 4-place deduction. But ahead on the road, there is Swansea B. Your lead is pulling out a 4.5 second gap. Without that ABC takeout penalty, they would be smashing this race, but currently they're net 7th on the road. After penalties. But look at this battle now forming up for second place. 4 drivers all vying for this. They know, well, they probably don't know that this is the battle for the lead. Effectively, it's actually Coventry E leading with Bath D being ineligible. Bristol B with penalties. We're trying to figure this one out as we go, folks.
You're doing our best. As we mentioned earlier, maths not our strong suit, so we're doing our best, but you are right. Yeah, I was just double checking there, trying to work all this out. Indeed, Coventry E are in the effective lead of this race, so I assume that effectively now means that Cambridge B second lead, Beckett A third. I'm trying to work out, once we drop the ineligibles, how that will reshuffle all the penalties. It's too much going on here in the Common Spots, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing our best. Stick here with us. We've got just over 10 minutes in this race. Of course, we lost 5 minutes of it, so this one's absolutely flown by.
Absolutely. 70 having to defend a little bit. Dropping back from Bath. They're having to defend from Cambridge B, but no moves being made this time. These two break it away. Look at Bath all over the back of Bristol B. That is an ineligible driver, so we don't have their name. But the Leeds driver, ineligible, looking for the move on Bristol B. Again, we don't have their name. Apologies. We'd love to know your names of these drivers. They are battling fantastically out there, so thank you for giving us this great show, and thank you again to all of you for watching along with us. We are now 10 minutes left to go, halfway through this slightly cut short race. Are we going to see Bath B making a move here? They're both breaking away from Coventry E and Cambridge B. Oh, big flick into the Dell for Bath D, fighting to get that kart through the corners and onto the back straight. Will we see any moves here? Cambridge are looking racy behind Coventry, looking over their shoulder. They know they're under pressure. No moves from these front two and no moves behind them as well. They stay second, third, fourth, fifth respectively, but not for long. Cambridge up the inside and the hairpin. Are they going to make the move stick before the hook? I'm not sure. We've just cut away from them. Who's going to come out at the end of the corner? It stays. It's Coventry. Good battle in between these two.
Lovely transition there from the cameraman.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys doing a great job out there. We've got people in the live chat appreciating your work. Cameraman cooking on that close-up shot there. Someone needs a raise, as that's a big move up the inside there from the 54, retaking the place. But of course, a big shout out to all of the Alpha Live crew here, making this live stream possible for you all to enjoy at home. Less than 10 minutes now left to go in this race, and battles continuing on.
Bath D making it up the inside of Bristol B on that double right-hander. Diving in and being late on the brakes, just getting ahead of them at the apex, and it worked out fantastically. Speaking of moves, Coventry E and Cambridge B looking racy again. Will they make a move? Just about chops across. He has the space to do so, and they hold positions as they are. Good racing between these two, but Bath D up into second place. Good racing from them.
Yeah, really, really interesting stuff. Another penalty comes through, this time Sheffield D with an ABC bump and pass, but this battle for fourth rages on. Here looks Harrison down the inside here, late on the brakes, through the left-hander of Surtees, leading on the driver at the outside of Coventry E, but Coventry muscling their way back through and holding on to fourth place for now. This is dropping them off the back of Bristol B, continuously so, and Swansea B, if they just hadn't got that penalty early on in this race, I mean at the first corner of the race, and now 6 seconds clear of the rest of the field. It's been an absolutely perfect performance in this one from Swansea B, apart from the first corner.
Exactly, they're over half a second quicker than anyone else. That last lap was a 52.8, the fastest lap we've probably seen nearly all day, except for the start of the races. Cambridge having a look up the inside yet again. They're not going to get the run into the first corner. That straight isn't really a straight. It kinks slightly to the left, and that gives the advantage to the driver on the left-hand side as they get a shorter run. But line of stand, they stay, but like you say, they're losing time to Bristol B ahead of them. But, like you say earlier, Swansea, Bath and Bristol all cannot win this race, whether that's through not scoring any points or any penalties, but Cambridge can, and try they will. They're side by side as they come down towards the right hand, and they're still going to stay side by side. No, not quite. Cambridge backs out of it at the last moment, but this is your effective battle for the lead, folks. Coventry E and Cambridge E battling for the lead.
Well, Sheffield C had just got an unsafe release penalty, and they've just now got a mechanical flag as well. That's the first mechanical of the day there for Sheffield C. They'll be back into the pit a little bit earlier than expected. But here they continue on then, this battle for 4th position. Still Coventry E ahead of Cambridge B at the moment, but no love lost between these two as they continue to squabble on. Just over 7 minutes left to go in this race then. And I will say, in terms of warnings and penalties, they've increased a little bit more here in race number 4, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, not ideal change for 9th there, we just saw in your time. It's Portsmouth getting ahead of Warwick. Warwick not being able to, they've dropped way off the back of Royal Holloway A, who are now battling for 7th with Edinburgh C. But now we're looking still on the back of Cambridge still on the back of Coventry is Cambridge, battling for this lead position. You can see at the back of your shot there, Leeds Beckett A, we've been talking about, slowly but reeling them in while they've been battling, about 3 seconds behind, but now they've got backmarkers to contend with once again, but only 6.5 minutes left to go. Their number of chances is going to be dwindling. Oh, big lock up from the number 48. Good save from them, but that's going to cost them a fair amount of time. You can see the gap opening up to about a second already after that. God, that made my heart go, that one. That was a big lock-up from them. I don't know if they outbreak themselves or they just got on the loose stuff on the outside, but that was well held. It's lost them time.
Indeed it has. That was a big moment, wasn't it? A big moment. The biggest one we've seen so far in this race, for sure. But indeed, well held, sir. They continue on then. But indeed, losing, what is that, about actually just under 1 second, just over 1 second even, from that little incident. They've got a little bit more time to try and chase them back down once again. I was again just trying to look through as all. Another penalty coming through for Bristol B, racing under yellows for Bristol B. That's less than ideal. They are eligible for points, but Bristol had already got a penalty in this race, hadn't they? Yes, ABC bump and pass. So racing under yellows now as well for Bristol B. Bath B in second, ineligible. Swansea B have that +4 as well for a bump and pass as their moves to 70 through on a back marker as we continue to lock on. So I was just trying to work out. I'm right in thinking it's the 70 of Coventry E who are in the lead of this race, isn't it?
Correct,
Yes, okay, cool. So their batter, they were, of course, sticking ahead of Cambridge B. So that big lock-up then from Cambridge, actually really big for the end of this race.
100%. I think actually Bristol B are going to drop out of the top 10 with all of the penalties they've amassed in this one. But Cambridge is now a back marker in between Coventry and Cambridge. Cambridge have got a lot of work to do after that mistake. Oh, and they just about hold on. They came together at the end. Exit of that corner, and we can see the battle now. This is for 9th position. Warwick C getting ahead. Oh no, sorry, that was on a back marker. Just a bit behind Portsmouth, but Cambridge now getting past that back marker into ahead of them. So now just straight fight between them, but look at the gap they've got now ahead of behind Coventry. Still yellow flags in that first sector, so they won't be having a chance to catch up until they're past the issue, which they should be now. Yeah.
We'll say as well, of course, they're not really involved in this race actually anymore due to penalties or ineligibility, but Bath have half the gap to the race leaders. It's now 4.3 seconds. It was half a second they took out of that gap once again on the last lap alone. Only 4 minutes left to go here. It's probably not going to quite be enough, and of course, Bath, we're not counting them in the zone anyway, but still an interesting thing to take into account here as you go into the last couple of minutes. So crucially, to watch here is whether Cambridge B can close up that gap once more. A shame there, that mistake at the final corner might just have handed Coventry E the win in this race, and Leeds Beckett A as well, of course, doing a good job. I think I'm trying to work this out with Bristol B as well in terms of how the penalties are applied. It's either going to be 3rd or 4th once things are all said and done for Leeds Beckett A, which again will be a great performance for them. Of course, you count 3 of your 4 races towards the round itself, and they've already got a 1st and a 5th, so a 3rd or a 4th will be a great addition as well.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd in this race. Swansea B with a 6th place penalty. Bath B, like we say, cannot score any points here. Bristol B, I think, if my maths are right, I've got 12 places of penalties.
Oh, right, okay.
So they are definitely outside of the top 10. Currently 15th in Llandow, but the number 70 being a bit held up by the back markers here. That is the number 116 of Nottingham B, proving to be a bit of a challenge for them. Number 54 moving through the back markers here as well. Bristol B in the front of your shot there, the egregious penalty takers. But number 70 struggling to get through here. Will he be able to get through on the start-finish line? I think he will. But that is going to cost them time. That's going to allow Cambridge to have a bit of an opportunity to catch back up. But now they've got the back marker in between them. They've got a lot of work to do still, and a 2-second gap to overcome with only 2 minutes 40 left on the clock.
They got pretty lucky that Nottingham B didn't try and fight that back through turn number 2. I was a little bit worried they might try and send it back up the inside there, but no. Coventry E do manage to get through, which is good to see. We press on then. Yeah, I was getting myself confused. Of course, an ABC bump and pass is a +4, but it was an ABC takeout for Swansea, which is a +6. So a big penalty for them then. So indeed, Leeds Beckett A would inherit 3rd place in terms of points. Very impressive performance so far today from Leeds Beckett A. And we mentioned, maybe only a couple of minutes into the race, how Leeds Beckett A were in a nice bit of no man's land, no drivers around them. It's the same story. 4 seconds to the driver ahead, 4 seconds to the driver behind. That's a big moment, though, for the 70 of Coventry E. Your race leader getting argy-bargy with the back marker of the 124. Lets him back through, but this might just open up the race again. Look who's closed back in. It's the 48 of Cambridge B.
Exactly, yeah, the back marker was saying, you're not going to get second. I am staying in this position, but get in second place. Speaking of, 2 back markers between them that they have closed right up after that kerfuffle. Sort of a similar mistake that Cambridge made to make that gap in the first place. Back marker not happy. I don't think
Etherington's not happy with that, is he?
No, I don't think he realises that they're battling with the leaders and being lapped. But Cambridge, more importantly, only about a kart length or 2 behind Coventry now. So they've really benefited from that. Look at the gap they've got. A minute left to go. They've still got time to win this one on the road. Hopefully they won't get any penalties for that overtaken. I think it was all fine, but yellow flags into the last corner for a driver going slow on the outside there. But yeah, it was a similar mistake for Coventry that Cambridge did that put them back there in the first place.
It was indeed, yeah, there you go, picking through some more back markers there for Coventry, and round the outside, trying the 48 at Cambridge B. It's not going to work. They have to slot back in. A bit of time lost once again then, as they'll go for the inside line now down at the left-hander of Surtees. And again, now closing up to the 84, just ahead of them of Surrey D in 30th place. And just about, no, not quite getting past. Up and under on the exit goes the 70 of Coventry E. And this is going to be crucial. How quickly can Cambridge B shuffle on through as well? Well, timer ticking down then. It'll be Swansea B to see the last lap board in a few moments' time. And fair play to Bath D. That gap now less than 3 seconds between the 2 leaders. But it's not going to matter, not only because Bath D aren't eligible, but also because there's penalties galore at the sharp end. We continue to watch this battle then. It's the 70 versus the 48 as they're soon to see the last lap board.
This is going to be the last back marker they have to deal with. That's only Bristol B up the road, but dealt with them have Coventry E. They are up in front of the 125, putting them in between them and their battler for first place, Cambridge B. This has been a fantastic trade of blows between these 2 drivers, but 1 lap left to do it. Cambridge have to make the move quickly, and they do. Up the inside even before the corner. They've now only got a matter of corners left, about half a lap to catch and pass Coventry E. Will they be able to do it at the end of this race forward? It's been a great battle so far.
It's been a great race, hasn't it? I think the back marker might be fighting this one back here as they fly on down towards Chandler's. And yes, they were. Cambridge just about hanging around the outside there, but I think that bit of time lost might just scupper them as we head through down towards the back straight. They are nowhere near close enough to get this done. And thankfully for the 70, back markers are far ahead as well.
Meanwhile, Swansea B have taken the checkered flag. They do score points, but they do have a penalty for earlier in the race. Bath D ineligible. They come second. Bristol B with 12 places of penalties come third. And your effective winners, Coventry E. I doubt that they know they won that race, but they come across 4th on the road and 1st in points, followed by Cambridge B. Great effort from them. And then Leeds Beckett A, who by our maths will be 3rd on the road. So like we said, fantastic set of results for them and their championship bids. Rounding out the top 10, we have Edinburgh C, Royal Holloway A, Portsmouth B and Warwick C in 10th position. 11th was UCLC. Lots of changes at the 10th and 18th. You can see the drivers coming across the line.
Look
there.
at the gaps.
Gaps were barely a 10th of a second between those guys coming across the line. So, 11th place was UCLC, followed by Sheffield B, Brunel B, Imperial B, Birmingham E, Leeds B and Leeds D, all in that battle alongside Salford A, who came in 18th. 19th was Exeter B, followed by Coventry F, Cardiff B, Leicester B, Liverpool B, Bath C, Leeds Beckett B and UWE B in 26th. 27th place was Huddersfield B, Reading C, Surrey D, Brunel C, Nottingham B, Swansea D, Sheffield D, and your last few drivers, Leeds Beckett C, Derby B and Sheffield C. And we've not had a great race today. All of these races have been action-packed. It's been fantastic.
I was going to say exactly the same. Of course, when we come towards Inters, of course, in the mains, with the shuffled-up grid, you expect it to be a little bit chaotic, but drivers qualifying here in Inters, so you would think, okay, they're in relative order in terms of pace. Maybe there's not going to be that many battles. Well, we've been proven wrong here today at Llandow, haven't we? Great races. All 4 of these so far have been bumper-to-bumper, absolute cinema. Well, we've got 2 more still left to go then, race 5 and 6. And like you were saying, Coventry E probably don't know that they won that race, but it's going to be a lovely surprise when they speak to Jacob, not only because they get to speak to Jacob and he's a very beautiful man, but also for the fact that they would have won the race and maximum points from that one. But yeah, big story really is Leeds Beckett A with those great results. Like I mentioned earlier though, Coventry C and Surrey C will be returning here for races 5 and 6, and they have really got the pressure on.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that might be all of the races for Leeds Beckett, and certainly they might not be able to improve either, but they have finished all of their races as far as we are aware, so it's all up to Surrey. And who else have we got? Leeds Beckett, yes.
One
more
more
race to go. Next race. Last time to make an effect on this one, but it's all going to come down to the wire here. Leeds Beckett have set the pace, but let's go down to Jacob to interview the drivers. Down to you.
Down here on the grid, I've not been able to locate the race winner. I've sent Andrew Mather off on a mission, but until they make themselves known to us, we might have to go without a race winner's interview for that one. Nevertheless, we've got plenty to get into on the grid for the next one, so we'll start by diving straight in with some birthday wishes, actually, and hopefully we'll come back to the winner of that one. I believe it's number 70 we're looking for, but in the absence of them, we'll have a quick chat with Yassine, actually, whilst he counts his way up the grid. He doesn't quite realise that I'm coming in to chat with him. He's still counting back. He's still counting. Have you lost your count?
Probably, yeah.
You'll have to start again. You may as well have a chat with me whilst you're here, given it's your last BUKC race.
Yeah, it's my last BUKC race. I started in 2023 GYG. You know, I'd never done any karting before, and I honestly thought when I started university that my sort of motorsport dreams as a kid would be over, but little did I know that that was just the start. And yeah, here we are, last race. Qualifying wasn't great. I was sort of talking to you earlier about how you really need to go smooth to go fast here, and I tend to like rolling with the oversteer a bit more, and that wasn't the way. Nothing to lose, everything to gain, and yeah, we just go out, have fun, and yeah.
There we have it. From your time in BUKC, what's been the highlight?
Definitely Warden Law. I had an ineligible race where I came 5th and fourth, and I was on course for a podium for most of that race, so that was definitely the highlight.
And where are you starting in this one?
I believe 28th, so not great. But lots to gain, I think. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we don't get stuck in traffic.
Based on the evidence from Warden Law, you've got pace in the bank.
The problem, though, this is an anti-Warden Law track.
Okay.
In terms of driving style. That's what I think anyway. Maybe people in the comments or when they watch the streams, they'll look at me and be like, what's this guy talking about? But I don't know. We'll see.
I'm sure you'll do fantastic. See if we can get that elusive podium in this one.
We can do.
I'll let you recount your grid position. Good to see you.
It's been a pleasure to be a part of this.
You as well. It's been great having you. Right, that's Yassine. We'll go to the front of the grid. I promised birthday surprises. Where is he? Where's our birthday man? He's over the other side of the grid. Let's get on over there. Miles is looking ready for a big birthday hug from me. Bring it in. There it is. There it is. Look at this. How old are you today, Miles? 20. And we got a cake as well. Chocolate fingers in the cake instead of candles. That looks excellent. Are you going to eat that before or after the race?
I think after, as soon as I'm lactose intolerant. I don't know if it's really going to go down very well, to be honest.
I'd offer to eat it myself, but I'm on a diet at the minute. So
save me a slice for later.
Yeah, save me a slice. Save me a finger. And slip that in me after the race, once you've won this one for your birthday. How old did you say?
20.
20?
Yeah.
The big 2-0 out in Cardiff tonight?
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Where are we heading?
Pardon?
Where are you heading?
Probably Live Lounge or Misfits, you know.
I used to work in Live Lounge.
Did you?
Fun fact for you there. Fun BUKC law fact. I used to work in Live Lounge. Can't say I'll be joining you tonight. I've got a busy day tomorrow, but...
Shame. I was looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, I haven't been there for many a year. What are we going to expect from you in this race then?
Aim for top 3. I'll ideally stay in top 5. Anything above top 3 is a bonus, to be honest, but you know, I'm just not raced in a while, so I'm just seeing how it goes, to be honest.
All right then.
But just happy to be here. You know.
You have a good one. Enjoy your cake, or as much of it as you can eat. And I'm going to slip to a man behind you, who I believe is also celebrating a birthday this week. What have we got here?
Southwick for UCLC.
So, what was your birthday? I want to say 2 days ago.
Yesterday, yeah. Day before yesterday.
Yes, day before yesterday, 2 days. I was right. Happy birthday for then. Are we going to do a birthday special in this race?
Hopefully, starting P7, going for P1.
Okay. It's Miles' birthday in front of you. Are we going to see a birthday one too?
Nicer birthday battle then.
Let's see
So
if you can.
nicer to him.
Birthday battle would be fantastic. Can we get a birthday one too? Can you work together and use the power of birthdays to win this race?
I think a P1, 2 would be nice for a birthday, you know. Both of us would get a gift for that.
Okay. I believe in you. I believe in birthdays. Happy birthday and good luck. I'm going to quickly chat to our race winner from last time. Who have we got here?
Eamon Sally for Coventry E. That was a bit of a weird race, but no, it was pretty good. Pretty good. I'll take that. I had a bit of a tough qualifying, but yeah, that was really good. I was not expecting that. Not gonna lie.
Well, there's a few ineligibles in each race, as is standard with intermediates, but you worked your way far enough through the field in order to benefit there. Coventry's day in general, how's it going?
Not bad. Yeah, the team's doing really well, to be fair. Couple top 10s finishes, but didn't think a first would be in the card, but obviously that's what we come for. So Coventry E. Yeah.
There you have it. Coventry E winners of the last race. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we got to clear off the grid now. I'm going to get...
Eid Mubarak to my family at home, and it was good seeing you guys. Thank you for the support, and have a good one. Yeah, peace out. Cheers.
Nice one. Eid Mubarak to everyone who's celebrating today. Let's quickly have a chat with the man on pole position. Who have we got here?
Leo Bell, Sheffield B.
Leo, great qualifying for Sheffield. We spoke to one of your teammates who qualified second, but pole's even better. Can you convert this into a race win?
Hopefully. See how turn 1 goes and go from there.
Got to be careful. The last race we saw the pole man take out P2 on turn 1. You're not going to give us the same of that, are you?
No, I'll be sensible.
Good stuff. I believe you as well when you say that. You're very convincing in your mannerisms.
Thank you.
I'll let you get to it. Have a good one. Right, we've got 4 seconds. All right, 4:40. Oh, that's plenty of time. I'll have a sit down. All right, last time we saw the man starting in second place get taken out at turn 1. What are you going to do to avoid that?
I'm not going to be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Excellent. What guy are you going to be in this race?
I'm going to be the guy that just keeps my head forwards and do not give a about the guys behind me. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, keeping your head forward was probably what the guy did and not see the guy on the inside of him, arguably. At least that would be the opinion of the guy who started on pole position. But in theory, that sounds good.
I'll give the guy alongside me some respect. Obviously, we're quite well established, so I'm sure we'll give a bit of room, but obviously, Robin is racing. So.
Yeah, room to race, racing's rubbing, and all the R's. Right, let's get going. Back to you guys in the comms box. Race number 4 coming right up.
Thank you, Jacob. Good speaking to Jonathan McMullen there on pole for this one. A reminder as well to check out all of our socials. We had some interviews with all of our pole sitters going up on the BUKC Instagram and other associated socials earlier, so make sure you check those out and give us a follow. Great to have the interviews with the drivers, as obviously we didn't live stream this morning, but yeah, still some action to look at online.
Indeed. Yeah, go and follow Ratters Media. That's a good one to follow as well, I've heard. Anyway, an unbiased opinion from John there in the box. Right, we're ready to go. Race number 5. How quickly have we gone through today, Jay? This is ridiculous.
It has been. There's been some great racing, and time flies when you're having fun. Let's hope these next 2 races are as fun as the last few. Remember, championship permutations here. We have our championship battlers, Surrey C in particular, looking to make a good effect here. On this one. It is an important one, like we said earlier in the day. If they win this round, then they will win the championship. But at the moment, Leeds Beckett have put an incredibly strong showing in. It will be tough to top them on the timing sheets at the end of the day.
Indeed it will. And as we saw on a couple of the other grids as well, some drivers dropping down the grids courtesy of penalties in qualifying, which is never ideal. Of course, it's penalties across the practice and qualifying as well, because what we saw this morning, of course, not live streamed. Drivers get 10 minutes of practice and then 10 minutes of quali. So only that second 10 minutes counts in terms of lap times to set the grid. But the penalties are counted across all 20 minutes of action, getting ready to kick things off. So a couple of drivers dropping down the order by 2-4 places. I think I saw in the previous race, either Cardiff Cardiff B or Cardiff C were down 7, I think, on the qualifying, which is less than ideal, to say the least. But a couple of drivers just struggling to get away here. But I think we're about ready to run through the grid then for race number 5.
Yeah, should be a good one. Good one for you here on pole. Like we said earlier, is Jonathan McMullen for, sorry, not Jonathan McMullen, Leo Bell for Sheffield B. Jonathan McMullen alongside him for Coventry C in second position. On row 2, we have Exeter B, followed by Liverpool A and Cardiff B and Coventry G, rounding out your top 6. Row 4 is UCL C, followed by Sheffield D, Manchester Met B and Surrey C, your championship contenders, rounding out the top 10. Row 6 is Leeds C, followed by Leeds Beckett A, their rival Leeds team. Cardiff C are on 13th place, followed by Lancaster C, Exeter C, De Montfort A, Imperial A and Coventry E at 18th. Row 10 is Leicester B, Coventry F, Birmingham C and Surrey D in 22nd place, followed by Edinburgh C and Liverpool B. 25th is Reading C, followed by Huddersfield B, UCL B, Cambridge A, Imperial B and Leeds D in 30th place. And our last few drivers, Bristol C, Royal Holloway A, York B, UWE B, Portsmouth C and Oxford A.
Right, this is big then. Our 3 championship contenders here in Inters, all in the top 12. Let's see how we go for this one as the pace car pulls off to driver's left. We get racing here at Llandow once again. The 27 and the 25 lead us away, and it's round the outside for Coventry C. Great start, straight into the lead, and they'll look to break away immediately in this one. 3 wide as we head through into the little kink of turn 3. I think they've all just about managed to make it through though, which is good to see as we continue to squabble here on this first lap. I think a big one to watch as well is the 83 of Coventry G, ineligible in this one, but they are in between their sister team of Coventry C and the other championship contenders, so watch out for them.
Jump start penalty though. We said Coventry C got a flying start. It was too quick, unfortunately. They beat the leaders to the line, but look at this battle in 4th place on the road, all vying for position. This is a long train of karts headed up by Exeter B, as far as I saw. Yes, Exeter B breaking away a little bit. It's actually Liverpool A who dropped down to 4th under pressure from UCLC, making up a couple positions on this opening lap, and they do make another one up. Hard to miss that UCL kart, but they're up into 4th place. Good start for them. But yes, unfortunate for Coventry C. Great start, but a little bit too good on that one.
Yeah, we thought it was good, didn't we, when we saw it? But yeah, already getting the move around the outside before they even went into the right-hander showed it was a little bit too good. And that is, of course, a couple of positions lost at the end of the race then. So we'll have to keep that in mind for the rest of this. But for the moment, Surrey C, not with the most ideal start, down to 9th place. And now they find Leeds Beckett A right behind them.
Yeah, plenty of time still to work with in this one. We've got the full allocated 25 minutes, no full starts. This is your race, people. Sheffield D once again in the race, followed by the number 74 of Cardiff B. And they actually made up 2 places on that lap. Now behind Liverpool A, look at them fanning out as we go along the straight. Tough defence from the Cardiff B, but just showing the inside to Coventry G, holding the position, just about holding on to that 7th place, sorry. But now we're watching Liverpool A under pressure from Sheffield D. Sheffield D, will remind you, is ineligible. You may recognise the driver from the previous races a few times today. But now they're under pressure from Cardiff B. Great move up the inside into the double left.
Indeed, yeah, this Cardiff B, good movements through there and up and past Sheffield D. As you mentioned, has already had 2 races in this one, so you'd expect them to be rather quick, wouldn't you? They've had a good amount of track time, and they do send it back up the inside at Surtees, and they retake the place. Back into 6th position they go then. I want to just highlight as well, throughout the season, consistency is key to be winning a championship. And interestingly enough, Surrey C, Leeds Beckett A and Coventry C only have 1 win to their name across the first 2 rounds. And here today, they haven't got another win either. So it just shows consistency across the races is key. It's not necessarily those one-time outside of the box performances. You've got to keep it going amongst the entirety of the team. But for now anyway, doing a stellar job, and Coventry C leading by over a second now, setting the fastest lap of 53.2, doing their best to nullify that penalty from the first lap.
Exactly, in their first, cutting myself off here, Sheffield D having a look at Liverpool A up the inside. Miles Dawn of the Cardiff B kart trying to follow them through, a little pump up the inside, trying to push Liverpool A through, making the move on Sheffield D, but Sheffield D fighting back around the outside. It's all getting a bit aggressive here as we round out this race. These drivers, this might be their last chance for the team to make an impression. Sheffield D retake that position though, but Liverpool A just about hang on, trading blows these drivers between each other. Great racing.
And look who's ahead of Surrey C and Leeds Beckett A. It's Coventry G, the ineligible driver of the sister team, in the lead of this race. Let's see if they remain firm with their defence to keep those two behind, or whether they simply run their own race. It'll depend on what the team chatter was before the start of this one. Anyway, we keep our eyes firmly glued to the battles on your screen. Sheffield D did get through there on Liverpool A. They've shuffled back around, but I think they've shuffled back around again, haven't they? Yes, Miles Dawn looking to the inside line now. They're down into Surtees, late on the brakes again from him there as he pulls to the inside line there on Liverpool. Can't get the move done. They slot back into place once more.
Aaron Sick for Liverpool just about holding it on, but will he hold it on? Coming out of the exit of the corner, I don't think he will. Miles Dawn now having a look at the inside to the right-hander, just about beats them to the apex. But look at the drivers behind, all looking to pick up the pieces of this battle. Currently, your battle, Sheffield D are through, battling behind them. Look at this, drivers Constantine are in up through the Dell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 karts, all vying for this 8th position. Going back from Cardiff B, it's only a couple seconds to separate, side by side, between the 81 and the 83. Surrey C trying to make a difference in this race. This is an important one for them, absolutely shaking, trying to get the speed on the car. Will they beat Coventry G to the first corner? No. That's going to put them under pressure from Leeds Beckett A, their rivals in this championship, who go up and under at the hook. Brilliant move from Leeds Beckett A. That's so important. Surrey A really need to start making moves in this race, but aren't so far. They're slowly slipping back here.
Yeah, Surrey carried too much speed there into the second corner, didn't they? They got all sorts of slidey in the mid-corner. Did well to manage to hold it, but as you mentioned, they allow Leeds Beckett on through. That is a very long strap there on the helmet there for the driver behind. I hope that's not undone. I hope it's just simply a very long strap. We have seen drivers at the sharp end as well lose a race because they've got a mechanical for not doing up their helmets. It's those little things. You've got so much to think about before a race like this, but focus on the small details and everything else will sort itself out. You don't want to end up losing a race for something as silly as that.
Look at this battle here. You are watching the battle from 5th all the way down to 14th place. All of these drivers can see the drivers up ahead of them. They're thinking, I can overtake all of these guys one by one by one by one. This is going to start to shape up very nicely, and there goes Surrey A wide off of turn 3, and it pushes another car off onto the grass.
Two of them are off.
Two of them are off, still bunching up around these corners. I think the car that was on the grass managed to get back on, but it concertinaed it up and forced another driver. Still contact between them. Number 70 getting involved. Whew. That all kicked off very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a big couple of corners there, not only for the race, but potentially for the championship as well. We'll let you know exactly who it was that got spat out there, driver's right. I can't see Leeds Beckett A, I don't think. We'll keep looking, but I think it might just be Leeds Beckett A there that got shoveled out wide there, off onto the grass, and round they went. Well, through to the final corner we go then, and soon enough, we'll find out for you who's going to be dropping down the order as they come across the line. Indeed, sadly I can confirm it's Leeds Beckett A.
Luckily they have those earlier results to rely on. They have already done probably enough so far to put themselves in good stead to win this championship, win this round, apologies. But Surrey A want to win this round and the championship. Down the inside they go on Manchester Met B up into 9th place at the double left, but Met B not giving up just yet, but not quite close enough to make the move. Surrey A up into 9th place and now trying to close that big gap that has formed amongst all of that battling. Liverpool A, Coventry G and Cardiff B have pulled up the road together, but at the front Coventry C still lead by a decent margin, but Sheffield B and Exeter B are slowly catching them. But this is all still to play for. You can see all your drivers in the shot here. Cardiff B in 6th position, followed by Coventry G, Liverpool A, Surrey C and then Manchester Met B in your shot just there. Plenty of time still to work with here for the drivers. 17.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, so only 3 seconds between the top 3 then, but then a further almost 4 seconds now back to UCLC in 4th place. They're close enough with Sheffield D. As we mentioned, gap then back to Cardiff B, which starts off basically the train of the rest of the field. Here we continue to keep our eye then on the Surrey C on through then. And of course, Lewis Mann behind the wheel there for Surrey C. Doing a good job of remaining calm despite the chaos of a couple of laps ago. He's settled back into a good pace here as he looks to chase down Liverpool A.
Here is your leader then, Coventry C, like we say, with that jump start penalty, but it's only 2 positions lost at the end of the race, so this is still effectively your 3rd place man, with Sheffield B in 2nd place, slowly hunting them down. They did really close that gap up. I think at one point it was less than a second, but it's increased again to 2.2, and that's allowed Exeter B to be brought into the fray of this one. Only half a second between Sheffield, but here is your battle for 6th position. Cardiff B, that is Miles Dawn, like we said earlier, followed by Coventry G, Josh Marchant, who is ineligible on this one, but still open for a great battle between these two, but they should be working together here. They could close that gap up as everyone is on fairly similar pace. I think the leaders are in the low 53s, a bit quicker than these guys. Speaking of quickness, Sheffield D up into 4th position ahead of UCLC.
Did look like a relatively simple textbook move there for Sheffield D. They got it done pretty early on before they even got to the apex of the corner. Through they go into 4th place, but they've still got about 5 seconds then to catch Exeter B in 2nd place. So a lot of work to do over the next 15 minutes or so. This is looking like a good performance so far from Cardiff B as well. Definitely their best performance of the day. Miles Dawn putting his finger out here in race number 5 and trying to put some good points on the board here for Cardiff B. And look at that. After Sheffield D got the overtake done, they are quickly scampering off here from UCLC. As you mentioned earlier, though, as we would expect from a driver who is now in his 3rd back-to-back race of the day.
Yes, you would expect them to have at least the track time under their belt. But yes, this battle raging on. So it is effectively UCLC are in 4th place, I believe. I don't think any of these drivers up the top end other than Sheffield D are ineligible, and indeed they aren't. So this is a straight fight, those top 3. Even with the penalty for Coventry C, that is your effective top 3 once the ineligibles are dealt with. This is your battle for 6th though. Cardiff B trying to hold off Coventry G, and they just about hold on, but Coventry are slowly bearing down on Cardiff.
They are starting to put the pressure on, aren't they? Where they were looking for it there into the final corner. They think about it here into turn 2 though. Big move up the inside, over the curb they go. I thought that could unsettle them enough there to plough straight into the side of Cardiff, but they did well to hold on to it. And again, a good exit out of the hook. Leads them open to attack for Cardiff B, but again, I think they've just about kept ahead then. As to be fair, I did say that Sheffield D were building that gap pretty quickly. UCL seems to have closed back in once again, so fair play. That's a nice exit though, looking to the inside line. Miles Dawn tries to cover it off, but no, too late to close the door, and through go Coventry G, but it's a lovely up and under then from Cardiff to retake that inside line. They'll go 2 by 2 through the Dell, and finally Coventry G, seemingly get the move done. I say that though, Cardiff with another good exit. They're looking for the inside line down to the final corner. Not quite good enough though to send another move.
Round the outside, are they going to be able to get the cut back? Just about, but don't get the run. Miles Dawn has to settle, and that's bringing Liverpool A and Surrey C into this. This is exactly what Surrey C want to be seeing in their in their fight for the win of this round and the championship. Miles Dawn still battling with Josh Marchant. Reminder that Josh Marchant is ineligible for this one, but they don't care. They're still battling for this position. Little bump there on the entry to the corner of the double right. Surrey C up ahead of Liverpool A behind them, taking advantage immediately. They're hoping to be the first one behind these two who are fighting to pick up the scraps, and at the moment they will be. Can they catch up in the next couple laps?
Indeed, yeah, they're closing in, aren't they? I think that little front bumper to rear bumper contact there for Miles Dawn affected him a lot worse than the driver ahead. Lost him a lot of speed on corner exit, and the 81 of Surrey C is indeed quickly closing in. The 13 of Liverpool going with them as well. Looks like Manchester Met B, of course it is, they're with them as well, because Liverpool and Surrey had switched around. That's where my confusion comes. So Manchester Met not far off them as well. They've closed in by a good half a second at least on that last lap. And if these 4 start to scrap once more, Manchester Met going to get back involved as well. Good to see them continuing some really good performances throughout today. I thought there for a second Surrey was close enough, but not quite.
Yeah. I was worrying if they were going to make a move on that one, but Surrey C just holding on for the time being. We're only just about approaching the halfway point of this race, so plenty of time for moves still to be made. Up ahead, who is that? Sorry, Coventry G pulling away slowly, and they're catching the back markers now. What are we going to see here with this being added to the fray? I believe that's one of the York drivers adding to this. Penalty for Exeter B, who are not in this battle, but 74 of Cardiff is now under pressure from the 81 up to the inside. Just about getting to the inside of the circuit, but has to back out of it late. But will they get the up and under? Look at Liverpool A trying to make the most of this situation. Side by side, almost 3 wide with the back marker in the fray as well. Liverpool A around the outside of Surrey C. We're trying to have a look. Just about files into the same positions they were, but that was all up in the air for the moment. And look at Manchester B right on the back of them now.
Indeed, they've all closed up. That was an exciting couple of corners, wasn't it, Jake? That was really great racing then as they continue on. And that's, of course, allowed for Coventry G to get well clear of this battle now for 7th place. Still hold up by Cardiff B here in P7. Surrey C with them, Liverpool 8, Manchester Met B in this train of 4 carts. And trying to look behind as well. Oh, black flag for 11th place. Coventry E, black flag That's the first one of the day we've seen then, and Coventry E, I was going to say, they're closing in on that battle in amongst the bottom end of the top 10. Well, not for much longer, they'll be heading back to pit lane.
It's only the second black flag we've seen out of these 2 days, which, trust us, from the BUKC, if you're not a regular viewer, that is incredibly good going for these drivers. They've had some fantastic clean racing over the weekend, and hopefully we're going to see that in the rest of this race. Still the same positions for this battle. For 7th position, Cardiff B, Surrey C, Liverpool A and Manchester Met B rounding out this battle in 10th place. But it's all still to play for. Yellow flags through this sector, so no battling for now. Although they do overtake one of the backmarkers who's safely getting out of the way, and most of the drivers not quite from Surrey C. I think they're going to sort it out before they get to the corner, but that right-hand corner, we've not talked about much of that this week. Ooh, I'm going to cut myself off because racing under yellow penalty for Cardiff B. I think that was in that section there where they overtook that backmarker. Even if the backmarker points you through, you cannot overtake them. That is a mistake I've definitely made before, but that is going to demote them outside of the top 10. And
same penalty for Surrey C.
Wow, that is a huge mix-up for these guys. Exactly what Surrey C didn't need. That's a huge blow to them. And look at who their championship rivals. Leeds Beckett A still chugging along. Where are they in this one?
30th.
Okay. But they still have those solid results from earlier, which is going to put them in really good stead. I'm not sure if Surrey can win this round anymore, but really good, really good showing from Leeds Beckett. Not really ones we had too much on our radar for this one. We knew they had championship permutations and were in that top 4, but I don't think they're on our cards to win this one. So great from them so far. Still all to play for though.
Very much so, very much so. Yellow flags there clearly up through the Dell. Drivers putting their hand up to show they are seeing said yellow flag and continuing to press on. Well, gap of the sharp end continuing to increase as well, over 4 seconds now between Coventry C and Sheffield B. Very, very close, but themselves and Exeter have been within a second for at least the last 10 or so minutes. But no opportunities for moves just yet. Look at these 4 drivers going 2 by 2 into the final corner. Doesn't get much closer than that. Well, Sheffield and Exeter very close. And then again, still looking back to Sheffield D and UCLC. That's actually switched around over the last couple of laps, hasn't it? Sheffield D getting through once more. But we continue to press on with this race, and less than 10 minutes left to go as the 1-3-4 there getting feisty as they head down into the final couple of corners, looking for the inside line there. 52 cutting across. Very wide for the driver following behind them. But good to see again, and we mentioned throughout today, drivers, no matter their experience levels, getting involved in a scrap, which is great to see.
Exactly, that's your battle for 25th. So great to see drivers, one of the drivers on the grid. Oh, look at this side-by-side action between these 2 drivers, the same on track. Squeeze from Surrey C. Is Cardiff B going to manage to squeeze up on the outside? They're still side-by-side of Miles Dawn and Lewis Mann. Still going across the line, but Lewis Mann comes out on top. But just remind you that these 2 did just get penalties for racing under yellow, so both of them are going to drop out of the top 10 by the time this race is said and done with. And the black flag we saw earlier for Coventry, you said it earlier, it was for an undone helmet strap. So yes, be careful drivers if you're watching for that last race. Surrey C, there, Miles Dawn evidently agreeing with the annoyed Surrey C driver that was an egregious move, letting them back through. Here is your leader then. We haven't really got a chance to look at them because they've been so far up the road. They've just been plodding along, still with the fastest lap of the race at Coventry C. Reminder that they do have that jump start penalty, knocking them down 2 positions into 3rd, but battle behind them, Sheffield B and Exeter B, only 3/10 between them on that last time round.
Yeah, they were squabbling there in the middle of 2 map markers as well, so causing a bit of chaos here as you head through into the last few minutes of race number 5. As there goes the leader, continuing to press on through. Got to be careful though. Got to be careful with making through the back markers. Of course, already got a penalty to contend with. We don't want more added to the Coventry C team. At least the rest of the team certainly won't want to be seeing that. But yeah, like you said, I did mention that earlier, didn't I? With the chin strap, you don't want to lose a race or something as silly as that. But it's happened here in race 5.
Evidently not watching the live stream. Shame on you. And thank you to everyone else who is watching the live stream. Here is your battle between York B and Leeds Beckett A for 27. Side by side and side by side action as well for the 76 and 46. Is that for position? I'm not too sure. That's 30th. It is 30th and 31st battle. Here is your 4th place driver and 5th place driver following down 6th. Coventry G 7th. Cardiff B, Surrey C in 8th, followed by Liverpool A at the back of your shot in 9th and Manchester Met B in 10th. Those 2 have dropped off the back of this battle a bit. Cardiff and Surrey are ploughing up the road, but they do have those penalties, so they will be dropped down once the race is all said and done, but battle on they will. Earlier we saw Surrey C overtake Miles Dawn, but Miles Dawn has got back ahead, but not for very long. Miles, crikey, Miles Dawn and Lewis Mann. Here we go, side by side they go, side by side at the last corner, this corner, still on the exit. Can Miles get the up and under? No, sorry, he blocks it off. Just about holds onto it as we head down into the right-hand kick, but these two are having a fantastic battle.
Yeah, good racing between these two, but I get the sense that one wrong poke of the bear and this could all kick off between these two as they continue to press on. There's been a bit of argy-bargy between the two of them, but all fair in love and war at the moment as they continue to press on. No penalties in terms of their racecraft so far in this one, just in case of the racing on the yellows when they were battling with back markers. So again, less than ideal, but either way, they continue to press on then, as indeed confirmed on your timing there on the left-hand side of your screen. Surrey Seat back through into 7th place, and we saw as well on the previous lap, Manchester Met through on Liverpool A, shuffles them to the bottom end of the top 10. Gap has actually closed over the last couple of laps between Coventry C and Sheffield B. I say that actually, it was on the last lap alone, a 53 dead for Sheffield B, whilst Coventry C were a second off of their overall pace. That's got to be with passing back markers, surely.
Yes, probably so, but the 53.0 is definitely nothing to scoff at. That was Sheffield B's fastest lap of the race, so they're putting it in when it matters. Potentially a wide moment there for Surrey C, but they hold on to the position. Up at the top of your shot there, unmissable is the UCLC. That is Suffolk Basel holding steady in 5th place. Good race from them so far. There is Coventry G, Josh Marchant, who is again ineligible in this race. I think it's worth mentioning that racing under yellow penalty, because some people may be thinking, well, that driver pointed them through. Why would they give them a penalty for that? It doesn't matter. You still have to, unless that driver that pointed them through was clearly having an issue with their car and had to be overtaken, wasn't running under their own power, you still have to stay behind them. So it's really unfortunate for those drivers misreading that situation. I've done exactly the same thing before, but I'm not going to do that again after that.
Yeah, the yellow flag very much overrides anything that another driver's trying to tell you out on the circuit.
Yes.
The yellow flag is from the race organisers, and they're the ones you've got to be listening to, as the Surrey and Cardiff squads have found out there, sadly, across this race. Well, just over 4 minutes now left to go in this one. Just watching as well on the live timing, 2 places on gain on the last lap for Leeds Beckett A, so they're trying their best to reclaim some positions. It's only back up to 25th for the moment, sadly for them, but luckily, as you mentioned earlier, there was no pressure on them for this race anyway. They've already put in a stellar performance throughout today. Well, immediately the gap opens up as much as it was lost on the previous lap for Coventry C. It's almost back up to 5 seconds. And we saw as well Sheffield B are next to B. We're in a great battle over the last few laps. Well, that's opened up to 2 seconds now, as clearly Sheffield just having a bit of a better time cutting through on the back markers. And a further 4 seconds back to Sheffield D, and again a further 3 back to UCLC. Again a team in no man's land. Same for Coventry G there, 3 seconds further back. And then it is the case of Surrey C, Cardiff B, Manchester Met B and Liverpool A, our closest drivers on circuit. But 24 seconds off the race leader is the top 10. It's kind of been varying between the races, hasn't it, in terms of how much the field spreads out.
Exactly, yeah. I've just seen as well, the top 10 in this race all started in the top 10, not in the order that they are, but that's not one you see often. All of these drivers sticking with it in the top 10. Like you say, we have penalties to deal with after the race, but just 3 minutes left to go on this one. You can see the UCL drivers there. We're going down the back straight, having a little wave to their friend of UCLB, which is always lovely to see. A little bit of sportsmanship and friendliness in the BUKC never goes amiss amongst all of the chaos and calamities that we normally get. Well, as we say that, the friendly driver gets a cone warning, so no remorse for them for being friendly.
Good to see the intra-team camaraderie there between the UCL teams. As yes, indeed, as you mentioned there, just getting that cone warning for the moment as we continue to press on through this race. Yeah, like you mentioned, all the top 10 staying in the top 10. That's not a usual thing to see in BUKC. It's always very exciting racing. But yeah, we have swapped around in terms of who's where in that top 10. Biggest mover though, big shout out to Cambridge A, up 12 positions in this one, which we're used to seeing in the mains, again, because of those shuttle upgrades. You expect to see the teams coming through. But of course, Cambridge qualifying there down in 28th. Clearly something got a bit wrong and they were a bit out of position. They've gained 12 in this one. Fair play to them.
Exactly, they are one of our championship contenders as well, so every position they get will add up in the end. Reminder, with the way the points work in this, it is your top 3 scores out of these 4 races which will contribute to your round score overall, and then it is followed up 3 out of the 4 total rounds will be counted towards them. So if Surrey, that is why we say Surrey could win it today, because it wouldn't matter anymore. They could do whatever they wanted in that last race and it would all be dropped. at the end. But we look back at Leeds Beckett A, one of your other championship contenders, having a battle with Sheffield B now, who've dropped down through the pack a fair bit, I believe. I think they started quite near the front on this one, but evidently not going their way so far. This is the battle, and I think that... Are they being lapped? I think they have been lapped. Good battle nonetheless, whether they are being lapped or not. Sheffield B getting back up ahead of Leeds Beckett A. Leeds Beckett A, like we say, have done incredibly well today. This race will be their drop race, as just explained. But yes, very good result from them. 1 minute left to go. It looks sure that Coventry C is going to win this one on the road, but as we say once again, they have that 2-place penalty. So Sheffield B, apologies, Sheffield B are your second place drivers, of course. Exeter B have fallen 3 seconds behind them now, so not much they can do in this last couple minutes unless something happens to Sheffield B, but this is your effective leader. Taking that, this is the penultimate lap, I believe, if my maths are correct, past in Leeds Beckett, lapping them, but they're still having a good battle anyway.
They are indeed, yeah, continuing to press on through this one. I was just having a little look because, to be honest, I had kind of forgotten that Cambridge A were third in the championship going into today. I just had a little look at their results already. They've only done 2 races so far, a 15th and an 18th for them so far, so definitely not going to be on for a round win, but wait to see how the rest of the drivers entail through this, but they're needing some better performances in this one. I mean, sadly here in race number 5, it's a 16th at the moment, so still remaining on similar form. They'll have one more race in race number 6. They really need a top 10 in that last one to try and get themselves up here in this round number 3 and get some points to their name in the championship. I think with Leeds Beckett A's day so far, though, I think Cambridge will lose that 3rd place in the championship at least.
Exactly, but we are on the last lap now. This is the number 25, second on the road, but the leader has a penalty once again. We've not even looked at Sheffield B that much. They've been so quiet in this race, but quietly plugging away and holding firm in that second position is Leo Bell for Sheffield B, and if he keeps at it the way that he has been the entire race on this last lap, that will be the race win for them. But currently fighting with not 1 but 2 backmarkers. Just a little bit of fun to end the race with. 3 seconds back is Exeter B, who are in your effective second place. Coventry C in the lead will drop to 3rd. But Sheffield needs to be careful here. Leo Bell needs to be careful not to get a penalty right at the buzzer. There at the bottom of your screen is Jonathan McMullen, who unfortunately has that penalty. 3 wide go these 3 on the last lap. I wish this was the position because this would be incredibly intense. But Sheffield B concede the position. They are going to take second on the road, and the win on track at Leeds Beckett. I don't think they realise they're on completely different laps, but that is Leo Bell for Sheffield B taking the overall win after penalties, followed by Exeter B. Oh, we don't have their name, unfortunately, but great drive from them, coming in 3rd on the road and 2nd overall. Coventry C will drop down to 3rd, followed by Sheffield D. UCLC, Coventry G, who are 4th and 6th in this, are ineligible. So UCLC effectively 4th, with Surrey C dropping down, as well as Cardiff B as well behind them with their penalties. Manchester Met B in 9th. Liverpool A rounding out your top 10, keeping their noses clean and going to make up a good few positions here. I think they might be around 5th or 6th by the time that penalties and ineligibles are all done with. Lancaster C are then in 11th, followed by Imperial A, Coventry F, Birmingham C, De Montfort A, Cambridge A, Liverpool B, Cardiff C, Reading C, Leicester B, rounding out your top 20. Then we have Ecstasy, Leeds Beckett A, who are bouncing along the line, really trying to make a good finish there, followed by Surrey D, Huddersfield B, Edinburgh C, Bristol C, Leeds C, Imperial B, UCL B and York B in 30th place, and your last few drivers, Royal Holloway A, Leeds D, Coventry E, Portsmouth C, UWE B and Oxford A, rounding out your grids.
I think the headline for Leeds Beckett A is battling with 2nd place across the line. We'll forget that they were a lap down. But it was great anyway, bouncing across the line, and they did stay ahead, to be fair.
It was brilliant to watch. I was loving that. I love the silliness.
I love it. It's a shame for Leeds Beckett, though. They were battling up at the front at one point in there, but one of the biggest incidents we've seen so far today, sadly for them, getting potted off to the outside line on the grass, spin around they went. But to be fair to them, they remembered they had to come to a stop, up out the kart they got, drag the kart back out on circuit. They didn't want to get a restarting on the grass penalty, so they remained fair on that front, but sadly dropping down outside of the top 30. So they did well to battle back up to 22nd nonetheless. So well done to the driver behind the wheel there. But yeah, interestingly enough then, some shuffling around there in terms of teams battling for the championship, but all still pretty open here in terms of the round. There are some chaps and chapettes in the chat just having a little natter in terms of how this round is sorting out. They're trying to do the maths for us, which we really appreciate because we're struggling here in the box with ineligibles and penalties and so much going on.
Yes, we are also being slow cooked in our commentary box here. Well, I'm not complaining at all that it's a sunny day, but yes, it is. You can see us up at the top there in the little white box. You can see us waving maybe in the distance. Yes, you can.
Hello.
That's us being slow cooked, but our lovely man who's been slowly tanning all day out in the sun, Jacob Harris, is ready for us to be interviewed and those drivers to be interviewed. Down to you, Jacob, I think. Yes, you are.
Ready and waiting with our race winner, Leo. Leo, congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you find that?
Yeah, it was really good. Managed to keep it clean off the start and just kept it clean from there, trying to keep out of any trouble.
You say keep it clean. Your cart's looking pretty dirty.
Don't think that was me.
Okay, yeah. Blame the other guys. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how you would get dirt on that specific part of the cart, but yeah, wasn't you?
No, I don't think it was.
All right then. What's the secret then to winning a race around here? Tell me. What's the secret?
Keep it clean. Come here 3 years ago. A bit of practice. But yeah, just keep it clean. Quick.
Quite fast. Excellent. Yeah, I did have a few people, to be fair, as I was doing interviews kind of mid-grid saying, it's my first time here, so I guess the practice does make perfect. Right, the last thing you need to do is weigh in. You confident you're heavy enough?
I believe so.
All right, and well, all the best for that. If you do come in underweight, I will be back to retract this interview in general. We'll try and have a chat with some people who are waiting over here. Actually, I won't bother walking all the way up there because I'm lazy. But this man by here is wearing a pretty fancy pair of socks. Can you get your foot up on there to show us? Maybe. Come on, let's have a look. Can you do it? Can you get your foot up? There it is. Look at those socks. Lovely. Any comment?
Made out of tube seats.
Out of what?
Tube seats. Well, no, they're the same pattern as on the tube seats.
Okay. Is that intentional?
By the people who sold it, probably, yeah.
Are they marketed as tube seat socks?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
How much do they cost, if you don't mind me asking?
I think you can get them from the London Transport Museum for like, I don't know, they get them in a box of 12 for like 50 quid. So, good present for someone who likes trains, I guess.
You like trains?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
This has been a great conversation. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jacob.
Tube seat socks there. We'll shuffle through here and have a quick chat with this driver, who I believe is waiting to go out in the next race.
Yes, I am. Hello.
Where are we starting in this one?
Sixth.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad qualifying.
I'm quite happy with that. I've done better compared to previous rounds, so I'm quite happy with it.
What have you done in previous rounds?
Well, I did a lot of spins at Buckmore.
Okay. Don't like that.
Not ideal. And then Warden, I think I got up to 14th. So I'm quite happy with that.
So sixth is pretty hard. What's changed?
Well, I've got to give credit to my captain, Tom Northcott over there. He's done really well. Obviously, he does Club 100 a lot, so got to give prop to him.
Okay. And he's told you the secrets of the clan there, has he?
Well, yeah, he sort of just said send it. I followed that advice somewhat, so.
I think send it covers it pretty much. Gates are open. I'll let you get on with it, but thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself.
All right, they have send it from sixth on the grid. Sorry, I was completely in your way there. You look like you're walking towards me for an interview, and you're not, but it's too late now. You're in. You're in.
Yeah.
From Derby University, who have we got?
Toby Pankhurst.
Toby, have you raced or are you getting ready to race?
I have raced.
How'd you get on?
It was good. I got a penalty, so I lost 4 positions for contact. But I gained positions overall.
Hang on. You don't lose 4 positions for contact. You lose 4 positions for advantage by contact.
Yeah, I ran someone, or pushed the pass, I think. Yeah, I didn't give the position back, so I got
Push the pass is a very light way of putting it.
Yeah, it was deserved. But it was good. Yeah.
You learnt your lesson.
I've learnt my lesson, yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you crack on with whatever it was you were actually doing rather than coming for an interview. Let's wait our way out onto the grid then and see who the runners and riders are in this one. Nice lead bag. I'm just going to get in there. You might want to watch out. You got some holes in your lead bag.
Oh, yeah.
It's
There's
not looking too
many
secure.
a hole in it. Yeah.
How long have you had that lovely watermelon Morrison's bag?
At least the 24-hour last year, and we needed a lot of lead for that one. So it's been to the walls.
They say bag for life, but that doesn't look like it's got much life left in it.
Hopefully we can trade it for another bag for life.
in that one. Derby are having a massive conversation by then. We've already spoken to someone from Derby, so we're going to push on in front to, I believe, Imperial. Who have we got here?
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, you weren't expecting that then. You forgot that we were live streaming today.
No, I knew. Yeah, Manuel, Imperial A. So we've had a 2nd and an 8th so far. So I'm starting from 4th. So hopefully can sort of build on that, get something interesting. That's the plan.
Quite an experienced driver, Manuel. Have you been to Llandow before?
Yeah, I have. So I'm sort of that old that I was here the last time BUKC has been here. I can't remember which year that was.
3 years ago, was it?
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, so, and I was here. So yeah, quite an experienced driver, I'd say. I think the sort of difficulty with Inters is the backmarker, so the pace seems a bit better from the sort of back end of the midfield, so hopefully we won't have those issues, and yeah, looking forward for it. Great day for it.
All right then, you're my top pick for this race. Don't let me down.
Thank you. Yeah, I will. Thank you.
You will? You won't, is what you're looking for there. Let's dive across here. We've already spoken to our man in 6th place. We'll have a quick chat with the Liverpool team. Is this pole position?
Yes, it is.
I don't quite know why they didn't line up correctly, but obviously we've had a Liverpool race win already today. Are we going to make it 2 out of 2?
Of course. Why wouldn't we?
No reason whatsoever other than the other drivers around you might think otherwise. What's the plan?
I just want to disappear. I had a pretty good margin over 2nd in my qualifying, so mentally that's reassuring me a bit that I've got a slight edge over them. But getting a good clean lap 1 I think will be hard, but try our best.
I'm glad you included mentally reassuring in that answer after starting with I just want to disappear. But to be clear, you mean into the lead?
Yes, disappear into the lead. Not into a barrier. That wouldn't be quite as good, no.
Okay. I meant more like in general. It's quite a statement on its own. You wouldn't want to hear anyone say that. You're doing all right though.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. So.
Good man. All right. Well, I'll let you get your stuff ready. Let's have a chat with the man who's in behind you. Another Swansea driver. Doing all right this weekend, aren't you? Well, I say weekend. It's Friday, but you know you're doing all right today, Swansea.
Yeah, well, these lot are banking on me now, so.
Oh dear. That's where it all starts to go wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, I look at him laughing. I wouldn't have faith in me if I was being honest.
Have you seen, you know the Gary Neville clip which says this is the banker? The one that can't fail?
Oh, this was the banker. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'll look forward to that meme later when you're in the barriers. Let's move on from there. We've got a lead driver. We've spoken to plenty of lead drivers. I want to try and get a university that I haven't spoken to. That's Coventry. Unfortunately, everyone is Coventry or Leeds. But can I pick out one more person? I want to say there's been a request for an interview in this race, and I'm looking around and no one's waving me down. Was it you? No? You're making eye contact with me? I've had a request from someone, but I can't remember who now. I'm just going to wander all the way to the back. We've already had a Swansea. We've had a Cambridge. Let's talk with this man here who's showing Dante his wristband right at the back. Who have we got here?
Hello.
What is your name?
My name is Wu.
Wu, how are you doing? What are you doing at the back of the grid?
Yeah, I feel a little bit frustrated about the result of the qualification, about the qualifying. But I hope I can find some position during the race. So, yeah.
Do you reckon you got the pace to challenge a bit higher up the field?
Sorry?
Do you reckon you got the pace to challenge a bit higher up the field?
Yeah. It's just a very difficult track, yeah.
Are you enjoying it, though?
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. All right, you have a good race. I'm going to see who's alongside you at the back of the grid. No, I'm not. The engines are starting. I guess it's back to the comms box for the final race of the day.
Thank you, Jacob. Yes, here we go then. Last race of intermediates here from Llandow for round number 3. Race 6 about to get underway then. And I think biggest talking point from this one, your top 2 in the championship heading into today are alongside each other on row 5. Let's see how we go for this one then. Race 6, let's run you through the grid. Liverpool A are on pole position for this one with Bristol B alongside them. Swansea B and Imperial A are on row 2 with Nottingham B and Derby B just behind them on row 3. Row 4 is Leeds C and Birmingham C, then it's Coventry C and Surrey C there. Your championship protagonists rounding out the top 10 there, followed by Bath D and Exeter C. Row 7 is Cambridge A and Portsmouth B, then it's Birmingham E, Lancaster C, Leeds B and Bristol C. And then rounding out the top 20 on row 10 are Portsmouth C and Leeds Beckett B. Behind them, Coventry G, Brunel B, Swansea D and Warwick C. Row 13, unlucky for some. Will it be unlucky for Bath C and Leeds Beckett C? We'll have to wait and see. Sheffield C, a lot of C's. Oxford A to Watford A, UCL B, the top 30 in this one. And they're rounding out the grid. Brunel C, Cambridge B, Cardiff C, Salford A, Manchester Met B, and York B. We're getting a bit crazy in the consoles, aren't we? 2 full days of BUKC racing. We're about to bring it to a close.
Yes, exactly. I think we're going to be going around once more. We won't be going off this time. You can see the driver just on the edge of the grid there, waiting to join in their position. But yes, a lot of the C teams in Inters. There seems to be the battle of the C teams today, making it slightly more challenging for us, but should be a fantastic final race. These 5 races have been fantastic so far on today's racing calendar.
Just someone in the live chat asked about ineligibilities in this race, so let's quickly run you through it while we've got the time. Ineligible drivers: UCL B, Bristol C, Bath D, and Nottingham B. Only 4 in this race, to be fair, but those are the ones to watch out for. I've thoroughly enjoyed the chatter in the live chat about UWE. Lots of arguments as to why it's called UWE when it's from Bristol. Surely they should have a B in the name. Yeah, I think drivers getting a little bit confused. Or, sorry, members of the live chat getting a little bit confused there. University of West of England is the official name, but I do believe they are situated in Bristol, hence the name there of UWE. Right, here we go then. 2 by 2 down the back straight. Do we get the thumbs up? Oh, yes, we do. Right then, here we go, Jay. Last race of the weekend. It's been an honour to be alongside you in the commentary box for all of this. We have been treated to some action, and let's hope for more of it over the next 25 minutes.
Oh, yes, it's been absolutely fantastic. Let's bring you round the last corner. Liverpool A are going to head down the straight. Lights are going to go green, revs are going to rise for the final race of round 3 of the Inters at BUKC at Llandow. Good start from all of the drivers. Liverpool A getting ahead early, side by side. They're going to go 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 round the first couple corners, 3 by 3 almost. Drivers concertinaing through this left, driver firing off to the right-hand side of the track. Everyone just, I think there might have been a couple on the grass there, but good start from Liverpool A, already bridging a couple of kart lengths gap. And then it is Bristol B hanging on to second and Swansea B hanging on to third, all staying line astern, but a battle here for fourth. Who's that on the outside? It's one of the Leeds drivers having a great start. I think that's Leeds C, who started 7th place, already up to 5th, battling for 4th.
I was going to say it's a Leeds suit at least. We've seen a lot of Leeds drivers driving for other teams today, but I do think you're right. I do think this is actually a Leeds driver driving for a Leeds team. Who could believe it? Woo! Good lead already there for the number 13. Look at that, breaking away already at the front of Liverpool.
Number 54 there on the left side of your screen, Barthy, an ineligible driver, but making up 5 or so positions on that opening lap. Doesn't quite make the move yet on the Leeds driver, but they're under battle. This is your pack of leaders. Liverpool A lead, Bristol B second, Swansea B third, Nottingham B fourth, Imperial A in 5th, battling behind them. Bath D are in 6th, followed by Leeds C, Cambridge A, Exeter C, and Derby B rounding out your top 10 at the end of lap 1.
Great start for Bath D, up 6 positions on the first lap. Same can be said for Cambridge A. They need this good result here from the final race of the day, and they have kicked it off beautifully. Same can't be said, though, for Coventry C and Surrey C, down to 11th and 13th, respectively, after the first lap of racing. Less than ideal. So breaking on through then to Cambridge A, as we say, they need this good result from the final race, and currently they've had a great start to this one. Already a second in the lead, though, are Liverpool A, as it's the Bristol B car being pushed along here by Swansea B and Nottingham B as well, as they look to chase him back down. Over this second lap of racing then, will the gap have closed or will it have increased? It has increased. New fastest lap of the race for Liverpool A, but that's immediately stolen by Bath D.
Yes, worth noting there's been a few penalties at the start of that one. Swansea D, Manchester Met B, Brunel C and De Montfort A all picking up penalties on the first couple of laps. None of those drivers in the top 10 though. It is worth noting that in that top 10 we have Nottingham D and Bath D as ineligible, but all of these drivers rounding out that top 10 are fighting for position and points in the last race of the day. What can they do with 22.5 minutes left to go? Liverpool A 1.2 seconds ahead in the lead, but behind them it is all bunched up from second all the way down to 6th. Only a second and a half separating these drivers. What can they do from here?
Indeed, super close, and we're only a few minutes into this race, and the 64 pulls out from the slipstream. Well, that's a tackle defence either way. They try and hold form there through the final corner, get a decent exit and press on, but clearly that little bit of defence losing a bit of time as the 116 just ahead continues to scamper away from them, as they are right on the wheel tracks of the driver ahead as they head through the first couple of corners there. Some nice battling between those drivers as that gets a bit close there, nearly spun around across the front nose cone of another other driver. That was super close. Somehow they all end up facing in the right direction.
I was just about to say that 3 into 1 does not go. There's only really one line through there, 2 if you're lucky. Definitely not 3, but all the drivers, like you say, pointing the same way. That is Exeter C battling with Derby B and Coventry C. Coventry C trying to regain those positions. Still a bit of argy-bargy as they go through the right-hander, 2 by 2. As we come up to the Dell, who's going to come out on top? It's going to be Coventry C making their way into 9th place. Brilliant move up the race from them. That is exactly what they need in their championship fight, scoring some good points. And behind them is, who is it, the 98 of Derby B having to defend now from the 85. Just about hold on, but they're 2 by 2 behind them. All of these drivers really close. There's only a few seconds separating about 15 drivers here. This should be really good. 81 now, having a look up the inside, doesn't quite make the move work. Settling down slightly here, but all kicking off now in this huge battle for 9th place, from Exeter C back.
I was getting very confused there. I'm looking at the 85 going, I swear that's the 85, but I can't see them. I think there's a transponder issue for Lancaster C. They're 2 laps down now on my live timing, but they are very much there in and amongst this squabble. So just a timing issue then for them. Don't worry, they're not at the back of the order. They are very much involved in this huge battle pack then, as we continue to press on down then. Very close between those 3, headed up by the 63 of Swansea B then. This is the battle for 3rd place as they head through your final corner. Move down the inside with the 29 of Cambridge A, looking to make up more positions. Through they go on lead C, up to 7th spot.
Move there for 4th place as well. Bath D making their way through the pack once more ahead of Nottingham B, both ineligible drivers. Oh, I keep saying that wrong. It's
because I've told you, isn't it?
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, but either way, neither of those drivers will score points. That's a bit easier to say, but ahead of them is the local Swansea B driver. I know that driver had to dip away for a bit. I think they had an interview at one point, so couldn't do the qualifying this morning or something like that. Yellow flags through the kink on the right. Everybody slows down. The gap at the lead is not really dwindled. Bristol B still very much in this one, but Swansea B now under pressure from Bath D in 4th.
Indeed, super close then as they continue to battle through this race then. Let's look at that gap still increasing for your race lead up to 1.4 seconds now as there we go, licks the stamp and sends it into the final corner for Bath D, gets the move done, lovely stuff, and that'll be up to 3rd place then. A couple of moves made there on the previous lap. Bath D moved through into 3rd place, but of course don't forget they are not eligible for points, Bath D, so we'll scrap them out of the final results. But either way, they're pressing on really nicely here and showing us some great battling out there on circuit, and surprise, surprise, it's a Leeds driver behind the wheel.
I was going to say, every ineligible seat, what are they paying them in Leeds? I think we need to move there. They've evidently got enough money for days and days and days of karting, which, as you're watching along, I'm sure this is all you want to do. Reminder that the BUKC is a brilliant. I mean, you've been watching this racing. If you are part of a university in England, Wales or Scotland, make sure you get involved. There's always the chance. It's a fantastic price for what it is. We're talking about the money, but it is very much worth it, and a great, great, great event. As we see here, the 27 trying to defend from ecstasy, little bit of pod-to-pod contact. These 2 drivers very much enjoying their day, and they're still side by side. Somehow, Leeds hold on to that one.
I think it was Coventry, yeah, yes. It was Coventry getting back through, so a nice move there, holding it around the outside there for Coventry, getting back some of the positions they lost earlier on in this race. A very nice move there from the number 27, back through into the top 10 they go then. But yeah, just to continue what you were saying there, Jake, of course, very competitively priced here in BUKC. It's the cheapest, most competitive bit of racing you are ever going to do. So if you're umming and ahhing whether to do it, do it. Contact your motorsport club at your university, or if there isn't a motorsport club, go and make one. You want to get involved with BUKC. The racing is epic, as you've seen over the last 2 days here at Llandow, and of course there's no better time to get involved. The finale of the season coming up next time out at Silverstone. Move down the inside from Bath D. They are now into 2nd place. Again, a textbook move up the inside there from Bath D. Through they go into P2, and while I have a moment, of course, we're out at Silverstone next time out, and I gave some clues yesterday on the live stream in terms of the commentator who will be with me at Silverstone. To give you said clues, clue number 1, they'll make their BUKC commentary debut. Number 2, they are a former BUKC champion, and number 3, they're a big advocate of this Llandow circuit. Pop your guesses in the live chat who you think might be joining me on commentary for Silverstone, but either way, no matter who is commentating, you've got to be there, or at least watching on the live stream, because it's going to be epic.
Change for 3rd, Swansea B up the inside, defending now from Bristol B, who've lost 2 positions in these few corners. Now bringing Imperial A into the fray. Imperial A have had a really good day today. We spoke to the driver on the grid, 2nd and 8th place so far. Currently, they are sitting net 4th with the ineligible driver in front of them. So really good result from them. Bristol B fighting back though up the inside, and that's going to allow Imperial A to have a little sniff up the inside. Driver files back. Ben Smith of Swansea B files back into 3rd, and this is a great battle for 3rd place, but 2nd place for the points. This is an important one, this one.
It really is, really is. This is a big battle in the race, and is it? New fastest lap as well for the driver ahead of Bath D. Now 1.3 seconds only the gap between our 2 leaders, and it was a 52.8 on the last lap from Bath D. Took nearly 7/10 out of that race lead. They are flying, but again, they're not eligible for points here. They cannot win this race, so Liverpool A don't need to be worrying too much there at the sharp end for the moment at least, but we keep our eyes on this battle here, headed up by the 39 of Bristol B. Bristol B, Swansea B, Imperial A, Nottingham B and Cambridge A all still involved in this battle. And Cambridge looking to put a good result in this round. There's the 64 of Imperial A, once again looking to the inside line. Not making the place this time.
No, Cambridge A started 13th in this one, so really good start for them, going from 13th to 7th place. Again, this is really important, or even if you don't win the round, every single point, every single position you get will count towards something. We've seen championships won or lost, not even on any points, on tiebreakers between points. It is so close in this championship and so well fought, and this is probably going to go down to the wire at Silverstone, so make sure you don't miss it. The reason I say that is your championship leaders, Surrey C, are down in 17th position. They've lost 7 in this race. They have not had the week that they wanted to. I was being told by Ryan Harris, their captain, they could win it today if they won the round, but win it they're not going to at this rate.
Indeed, of course, both Coventry and Surrey fell down in the opening couple of laps. Coventry have fought their way back up into the top 10. As you mentioned, same can't be said, sadly, for Surrey A. This is going to be a round to forget for them, sadly, and almost certainly their drop round from the season, at least for the moment. They'll be hoping for better fortunes next time out at Silverstone. More moves being made there through the first couple of corners. And now it looks as though Cambridge A on the back of that train. Still, I should say, they've not switched around over the last couple of laps, still as they were in this group of 4. They could change at any moment as Bristol B still under a lot of pressure here from the 63 of Swansea B. Gets a nice exit. Will he be close enough to think about the inside line through Chandler's? Not this time. Sticks behind for now.
Ben Smith of Swansea B is a very accomplished driver in the BUKC, and obviously local lad to this track. He'll know it well. We spoke to him earlier on the grid. And here we go, battle for the lead here. 13 looking on in disbelief at the number 54, who's appeared out of nowhere. Will they be able to get the up and under? No. Blocked nicely by Bath D, who will remind you are ineligible, but they are still in the lead of this race with Liverpool A comfortably behind them now. Little do they know that they are still winning this race, but head down now, try and catch the driver that just overtook you. But yeah, slowly chipping away. If Liverpool A weren't looking behind them, that could have come as a surprise to them.
Indeed, I think actually the Liverpool teammates on the sidelines probably breathed a sigh of relief there that they weren't able to get the up and under at the final corner and continue the battle there, because it's unnecessary. As you say, they're still in the lead of the race in terms of points. They just need to settle into a rhythm. And actually, this might help them, because as we know, it's often easier to be the driver chasing than to be the driver being chased. So actually, Liverpool could find some extra pace here. Now they're sat on the back of your fastest driver out on circuit at the moment, but they're in behind. There is the 39 of Bristol B, only about 3 seconds off of those 2 race leaders now.
Nottingham B have made up a couple places there. They've jumped up to be behind Swansea, a single place, but Cambridge are fighting back. They're actually making up another position. It's Imperial A that have fallen back a couple, but they're trying to follow through. 2 wide, 3 wide going through the first corner. Just about, they all file into position. Imperial managing to make up another position that they just lost, but Cambridge are benefiting from that. They're up 2 positions, up to 5th now. This is brilliant from them.
Great couple of corners there, wasn't it, for Cambridge? Some really, really nice moves from them as the 29 continue to press on through this race then. Through they go into 5th place. That's just dropped them a little bit off of the likes of Swansea B. And of course, Bristol B a couple of seconds ahead of them as well. So now Cambridge's shot is to lock in once more, try and focus in on the back of Swansea B and try and chase them down over the rest of this race. There is the 39 now, putting a lap on the 48. I think that's one of the sister Cambridge teams, if I'm not mistaken, as they press on through. But as we see then, onto a new lap they go, and pointing back through then. 39 does manage to get the overtake done, but there is a 63. I think Swansea actually closing in here on Bristol now for 3rd place overall, which I believe will end up being 2nd, won't it, when all is said and done.
Yes.
Trying to remember who's not eligible, if any of the rest of the drivers at the sharp end.
Just Bath D in the top 10 and
Cool.
Nottingham B as well in 7th place, but they are current. The gaps seem to sort of spread out here. You can see the two Cambridge karts moving together in formation almost. Cambridge B could act as a rear gunner for Cambridge A here, hoping not to hold them up as they come into the Dell. Do they let them through? No. Hopefully there's a bit of communication here as they come down to the last corner, because Cambridge B maybe frowned upon a little bit. They can work with their team to try and make it work. You see the little
Did you see him spot him then?
bit of eye contact, but it's not going to be enough. Look at Imperial A on the scene, making the move. Not letting them challenge for the backmarker position, and Nottingham is going to follow as well. So sadly not a great effort from the Cambridge teammate to hold up anyone else, but that's what we like to see. At the end of the day, all of these drivers still nose to tail, battling for this 5th position, which will be 4th position on the points of battling. They are. Here come Cambridge on Swansea, up the inside through the double left-hander and the double right. They've already got them covered off. They're up into 4th place now. Podium after the ineligible is accounted for. They started 11th and they've made their way, chipped away, but Swansea are chipping back at them. And now, I thought they were going to go too wide into the Dell, but great battling here. I think the 64 of Imperial A is having a little sniff, doesn't quite get alongside, but great battling there. Swansea B just about hold on to 4th place, but who's going to be ahead at the end of this straight? Let's see as we pan. The 29 does get a better exit. He's already ahead almost as they get to the corner. Imperial A looking to follow through here, doesn't quite make it, and Nottingham B looking to make up the scraps, and they do. Brilliant exit, getting around Imperial B on the outside. Well, that's a chop and change there. Cambridge A in 4th, Swansea B 5th, Nottingham B in 6th, and Imperial A in 7th. Great battle between those drivers there.
Indeed, yeah, very impressive battling there across those few corners there in those laps. Really, really great to see these drivers continuing on then into the right-hander. Back up the inside goes Swansea B, up and under on the exit for Cambridge. They're on side by side once again. Down into Chandler's. It's the inside line for Cambridge. It should be their corner. They might run out wide though, and again we're into a right-hander. No, they've carried the speed really nicely there. They've got the place once again, but I'm sure it's not going to be for too long, as we'll have a re-attack launched here from Swansea, Nottingham and Imperial all getting amongst it. Less than 10 minutes to go here for round 3 of the intermediate class here in the British Universities Karting Championship, as there are your race leaders. Liverpool are through, are they? No, not quite, but they are on the back then of Bath D as they head through the first couple of corners, as they're still really, really close to tail, aren't they, between Bath D? So, as I mentioned, that Bath D making the overtake, being in front of Liverpool A, might just give Liverpool A the push that they need to increase their pace. It seems as though that's happened, as now they're both 6 seconds clear of Bristol B. Really impressive from both of them.
Exactly, this is a really good race from Benjamin Sproat for Liverpool A. This is exactly what they need. They're still vying for this championship as well. It's not over yet, folks. Bristol A as well. Brilliant drive from Bristol B, sorry, brilliant drive from them. Cambridge A, the driver Richard Cassetta holding on nicely with this battle with Ben Smith, but still 9 minutes to go here, and you can see on your timing sheets 4 tenths of a second separating 4th to 6th. It is so close out there, as we're seeing they're approaching a lot of the back markers now. The 46, 125 and another driver behind them. They are in 29th, 30th and 31st battling, having their own battle, which obviously affects things, as they're still going to want to be battling while the leaders are coming up on them.
Of course, and as we've often seen, to be fair to the drivers, it is difficult to tell who is in your battle and who is coming through to lap you. So it's just a case of, I'm going to defend on everyone and make sure they don't get past, which should often throw the cat amongst the pigeons, as we've seen already multiple times today and yesterday in mains as well. So drivers have got to have their eyes on stalks for this, as they continue to press on through the back markers and try to make up positions and time as well. As here is that battle around 30th place, continuing on. Bath D and Liverpool A still absolutely glued together here in the lead of the race. But again, to remind you, Bath D cannot win this race. It is Liverpool's to lose here. But again, Liverpool probably don't know that. They're battling in, they're cutting through back markers. There's potentials for penalties here for Liverpool, as a penalty for Surrey C, just like we say. One of our championship protagonists there. Penalty for contact.
23rd position they're in now. They've still been dropping back and back and back. It's not been their day today, which is, I'm sure, that is not what they wanted me to say on the comms at the end of the day, but unfortunately it is the case. All Liverpool A now taking advantage of a bit of a scrap between Bath and the back markers, side by side as they go through the right-hander kink, 2 by 2 into Dell. Who's going to come out on the side? They're both side by side, still side by side as they go through the Dell. Somehow Bath hold on to that after being on the grass. Wow, great race between these two. Like we say, it's not really for any points, but a great battle for the lead nonetheless. Fantastic stuff between them.
Yeah, that was great, wasn't it? True aggressive racing there between the two of them. Well, as they come across the line, Liverpool are ahead. Look at them going side by side into the first couple of corners. My goodness, that is oh so close, and we're still side by side on the exit. That was Barthy looking to take a chunk out the side pod there of Liverpool, eh? But he has to settle in behind then. Liverpool do take the genuine lead of the race now. But as we say, this can only be negative here for Liverpool because they're going to win whatever happens here as long as they don't get a penalty.
Yes, and Barthy righteously not trying to give themselves a penalty there, letting Liverpool lay back through after a little bit of bumper-to-bumper contact through the right hander, just outbraking each other. But down into the dell, they're going to have a look. Late move on the brakes. Who's going to come out at the end of the chicane? Liverpool stay there as there's a yellow flag. They fold in just at the right time there, but that was a bit close between that back marker coming back on the track. But here's the 54 on the inside, making the move. Do they get the brakes? Do they get it slowed down in time? Just about, but Liverpool get the up and under. Fantastic move. Back up into the lead. This is a great battle between these two.
A nice trot back across there before they even got through to turn 2. So Liverpool retake the lead once more. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the gap back to Bristol B as well. Doesn't look like it's decreasing too much. I think actually even with that battling, it's still increased on the last lap. So up to almost 6 seconds now back to Bristol B. They've just got themselves a contact warning as well. They need to be a little bit careful again. That'll be picking their way through the back markers. To be fair, I say that they've only got 6/10 still back to Cambridge A now. Who are dragging Swansea B, Imperial A and Nottingham B along for the party as well. So still a potential battle for third on the road here, which of course will end up being second place once all is said and done.
Exactly. Bristol B had a comfortable gap at them about 5 minutes ago, but right, as you say, barely half a second separating them, and a train of karts have been battling all through this race. 5 minutes left to go. Still plenty of chances for these drivers to make a difference here. This is your battle for the lead. Liverpool A have finally got a little bit of a gap. They got overtaken, and like we say, there's that opportunity for Cambridge A up into third place over the line. Bristol B demoted to 4th. Brilliant racing from Cambridge. Where did they come up from? I think it was 13th. So slowly chipped away, and like we say, they are championship contenders at this point in the season, and this will be a huge bonus to them vying for the championship at our final round in Silverstone at the end of next month.
This is a really impressive performance from Cambridge A, especially with the fact of how much pressure was on them for this race. It had not gone their way here today, not the performances they would have been hoping for from previous races. So this driver was getting behind the wheel knowing, I need to do something here, and my goodness, has he done something. Up into third place then for Cambridge A, and let's see if they're able to build a gap here. I think top 2 is gone here, isn't it, really? Top 2 are well off in the lead, and now main focus Cambridge is just to keep themselves in third place here, which will turn to second. That'll be a good bit of points here to jump them up in terms of the round. But here we look then, back up the inside, Barthy. We're looking for it there, down into sector number 2. And Liverpool A and Barthy squabbling like it's going out of fashion. They're thoroughly enjoying this race, aren't they?
They are, definitely. I wonder, I'm sure Benjamin Spro for Liverpool A does not know he's actually in the lead regardless of where he is. But where are they going to come out in the King? Barthy are ahead of Liverpool A once again, and through the dell they go. But like you say, 7.5 seconds. These two have got it secured. As they don't get any penalties, they've got to be careful out there. No back markers to contend with just yet, but 3.5 minutes left to go of this final race of the day. We really do hope that you've enjoyed this racing. We definitely have. It's been 6 fantastic races for the Inters that we are glad to bring you here on the Alpha Live channel. So thank you for joining us for this one. But still, 3.5 minutes to go of this last race of the day.
Yeah, we couldn't have expected better racing from today, could we? This has been epic. Llandow really being a fantastic venue for BUKC racing. It's great to be back here in 2026. Of course, don't forget that Silverstone round coming up in a few weeks' time. Make sure you're subscribed to the Alpha Live channel to not miss any of the action as BUKC season 2026 comes to a close. Well, 3 more minutes of this round left to go then. It looks as though Barthy just settling into it now. Now they've got a bit of fresh air to contend with. Then once settled back into the lead of the race, they still have that fastest lap from a while ago at 52.857. Well, on the last lap, they went within 1/10 of a second of that fastest lap of the race. Consistent, quick pace from the Barthy driver, and still the only one on track to get down into the 52s.
That's exactly what you need to lead a race in the BUKC. It's so competitive, even in the Inters Championship. You may not think it's as competitive as the mains. Look at the racing we have here. It's been so close all day, and this battle for the lead, yes, it may not be for points because Barthy are ineligible, but look at how close these two are battling throughout the race. They have been barely within a second of each other At no point were they above that, and this is some great racing. Benjamin Sproat, though, in your effective lead once Bath D are accounted for as being ineligible. Oh, no, I've done it again.
Only 2 more minutes to go until we can forget that word, Jake.
It's the end of the day, folks. I do apologise. I hope you've enjoyed this one. We certainly have up here. But yes, 2 minutes left to go.
Indeed, another switch around then for 5th place. This time Imperial A have got through on Swansea B on the last lap, so more reshuffling going on in that battle for 3rd place. It does seem as though Cambridge have started to build a bit of a gap, to be fair, up to about 0.8 of a second on the last lap, even though there was a personal best lap time from Bristol B on the previous lap then. Well, 1.5 minutes left to go as we head on to lap number 27 of this race. And what a great way it's been to finish off the day then as we continue to press on. Looks as though a bit of time then lost for Imperial and Swansea. They're continuing to battle. It was 5,000s between them across the line. I think they might have been side by side there, and Nottingham B just close behind them, and they've lost a good 3 seconds now to Bristol B and Cambridge A ahead.
Either that or they were ghosting through each other, I think, like you do in video games. But yeah, 5,000s side by side across the line. They've lost a couple seconds to Bristol B, though, who themselves are about 1.5 seconds back from Cambridge. So it looks like Cambridge might have that third, which is the 2nd place secured. But the 54 and the 13 as we round these last couple laps are closing in on backmarkers. Here is your 3rd place driver, Cambridge A, pulling out a gap to Bristol A, who are under pressure. No, they're not. That's a backmarker, the number 53. The 63 behind them with his head tilted back. The race not, end of the race not going Ben Smith's way for the local Swansea lad. Oh, this is the race really well though regardless, but Nottingham B are right behind them. Imperial A have dropped off as we enter the last lap of the day. And the last lap of this race, only a few more corners for these drivers to make any moves. Swansea B making the move on the back marker there. Imperial A lost 2 positions that lap. Yellow flags here. That's going to constitute them all up behind this pack marker. This could be an exciting last end to the lap for these drivers. Through they go, and they get forced wide. They concertina up, and Ben Smith gets forced off. Oh, that all just bunched up together. Not sure what the stewards are going to think of that. But here we are with our leader. Little wave between drivers. Bath D are going to round the last corner and take the win on the road, but they are ineligible, as we mentioned. And Liverpool A are going to win on points on the last race of the day. Great race from those two, and a great race from Cambridge A as well. Richard Cassetta putting in a fantastic performance to get 2nd in points, followed by Bristol B. Oh, and it all chops and changes at the end. Imperial A do come across the line 5th, but we'll have to see what happens with that bunching up at the end. But that was a fantastic race, wasn't it?
Yeah, really exciting. What a way to finish off these couple of days here in South Wales. Lovely to see the celebration from the Cambridge driver across the line, and he deserved to celebrate that one. Flew through that race, gained loads of positions, did exactly what he needed to for his team. Fair play.
Exactly, fantastic from them. Drivers still coming across the line, but the results are as follows. Bath D win the race on the road, but are in and
give another go, mate.
Don't
Give another
score
go.
any points. Liverpool A take the effective win after coming 2nd on the road, followed by Cambridge A, Bristol B, Imperial A, Nottingham B, Swansea B, Coventry C, Leeds C and Exeter C rounding out your top 10, followed by Derby B, Brunel B, Birmingham E and C in 13th and 14th, followed by Leeds B, Portsmouth B, Bristol C, Portsmouth C, Swansea D and De Montfort A rounding out your top 20. Coventry G come home in 21st, followed by Surrey C not having the race they wanted, like we said. Bath C in 23rd, Warwick C in 24th, followed by Leeds Beckett C, Sheffield C, Oxford A, Brunel C, Manchester Met B, Cardiff C, York B, Salford A, Cambridge B, UCL B, Leeds Beckett B, and I don't know if Lancaster C came last. We said they had a transponder issue at the start, but we didn't really see them in the race, so it might have been the case.
Well, yeah, they've ended 26 laps down, so they're somewhere in the mid-pack. I don't actually know how they sort that out, if they're able to put them back in or not. Either way, less than ideal there for Lancaster C, but as we say, what a way to end these couple of days here. BUKC mains yesterday, BUKC inters today. The racing has been epic. And Jake, it's been an honour to have you in the commentary box. You've done a great job.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here, and what fantastic racing that we have been offered up. We really hope all of you at home have enjoyed this. Like we said, if there's any racing you've missed today, then make sure you do head over to the Alpha Live channel and go to the live section for these broadcasts. You can watch them all back anytime, and make sure you subscribe while you're there.
Of course, exactly that. Well, before we do hand it down to Jacob to hear from a couple of other drivers, just a few things to run through. Of course, the next BUKC race will be the finale of the season at the brand new Kart Silverstone circuit. That will be April the 21st, 22nd and 23rd for mains, then Drivers' Champs, then Inters. Make sure you tune in then if you want to see more Club 100 racing action. Next time out for them is Senior Sprints at Clay Pigeon. That's on Sunday the 29th. So next Sunday, make sure you're watching that. But a big thank you to so many people here at the circuit for making this possible. Of course, Alpha Live, everyone behind the scenes, the producers, the cameramen, everyone that brings you this fantastic live stream. A big shout out to them. Of course, Club 100 for putting on yet again another amazing event. Llandow Circuit for having us at relatively short notice here in South Wales. So a big thank you to them. Big thank you to all the marshals who are out there on circuit. Of course, usually I give a bigger thank you when it's bucketing it down all day, but they've had a nice sunbathe today, so fair play to them. And of course, the viewers as well. Thank you all so much for watching the live stream today. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed yourself.
Yes, I know we did. Yes, once again, thank you all for watching. Absolutely fantastic being able to put this show on for you. We are going to sign off now and head down to Jacob Harris on the grid. Down to you, Jacob.
We've got our race winner down here. You said you wanted to disappear. You didn't quite disappear, but still got the job done.
Doesn't really matter. I still won. Technically second on the road, but I'm not bothered. Won. Happy with that. So.
Yeah. I mean, ineligible drivers are part and parcel of racing BUKC Inters. But 2 race wins for Liverpool. That's looking pretty good for a trophy at the end of the day.
I hope so. It's been a pretty rough year, even being in Inters for Liverpool A, but I think hopefully 3rd, maybe 4th. But a podium would be great overall.
And maybe, podium in Inters and a repeat of last year's 24-hour could be a good year after all.
Yeah, I don't quite think we'll win the 24-hour or BUKC this year, but nice to think so.
And we're at the end of the day. Have you enjoyed your visit to Wales?
Thoroughly enjoyed my visit to Llandow. It's a great track and get to go celebrate in Cardiff tonight, so it'll be fun.
Excellent. You got plans on where you're going, or?
No, just following the rest of the team. They probably know where to go.
And as long as they do. If you don't know, just message me, I'll give you some tips. All right, that's all we got time for. I'll let you go and return your number plate and transponder. Thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in. Concurrently, we had about 200 viewers of a live stream, which for a midweek event is absolutely fantastic. Thank you to John and Jake up in the comments box. Jake's so good. He's on par with Reeve already. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. We're back at Silverstone on the 21st, 22nd and 23rd of April for 3 days of BUKC action. Hopefully you'll join us then. Goodbye.
I'm stuck.